The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, sir. Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is a beautiful Thursday, September 16th, 2021, years after zero. Today's show, I think, is going to be rather large, to be honest with you. Can't thank you enough for joining us on SiriusXM and at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Today's show is big. We got two first-time guests joining us, Tyrod Taylor and Coach Mike Tomlin.
Whoa!
I have no idea how this has happened. We are so incredibly thankful for them. And also, we'll wrap up the week with Rap Sheet and Friends in the second hour. I can't wait for all of those incredible conversations. Excited and thankful that you choose to allow us to penetrate your eye holes and your ear holes on a daily basis. If you enjoy the show by the end of it, please be a friend, tell a friend. If you do not like this show, just go ahead and fuck off. No, I'm joking. I understand. There's a lot of people that don't like me. I've been with me for 34 years. You won't be the first. You won't be the last. I appreciate the hell out of all of you, though. The boys are here at the Talks table, at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Tone Diggs still being held in captivity due to his multiple close contact situation he has had. He has continued. I don't think he's tested today, but yesterday he tested negative. If he tests negative through the weekend, he'll be back on Monday. And we will also give him a massive, hey, way to go.
Way to go, Tony. Way to be responsible. Cowboy rides again.
Hey, and maybe the antibodies are still fighting in there, even though he had that thing 9 months ago. But I'm not 100% sure how he's going to get through this thing without getting it. From what I read on the internet while I was battling COVID, at Bubba Gumpino is here running the Twitter today. We appreciate you, Gumpy. Obviously got Foxy Zito and Nick Moraldo. Dirty Gertie's in the building, by the way.
Oh,
Dirty. And this is the first time we've had a graphic designer. Which is pretty absurd to think that we have had an internet company for now 4 years. And this is the first time we've had a graphic design. We are very thankful for you, Dirty. Want to let you know that. And Billy and everybody else, we can't thank you enough, NFL, for allowing us to turn this, potentially bland Thursday. And we've had a lot of those in this particular run of shows in the last 7 months as NFL wasn't around. But this Thursday, you wake up this morning and guess what? There's NFL football tonight.
Feels different.
Hey, there's an NFC East matchup that we have no idea what the hell is going to happen. There's a 3.5-point spread. There's magic cooking. It's a Washington football team favored over the New York Giants. New York Giants look terrible.
Yeah. Bad.
Washington football team did not look bad. They lose their starting quarterback, but no, lo and behold, the Heineke, the almost playoff god for them last year is now starting, and I think this is going to be a great matchup.
Oh, yeah.
Both these teams have a lot of proof. The NFC East last year was the absolute worst. This year, stats are saying that they are not. Dallas Cowboys look to be great. Philadelphia Eagles beat the dog shit out of the AFC or NFC South Atlanta Falcons, so it might be a different year for the NFC East as a whole, but tonight, I'm excited for us to really get a chance to see Danny Dimes in a make-or-break year. This is a make-or-break year for Danny Dimes, I think. I think it has been. I think there was a lot of hype. He was drafted a lot higher than I think a majority of the humans out in the world thought he was going to get drafted. When he got drafted, people lost their minds. Who's this guy? Then everybody came out. No, he's Eli. He's this. He's more athletic. He's just as fast as Lamar Jackson.
True. Right.
He's this freak athlete. He's doing all this stuff. Now it's coming to the time, though, where is it him? Is it the situation? Is it Jason Garrett's play calls? Is it that offensive line? Is it the turnover? Or is it a combination of all of those things? Or is Danny Dimes not a guy? I think a lot of those questions can still be asked. I'm a big fan of Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Danny Dimes made me a lot of money with his freak athleticism that doesn't really get talked about much because Jason Garrett, and I think in the Giants history, hasn't really called designed runs for him to really showcase that whole thing. It always is broken plays. And he tripped over himself one time on national television, but that son of a bitch can glide.
Oh, yeah.
And on the other side, Heineke, Chase Young, Ron Rivera, that Washington football team almost surprised the world last year in the playoffs, almost beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are winners. That's what Bruce Arians said.
Oh, yeah.
So they did come back and win that game. But this Washington football team against a tough Chargers team wasn't able to stop them at the end of the game. So they got a lot of questions to be answered as well. I think we're in for a good one tonight. I'm excited for tonight's Thursday night Night Football game, and I can't wait to dive in and bet all over this whole damn thing.
It does feel like a something's got to give game. We talked about that a little bit off air. I mean, Danny Dimes, he's 4-0 against the Washington football team, but the Giants, they're 0-6 on Thursday Night Football since 2015. So something's got to give here tonight. I mean, it's tough. Danny Dimes is a fumbling machine, and he's got two very, very difficult edge rushers to compete with tonight. So we'll see. We'll see. Who knows what's going to happen?
I completely forgot about one of our guests today, Mike Tomlin, talking to Chase Young and saying, I ain't never going to lose enough games to get somebody who looks like you on the field. All right, dap up. See you later. Have a good one. See you. That's real. Chase Young, immediate game changer as soon as he stepped on an NFL field.
Yeah.
Last year, what play was it? What game was it?
Niners, I believe, where he
picked the ball up in stride with one hand, just threw his arm down. Give me that. And then it was one of the smoothest, most athletic things I've ever seen in my life. And then you start listening to people talk about him. He's a stud. He's a guy. Here we go. Now he's probably a leader over there as well with some turnover. Got a little bit of a younger team. Yeah. Terry McLaurin, he's going to make some plays. I mean, there is a game to be had tonight. Those two records, by the way, Danny Dimes and then Washington football team record and the primetime record and everything like that. I mean, something is going to have to give. This past weekend, when I hit the anvil, Colts were undefeated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Colts were also completely defeated in season opener since 2014. Something had to give.
Yeah, something's got to give game.
I lost. My record lost. And I'll have to turn that around, obviously. I will have to turn that around. But in this particular one, what will it be? Will it be the primetime Danny Dimes? Will it be the Washington football team Danny Dimes? I don't know. I have real questions. And Heineke gets a start for the first time since that playoff game. He's a guy who has a lot of swagger, a lot of moxie. I think the team likes him. If you remember the mic'd up situation last year with Chase Young, he actually went out to Heineke and said, like, this is what Heineke, I love this guy. Like, people in the locker room seem to love him. He might make this thing special. I don't know if it's been put up yet onto the site. It is not.
Okay.
Come on.
I got a pretty cool risk-free bet that everybody's going to be able to hit tonight.
Risk-free?
Yeah, risk-free. I do believe it for everybody.
Whoa.
Not just first-time users, for everybody. We got risk-free bets.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. I'm telling you, that email, my comfort level is saying, nah, I think we should do this.
Do that.
Has gotten real high.
Okay.
It has gotten really high. And to FanDuel's credit, they're like, yeah, all right, let's do it. And I appreciate and respect that, but I think everybody on earth is getting a risk-free $10 bet tonight that could pay out.
Big.
Yeah, call me Patty Parlay.
Whoa.
That's what they're saying.
A little parlay.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if I think it's going to get put up here.
Okay.
Tech is the thing now, because our first year with FanDuel, they were asking me to put in the Super Boost on Monday night or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, a lot of things are about to happen through this. And then there's Tuesday. Hey, we need it by Tuesday, because we have to, build the whole thing. I'm like, okay. And I think by the end of the season it was like Wednesday or whatever, which is very nice. Not for the Thursday night game, but for the Sunday night game. But from Wednesday to Sunday, like,
A lot happens.
A lot happens. So the fact now that I think both tech side on the back end of them, they are okay with like, okay, you can send it over to us day of. And I'm like, cool, thank you. I appreciate that because that helps out a lot with how we're feeling and thinking about things. Not on tonight's game necessarily. I don't think many would change, but through the season, I think we're going to continue to do this thing. I'm pumped for this. And I guess it's just a waiting game on whether or not it's live.
Son of a bitch.
No, I mean, how am I not supposed to just talk about what it is
exactly.
right now?
I mean, you can give people a
So
little
FanDuel
taste.
is giving like a $10 risk-free same game parlay. Don't put the thing up yet because we don't know. There maybe tonight. If they can't get it up tonight, it will be I think next Thursday or whatever. But it's a $10 risk-free same game parlay because the same game parlay when they brought that into the game, it changed.
Immediately.
So they want to continue. I don't think they want to take a victory lap on the same game parlay, but I think they do feel good about the fact that the same game parlay is a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
And it is a way to win a lot of money. So I think the way we fell on this thing happening was like, let's just let people know what could potentially happen.
Yeah.
Let's just let people know what it could be, what could happen. $10 could turn into what, 160?
At least.
And it's risk free. Are you kidding? At least 160. So they set up some guidelines. They set up some guardrails. Okay, this is what it can be. All right. It can only be up to this plus. It can't go below this. We can't do that. It has to be in here. Only this amount of legs. I'm like, all right, you got it. It's actually a pretty cool thing between us and FanDuel being like we're trying to beat them. And they are trying to beat us back though. Like let's not get it is a nice little gamesmanship they got. And the $10 risk-free same game parlay for everybody, new users or not tonight, I think should be a winner. But you'll be able to see what I think is going to happen tonight, and that is quarterbacks are going to be running tonight.
Oh yeah. Even if we can't do the risk-free, I'm probably just going to put in that as a separate on its own bet. Probably bump that up a little higher than $10 just because
I feel good about it.
Yeah,
like for instance, over under on Danny Dimes, I think is like 20.5 yards or something tonight to run. He'll do that in one run. Yeah. That is something that Danny Dimes, and by the way, that's a bet that is alive. Ty talked about this earlier. That's a bet that's alive for 4 quarters. That could come from one play. I love the quarterback over on their rush yards.
Oh, yeah.
RG3 made me so much money and literally blew out his hamstring the next play. But he got 37 yards on that one. All you need is one play. If you have an athletic quarterback, all you need is one play, one coverage to be completely going another way, one Chase Young chasing Danny Dimes out of the pocket and him having to go run. I mean, those bets have been good to me in the past, so I led off with a couple of those. I do think there's going to be more points than people think. I think there's going to be some points scored in there.
Really?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing, but I do know it started at 46.5, and it's all the way down to 40.
Yeah.
So if you just play the game of, hey, we're trying to beat Sportsbook, we got at least 6.5 points in their eyes. So I like 6. That's a touchdown.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Obviously, extra point. But you get it. That's a big thing. So I think that you have to do that if you're just looking at how the line had moved. I feel good about what we're cooking, and I hope it can get up in time.
Yeah, and with that under, Lombo Bombo talked about it earlier. This Washington football team, everyone was talking about such a great defense, and last week they gave up like 470 yards. So you got to assume they're like, hey, let's tighten it up and let's go get Dan Jones on Thursday night.
Well, we will see. I mean, I hope Dan Jones actually has a chance to run,
Well, sure. Well, that's the thing, running for his life.
Yeah, that's what I'm
exactly.
hoping.
I think it's almost to our benefit that their line might be kind of dog shit because he is going to be running for his life all night, and he might pick up, 28 rush yards in the first quarter.
Did anybody watch any of this Giants game or this Washington football team? I watched a little bit of it. I watched the football team because of the Chargers. I wanted to see what the Chargers. I did not watch much of the Giants-Broncos game, and I am sorry that I did not because I think Teddy Bridgewater is awesome.
Yeah.
I watched a video of Von Miller talking to Teddy Bridgewater after the game, and he was like, man, I haven't felt like this since 18 was here, man. Your little pep talks you're giving, the little things you're doing, all that shit adds up. That helps a lot. I mean, the Broncos, all anybody has been saying out of the Broncos camp and Broncos fan base is if we have a quarterback, we're going to be good.
Yeah. Teddy
Teddy Bridgewater, did he get kind of bamboozled last year because he didn't get a chance to play with Christian McCaffrey, who made up like 20% of their salary cap down in Carolina?
Feels like it.
Maybe how's Teddy Bridgewater on the Carolina Panthers if you have Christian McCaffrey, one of the most explosive players in the NFL alongside of you as opposed to being hurt? Probably better, right?
Yeah.
But obviously in the building, they felt for whatever reason that Teddy's not the guy. They move along. Teddy... all he did was win with New Orleans.
Yep.
Last year, and when he was in Minnesota, he was going into MVP conversations, and a devastating injury happened, and he bounced around, undefeated in New Orleans. And we saw what Jameis did, right, 1 year behind Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Teddy was behind Drew for like 2-3 years or whatever down there, 2 years, I think. So, like, just the thought of Teddy leading a team that we were told, hey, all they need is quarterback. That's why the Aaron Rodgers conversation was so hot. If Teddy can play good football, that's a great team. Now, will they have enough to be able to withstand the inevitable Kansas City Chiefs flip of the switch? We want to win this fucking game. I guess that's TBD, but they got studs on that team over there.
Yeah, their offense is loaded with talent. And I mean, to your point about Teddy, like that was kind of I guess that's like the knock on him is he's not like super aggressive and he's not going to, be throwing for 350 yards every week, but he doesn't really turn the ball over. And that's kind of what they had with Drew Lock. Like he was going to throw a couple big time bombs, but they had so many turnovers in situations where it just bit him in the ass. If Teddy plays the way he's capable of and, he's not turning it over, like they could be a 10-win, 11-win team this year.
So maybe we're judging the Giants too hard off of what happened last week.
Yeah, especially with...
You know what I'm saying? Maybe Saquon does eat a little bit more. Maybe that Denver Broncos team is everything that everybody was saying about them this offseason. Like, hey, that's a fucking team.
Yeah.
I do believe the same game parlay is up on FanDuel.
Here we go.
In Indianapolis, in Indiana, it might take a little bit longer.
PA.
And Pennsylvania. You might have to exit out of the app and get back in there. $10 risk-free same game parlay. All you got to do is press the button and you just tail us.
Nice.
Let's go.
Now
Let's
we
hit
go.
this thing. $10. Win. I think it's 162 for this particular one.
Damn.
I think 139 maybe. I forget. We had to dance because they did give us rules. They did give us rules.
Yeah.
Hey, can't be. Hey, let's not fucking get out of control.
Yeah.
That's basically what FanDuel is. Hey, you need
Take it easy.
If we're going to do this, let's dance a little bit. Here are some rules, and I appreciate that. We couldn't go above plus 2,000. Had to be between 3 and 5 legs. Couldn't be more than that. Below plus 400. So if these odds change and they get below plus 400, they will refund everybody. We cannot go below plus 400. That would be business suicide, basically, is what they're saying. Max bet for the risk-free same-game parlay, $10. It is refundable, obviously, if we lose. And then all users are eligible after opting in. Shout out to FanDuel. Let's fucking go get this cash over.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And to what it is, you can zoom in on that thing so I get the exact thing. Over 40.5 total points. Danny Dimes over 20.5 rushing yards. Taylor Heineke over 22.5 rushing yards. And Logan Thomas, tight end for Washington, over 48.5 receiving yards. I think Heineke favors his tight end in his first game back. I mean, your tight end is normally the guy. I think he was the second behind Terry McLaurin last. 48.5 yards sounds like something that's going to happen. And also with the incredible secondary for the Giants right now, they revamped the secondary. The tight ends are going to be on linebacker. I just feel like this is going to be something that's going to happen. I feel good about this parlay.
Very good.
Hey, let's go get this money.
Here we go. Especially Logan Thomas. You got to assume that they're just going to be focused on Terry McLaurin, especially after that ridiculous catch last week against the Chargers.
That was insane.
He's so good. Let's focus on him. Let's let Logan Thomas eat.
And by the way, Terry McLaurin is known. He's been good since the beginning. Remember, out of nowhere, he said, I want to speak to the team or whatever. Not a captain. I think it was a rookie. And Ron Rivera, I think, was like, yeah, fuck, go ahead and do what you got to do. And the team reacted. The team responded as opposed to shut up or whatever. So they got great young leadership over there. But maybe the Giants got beat by a great team last week in the Denver Broncos. Who knows? Excited for it. $10 risk-free same-game parlay. You can win $100 and some bucks. Let's go. Let's take advantage of all that. I want to let you know we are battling with FanDuel behind the scenes, though, and they're on board. They like to fight. They like to be in it, and I appreciate the hell out of them. Now, it is time. Which buffer is that?
Bruce.
It is. He did that at the Vegas.
And right?
It's time. That doesn't feel like.
The it's is really drawn out.
It's time. That's crazy because his brother, has the. Let's get ready to fight or whatever.
Right, exactly.
And they paid for that to be used in something the other day. I saw him kicking off maybe the NFL season.
Really?
I think so. I think
With Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think no, that was the other one.
Oh.
The other one did it, I think, in Los Angeles maybe.
On Sunday Night Football.
I think so, yeah. I think it was maybe in Sunday Night Football. I seen both buffers this weekend, is what I'm saying. But anyways, it is time. I think we should, I think that he's on. Zito, he's on, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey, first-time guest. Let's get to this.
Ladies
and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who's been in the NFL for 11 years. Whew. We have talked about this ad nauseum. Maybe the most unlucky, successful quarterback in the NFL's history. Obviously started in Baltimore, got a Super Bowl ring, went up to Buffalo. Takes them to the goddamn playoffs. They say, get out of town. Goes to Cleveland. He does well there. Gets hurt. Baker, get the hell out of town. Goes to the Chargers. 15 minutes before a game starts. Get the hell out of town, they tell him. He found a home in Houston. He is the starting quarterback for the undefeated Houston Texans team out of Virginia Tech. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah! Tyrod!
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Hey, when I say all those things, have you ever heard us say that? And you obviously can't look at it that way because you probably got to be mostly optimistic about everything, but your career is insane. Do you think about that? Do you talk about that with anybody, or will you just look back on it whenever you're done?
I talk about it, but with my family, my agent, we talked about it every off season. I think that's just like a time to reflect. But yeah, I don't let it get me down. If anything, I let it motivate me.
You took the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs for the first time in forever, and they literally say, "Hey, we appreciate you. Okay, we really do appreciate that. We've stunk for a long time, but." Yeah, go ahead and get the hell out of here. We're actually going to send you out of there. And then you have success, and then Baker obviously comes in. And then in the Chargers situation, that's just, I guess it could happen anytime they give those types of shots for it to happen to you. And then now for you to get to Houston with Coach Dave and everything that's built. Is that a bunker mentality down there? Because it seemed like from the outside, all hell was breaking loose. And then we get a chance to watch you guys perform against the Jags. Team looked unbelievable. Team looked good. What has it been like down there? Has it just been trying to eliminate the noise and build what you have?
Yeah, I would say that's exactly what it's been. Guys have definitely done a good job of just, like you said, eliminating the noise outside in. Coach Cuddy done a good job a great job of just letting us know from day one that we have everything we need in our locker room, and that it's just going to depend on us how the outcome shapes. We put in the work, and we have a bunch of guys playing with a lot of chips on their shoulders, coming from different situations, having redemption years. Just a lot of guys that are excited to play with one another, but also a lot to prove. So when we take the field on Sundays, obviously we play with that chip on our shoulders. But it's just about us going out and having fun, more importantly.
I think we saw in Hard Knocks, you're obviously first guy in, last guy out, watch so much film, you're always prepared. You had Danny Amendola in there. You got that incredible backfield. It seems like your running back position is absolutely loaded. Whenever you started looking at this roster and when you get into training camp, and obviously Danny's very recent, but was it kind of exciting for you to be like, hey, this is going to be my team? It feels like this is a good team. It's an underestimated team, an underappreciated team, and it's going to be like my team. That had to feel pretty good, right, coming into the year?
For sure. Definitely was excited just coming into the training camp. Obviously, spending some time with those guys in the spring, seeing the type of talent that they have. Always had admired a guy like Brandon Cooks from afar. I never got a chance to play with him, obviously. And guys like Mark Ingram, who I played against in college. And even Philip Minsley, the last 2 years of the Chargers, playing against Denver twice a year. David Johnson, all those guys. Rex. I could keep naming. I've always had respect for those guys from afar, but getting a chance to play with them and seeing those guys work, it just excites you even more. And going to continue to keep building the offense around those guys and allowing those guys to make plays.
Did Urban Meyer come up to you after the game and thank you for retiring him from college football?
No, I did not speak to Coach Meyer, but best of luck to him for the rest of the year.
I'm sorry, that literally, the guy coached one game. You guys beat the hell out of him, and everybody's like, he's out of here.
Yeah.
He's going right back to college football. It's a beautiful thing. What have you, because obviously you were with Joe there early in Baltimore, and then you go to Buffalo, you go to Cleveland, you go to the Chargers, you end up at Houston. Like, what do you take away from those places? Was there things you learned from everybody? Was there one particular thing that you think made you a much better quarterback than it did beforehand? Can you look back on any moments in any of these other franchises where you're like, that was a massive moment and a huge breakthrough for me as a QB?
Yeah, I think I could kind of take stuff from each organization, honestly. I want to say early on, obviously I learned from Joe, but it was also a lot of leadership that I learned from within that locker room. Walking into the locker room with guys like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Suggs, Anquan Bolden, the list goes on. Just to watch those guys, how they went about their work day to day, just the professionalism that they had. Definitely learned a lot from them then. Like I said, alongside playing with Joe and watching him work as well, and then getting the opportunity in Buffalo, I think that kind of helped me go into that opportunity with the right frame of mind and knowing how to attack that situation. Learned a lot from those guys there too. And even to stop with the Chargers, being able to spend some time with Philip, understanding how he prepares for games, how he attacks defenses, just to pick his brain on different things. Like I said, I was grateful and thankful to be able to learn a lot from those guys along the way, also while molding and shaping my own game.
Yeah, and I think, by the way, 11 years in the NFL, quarterback is, you don't just fall there. You're a hell of a fucking football player. I didn't mean that as like, did somebody make you better? But that in your journey with all the different stops, you feel like there has to be something. So it's nice to hear you give a lot of credit to everywhere. You don't have to answer this, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about it. When they stuck that golf tee into your lung 15 minutes before the game, did you? Oh yeah, keep a straight face. Yeah. Did you think? Yeah, okay. Did you think about getting loud? Because you handled that very professionally, and I think a lot of people around the NFL, starting quarterbacks around the NFL, are like, "How did this happen? How does this happen?" You've just always seemed to handle things like incredibly like team oriented, team first. Have you always been that way? Because that could have became a big fucking deal. Obviously, we were all very surprised by that whole thing.
Yeah, I've just always been taught to handle things with class. I mean, obviously, it was I guess you could say, an accident to happen. Definitely unexpected, but it was nothing that I could do. Nothing I could do at that point. My main focus was getting back healthy, and it was a lot for the return to play when it comes to that situation. I couldn't travel for a good amount of time, but like I said, my focus had just shifted, and I didn't want to be, I guess, just the odd person in the locker room, a person bringing negativity. I just wanted to stay positive through it all, and looking forward to for a situation that I had here, opportunity that I have here.
Seems like you're the perfect guy to end up in Houston, by the way, with everything that's going on. And I know probably outside the building, everybody's thinking like, hey, this place seems like it's burning down from within. And then you show up and it's like, hey, I've been through some shit. Coach Dave, you had no idea what you were getting into when you got here. Coach Nick Casario, how's it going? Let's kind of do this thing. It has been beautiful to watch, at least that first game against Jacksonville. I guess you're going to have to continue to build on that. Let's take it easy on the Colts, though, Tyrod. When you got to play the Indianapolis Colts, let's go ahead and take the foot off the throttle a little bit. Let's go ahead and coast home. Let's go ahead and lose those games, Tyrod.
1 week at a time.
I absolutely love it. A couple of the boys have some questions. Tyrod, I hope you're okay with that. Go ahead, Ty.
Tyrod, going off what Pat just said, you're obviously a pretty soft-spoken guy. I don't know, like we don't really hear any like major, sound bites from you or anything like that. But when you get to Houston and J.J. Watt's gone, like, did you kind of notice that there was just like a leadership vacuum there that you were going to need to fill? And obviously, outside of being a quarterback, you're a vet. You've been there a long time. Like, was that something you felt like you needed to do right when you got there?
Absolutely. I want to say we signed 33 free agents this past offseason. Whenever you get a situation like that, you definitely have a vacated spot for leadership. And guys have to step up, obviously lead in their own ways. And, with the quarterback position that comes with it. And, I welcome that role. When I go back and think about the teams or the organizations I've been with before, obviously the Buffalo situation was definitely an opportunity where I had to lead and be more vocal. But I also even say just the Cleveland year that I spent there, because the locker room was so young, regardless of what had happened to me, I still had to find ways to lead because kind of molding and shaping those guys, obviously to be the best for their team, but also having an impact on them for the rest of their careers as well, too. So, when you walk into a situation like this, year 11, naturally people gravitate to the people with experience, and they look forward to you sharing your knowledge with them and leading.
I apologize for interrupting an incredible line right there, but everybody that has ever played in the locker room with you loves you. And that, for me, that is like a massive, hey, if I want to hear somebody's opinion, okay, I'd like to hear what their teammates thought of them first, and then if they're liked in there, okay, I'd like to hear it. Like for me, I think as somebody who's been in the locker room, that is one of the things I look for. Like first, I have not heard a single human ever say anything bad about Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
Oh, there's an entire. I just got literally texted from Zito and said, "Hey, you're pronouncing his name wrong." I think and we didn't want to be disrespectful, but
not at all.
That was a whole scene on.
My mom had to clear it up this past weekend. She was out here for the game. She said, "Look, stop. It's enough with the Tyrod. We're going with Tyrod."
Tyrod, we have one more question. We appreciate you. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Tyrod, I actually have a shirt on right now that says, "I'm a big Jack Easterby guy." How is he around the building? Does he assist you with any game plan or tips on how to attack a defense, or is he just kind of more of a motivator out there?
He's great in the building. I would say more of the motivational side. Whatever we need, Jack Flory's there. He helps the guys in tremendous ways. But as far as the game plan, that's up to we work directly with Tim, TK, and Pep, and the rest of the offensive staff.
Pep Hamilton's down there. I completely forgot about that. What a legend that guy is, dude.
Yeah, Pep, good man. I was with him last year with the Chargers as well, too. So it's good to see him back around. And obviously, I like him as a coach. So.
He said a couple things that have been completely out of pocket to me. He said he could beat me in a race.
Whoa.
Yeah, and let him know. He
still thinks he's like his college self.
He does. Thank you. I'm happy I'm not the only one that thought this. He came up to me this one day. He always has fresh shoes, by the way. Like very clean shoe game. And he's a very cool guy to talk to. And I made like a tackle, I think, or something, and he congratulated me and he said, "I'm 100% certain now that I'm faster than you," or whatever. And he walked away. I'm like, "Oh, you need to go to hell. All right, Pep, you need to relax." That guy's a good guy. It's having a building. I completely forgot about him. Please tell him we said hello. Thank you so much for your time. Continue to crush it. And we enjoy watching your career from afar, man. It's been awesome.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Hey, West Virginia's got Virginia Tech this weekend. 20, yeah?
Yeah, Hokies with the W for sure.
Okay, you want to bet 20 or what? You want to, yep.
Let's do push-ups on spot. So when I see you again, I get 10, and then the next time I see you,
all right.
10.
All right, so 20 public push-ups.
Yep.
Okay, dope. All right, appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, undefeated quarterback for the Houston Texans, Tyrod Taylor. Yeah! Thank you, man.
All right.
Those public push-ups are incredible.
Oh, yeah. Didn't that happen in Japan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mike Adams almost got ran over by a car in Japan because he didn't finish his 3 public push-ups. I mean, because you keep him as a full 20. You know, so, hey, I need you to do 4 right now. It's like, no, yeah, right now. You got 4. And then, by the way, you're holding 16 over their head for the rest of the time. 20 is a lot, by the way. I think 10 is normally the go-to. $20, though, is just normally like the college give and take. So instead, I kind of got, you know, because I don't know much about this West Virginia team, to be honest. And I did see Virginia Tech beat the
shit out of
North Carolina. Yeah.
Where's that?
It's
in Blacksburg.
I think so.
Oh,
I think they are entering.
You should ask for some points.
Yeah. Well, somebody. It's in West Virginia. It's in Morgantown. Cup.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Country roads.
Okay, no big deal.
Let's go.
Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. We're going to need John Denver and that crowd to do well this weekend because I think that Virginia Tech team potentially is better than our team right now. And West Virginia boys are going to get hot at some point, but I'm probably going to be doing 20 push-ups if I had to guess. Tyrod's a good guy.
Yeah,
He and I have been around each other at a couple events.
That many free agents almost helps him out because everyone's coming in like, hey, everyone thinks we're going to stink. Let's just get it. Let's just go do anything.
And this is our guy.
Yeah.
This is our quarterback.
Yeah.
So there's no real carryover from anybody else. You know, the Deshaun Watson situation is one that is very serious and very massive, but also could be a huge distraction. If that was his entire locker room, he was the guy.
Right.
You got a bunch of new people who've come in the middle of that whole thing, and it's like, hey, Tyrod's going to be the guy. Here we go. Coach Davian said Tyrod Taylor's our quarterback. This is how it's going to be. So those 33 free agents only know the team is Tyrod Taylor's team.
Yeah.
That must help out for everything in there. And that's something we have not talked about or thought about really, because there's really been no information coming out of the Houston Texans organization at all. I'm very thankful they allowed us to talk to Tyrod Taylor. Very thankful for Tyrod Taylor. And good luck to the Texans. Now, lose against Colts for sure, but good luck to the Texans.
When you look at their offensive line, like, it's great. They have a lot of experience at receiver and running back. Like, it wouldn't be crazy to think, like, their offense should be very solid this year.
And I don't want to say that we were a part of it, but we were a part of the loudness of, like, this Texans team might be burning the whole thing down. They might stink. And I think the expectations around some people in Houston, there's obviously diehard Texans fans, and I've been nothing but complimentary of the Texans fans. Every time we played down there, it was the loudest building we were in. But I think a lot of Texans fans were even at the point like, hey, let's just stink this year and get a good pick and let's move forward. And then you get Tyrod in there, you get Coach Cauley in there, you get Nick Caserio in there, and Jack Easterby's like, hey, we don't lose down here, not in the third largest city in America. I mean, they are going to go after it. I love that guy. Yeah. I'm happy as hell for him. I'm very thankful he came on the show, man, because there's been a lot of comment. Obviously, you're wearing a shirt.
I mean, I love the guy. I'm a Jack Easterby guy. What do you mean?
So am I.
Yeah.
But there's a chance some people could think that we're potentially, not because we're saying so loudly that we are.
Oh, no. We went to bat for Coach Dave, too.
Uh-huh.
That place was on fire when they all showed up. The fact that they've been able to mold that team.
True bunker mentality.
Actual huge props to Tyrod for being able to do that. That you heard Chuck say this the other day. GM, owner, head coach, and then quarterback.
Right.
If you have those 4 on the same page, and who knows what's going on with McNair and Easterby. From outside it sounds loud, but inside it might be very quiet. And then you look at GM Caserio's coming in there. He's even like on the field and like helping out. Coach Dave Cauley, and then Tyrod seems to be the perfect guy for that situation. Hey, I've been through it. Okay, literally golf tee in the lung last year. I got sent out of a town I took to the playoffs for the first time in like 10 years. I mean, there's a lot. It's almost like, do they have the perfect thing? I don't know if they're going to win a Super Bowl. Okay, it's going to be very difficult to do that. In the AFC South, though, I mean, they are in the lead.
Yeah.
And who knows what's going to happen this year inevitably. But what if they surprise some folks and end up, 9 wins, 8 wins, 10 wins?
I think even if they win like 6 or 7 games, people will be like, oh, shit, they outperformed what anyone expected of them.
That expectation for them was
low.
It was them and the Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah. And then first week, Eagles beat and the Lions.
Of course.
And the Jaguars, I think, are always in the Jets, But those two, the Philadelphia building was burning.
Yep.
And the Houston building was burning. And we're like, oh, look at these two teams. They're going to stink. Go to Atlanta, blow them out. Almost send Urban Meyer into retirement conversations starting. Yeah. I mean, that's insanity. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Long season left, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Long season left, but I believe in that guy. I like that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be doing 20 push-ups, so let's fucking go, Mountaineers, huh?
Yes.
Here we go.
Hey, let's run the ball pretty well out there.
Here we go.
Come on,
Hey,
Neil.
let's trust Klein. Let's go Mountaineers.
What?
I don't know anything about that team. We lost, obviously, the first game.
Yeah.
Can't be losing to Maryland, but tongue of the low was unconscious there towards the end.
Yeah.
But then we beat some D2 school by like 70 or something.
Here we
There we
go.
go.
Tune-up
Bounce back
game.
win.
Did we take the top off the bucket?
Feels like it.
Feels like it. Mm-hmm. I can't wait. We're going to go to a game that Tyrod's playing in.
Have to.
And it's going to be warm-ups. 5 of them.
Right now.
Right now. Come on. All right, 4. Right now.
Now.
Right now. That'd be all. We got to go to the Colts Texans.
Yeah.
Game. If Virginia Tech wins, we don't go to any events that Tyrod's participate.
Never.
Now, he will be able to hold those over my head for the rest of our lives if we were to ever encounter each other or whatever. But we need to see him immediately upon winning that.
Yeah.
If you're able to get in his headphones, like when he's like going up to this.
Hey,
right now.
Imagine me bringing in a. Hey! He's on the sideline.
Yeah.
Need 2.
Do 'em.
Need 2 right now. Because you can literally, we could piece those out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was, I don't know who's the biggest asshole. I think DeQuell Jackson was the biggest asshole I've ever seen with him. He was doing like 1 at a time.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's the
So
worst.
you got to get all the way down, get your hands on the ground, do one, and then it's like, all right, still got 9 more.
See you next year.
See, you got 9 more of those. I forget if it was him or Pops. It was the first time I experienced it. It was in Japan. I'm like, this is brilliant. Like, this is what we should have been doing all along instead of betting money we definitely didn't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We should have been betting push-ups since we were kids. Almost.
Yes.
Probably would have helped out my chest, too. Maybe I am linebacker in the NFL, you know?
Yeah.
We're doing that. Let's get better, not get worse. Let's fucking beat the Hokies this weekend.
Hell yeah.
In Morgantown, obviously. The blue lot's going to be going bananas.
Bumping.
That's what's going on, right? Blue lot. Yeah, gold lot's up there at PNC Park. That's where I congratulated the lady for the baby
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that she
true.
was going to have
And
after we had been drinking for 5 hours together.
unfortunately.
It was a beer baby. It was not a human baby. It was not a human baby. I didn't even go to the game. I just left. I felt so
Yeah.
bad.
Well, you had
Might
to.
as well. Here's
Yeah.
my ticket.
Anytime you really, and I think I'm more proficient at this than most. If I do something stupid around somebody, I will save us both.
Yeah,
I will save us
awkwardness.
both.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to get out of here and probably never talk. We'll probably never.
I'm surprised you didn't take the first thing smoking out of town that night.
I probably
Just get
did.
out of there.
I probably did go right back to Morgantown. I was like, all right, time to go back to West Virginia.
Yeah.
Or maybe back to Indianapolis. I forget when it could have been, but that was an uncomfortable moment for sure. I mean, I was friends with her husband, boyfriend.
Oh, there you go.
He had to act mad too, you know.
Oh,
Like,
really?
it got real uncomfortable, and I was legitimately. We were playing flip cup 4 hours together. She was right next to me. She was great.
She could have had wine in the cup.
I thought we were. Nah, I mean, I was feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was a terrible guy. I was a bad. Listen, I admit my mistakes.
Hand up.
And as soon as it happened, I said, "Oh my
Oh, no.
god,
What have I
Oh
done?"
my god!" And then I was like, nobody even had to tell me, but I think Nick walked over and was like, "You're getting out of here." I was like, "Yeah, I have to. Have to. I do believe I have to get out of here right now." And it was the right call. But what I'm saying is, those push-ups could have really changed a lot of things.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go Mountaineers.
Go Mountaineers, dude.
Hey, go
Yeah, you guys
Come
changed
on.
there.
Yeah.
It
How
got
the hell?
cold. It got cold in here. I just slipped this on.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
all
Everybody
right.
in the back as well. It's crazy. Let's
Fair.
go Mountaineers, dude.
Let's go
Come
Neers,
on.
hey?
This is a weekend for them.
Hey, I'll tell you that parking lot was one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life.
I don't
I
doubt
can
it.
imagine.
And use my mistake as your learning lesson. You know what I mean? Like, just don't do it. Just not the right thing to do. I may or may not have been a little bit intoxicated when I did it, so
Yeah.
it wasn't a sound mind, that was talking there.
Sure.
No harm, no foul.
I fucking love Tyrod Taylor.
He's the man.
He's a beast. Texans.
Let's get to a break. Thank you guys for changing mid-conversation.
You bet. Had to.
Was that movie Magic? Maybe. Or we? Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Ah.
I don't know.
No, we wouldn't do that. We're too dumb. We're back in 4 minutes with your phone calls on a 5-hour energy phone line. 1-833-4-McAfee. That's 1-833-4-McAfee. We can't wait to chat with you. Cheers. Smarter than you, I'm better than you. No. I'm a better person than you are.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I fed the birds this morning, so I'm a better person than you are.
Yeah, but you don't care about the ozone as much as I do. So do you even like to breathe? That means you don't even like the birds. You don't want the birds to be able to breathe or fly because you want the ozone to be ruined because you're a fucking asshole.
Is that right? Then how come I rollerblade to the supermarket every Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, did that make you feel good? Rollerblading, flattening the earth a little bit closer to the center so it can get hotter so then the heat comes from the ozone because you're pressing down the earth with your little rollerblades?
Well, yeah, but
I'm a better person than you are.
No, because on Wednesdays I'm planting trees and I'm trying to bring the earth back to what it was.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you're cutting up other trees' roots, though. What a fucking
right.
asshole. You Why can't you just let earth be the way it's be? You got to take your shovel and dig into it? Wow. I'm a better person than you are.
I know.
Dude.
I make my own manure. I make my own soil. I'm not chopping up any other roots.
So you don't like cows. You don't like cows pooping.
I hate farmers.
Unbelievable. You hate farmers. Oh, you don't like a head of cows. Oh, you don't like burgers?
Then how come I'm in the Farmers Association of America and I'm going to help?
Oh, you're a lifetime member of the FFA. Hey,
yeah, that's right.
That's what I make. I'm a better person than you are.
No, you're not. I'm a better person than you are.
That's politics, baby. That's what we just did right there. Let's get to the phones. Once again, I think we batted 1,000.
Boom.
In politics with what we just did right there.
How about that?
I do believe after that argument, though, people would say I was a better person than fucking you are, dude.
No, because everyone I just read on Twitter was like, oh my God, this guy rollerblades. I need to start doing that too.
No, that's because you mute all the other people that are actually on my side. They're telling you you're not the right person.
No, I refuse to mute anybody because I love everybody.
Oh, you like freedom of speech. How come then you're not going to listen to
Wow.
everybody?
I do love freedom of speech. That's why I'm not muting anybody.
I'm better than you are.
No, I'm better than you are.
Everybody's saying it.
No.
Yeah, everybody's saying I'm a better person than you are.
I heard it.
We just did, by the way, still batting 1,000 on politics. I feel so good about it. We even got into the reaction to the punditry.
Yes.
We're batting a fucking 1,000 out there.
Every side.
The people say we're not well-rounded. We don't have depth. Did you hear what we just fucking did? Come on. Wow. Let's go to the phones, man. He walks all the way up.
Holy
Sleep! This is not the one that I saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. Can we go back to the beginning, please? Listen, go back to the beginning. This guy, pause. That guy was sitting one section over in this blue polo shirt-wearing son of a bitch who's here with his friend, by the way. Right here. They're just having a good old day at the ballpark. Old buddy in the glasses back here. Oh, this has been fun. Look at this guy up here with the wife is maybe, the wife and the guy up there. They're kind of intrigued to see what's going on. Padres guy said, hey, listen, I've been locked in my fucking house for 13 months. I'm going to come to a ball game, and you're going to say dumb shit? I don't think so, pal. He walks over, 45 yards, casually, eyes ready to go, not fists ready to go, though. Just outside, no, calm. What, you got a fucking problem, pal? People smiling down here. They know something's about to happen. We got a camera out. We would like to see the alternate angle from this particular person. But what a moment here. We beat COVID. We are back. Old buddy here needs to watch out for right hooks. Bow! Buckled. What, bitch? He said. What? And then he gets tackled by everybody else, backpedals. Everybody watches this happen. What a Jeez. What? He says. What, dude? What? What? Damn. Oh, my. What was said by who? Hey, as we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
There is no better feeling than breaking free and going untouched into the end zone.
Hell yeah.
To be clear, I've never experienced it.
What? That one time you did the spin move on the fake field goal
I was
thing.
touched by literally all 10, I think 10 guys on the field from their team.
Oh, okay. Walked in untouched, though.
No, you had that.
No, I had to dive, actually. I was in high school, first ever game, glory days. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. First game, snap over the head of the holder. It's like, I don't know, 25, 30 yard line probably. I run, grab it. Somebody's on my hips, do a hip throw. Okay,
Nice, of course.
Off. And I kind of blacked out from there, but I do believe I beat a couple people and I ended up diving in for fucking 2 points.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. First play. All right, might have been the first time I stepped on a field for organized football. But don't get twisted. We're playing telephone pole to telephone pole. Mm-hmm. And we're playing in the backyard of Mr. I forget his name. House.
Hell yeah.
He didn't necessarily love us there. Had to see his car leave, and then we would go play.
Let's go play. Yeah.
And now I feel like an absolutely terrible person that I am an adult who has a field.
Yeah.
We were tearing that thing to shreds.
I bet.
There's another beat drop. Anyways, there's nothing better than feeling untouched when you go in your carriage.
Hell yeah.
That's why Fluid Master, the world's #1 toilet repair brand, is awarding the NFL player who has the best untouched touchdown each week. They'll be sending them a Fluid Master Soft Spa 9500 bidet. Hey,
Whoa.
that's what I
That
say.
ain't no joke.
9500 soft spa bidet, dude. Because when you are done with your business, there is no more satisfying way to clean your back porch, your undercarriage, than going untouched with a refreshing spray of warm water from the soft spa bidet.
You're telling me I am sick and tired of having to take a shower after I dump.
This guy does damage to toilets.
That's right.
All right? And
Destroys
now
them.
you are taking a shower.
Yeah.
But it's just one particular part of your body that needs a shower at said given time, and it's actually just built in already to the toilet because that's what a bidet is.
Hell yeah.
It's a little piece of high society for your kit and caboodle down there. Last week, the winning touchdown was Tyreek Hill, and we did have one guest prior to kickoff. So maybe yesterday's tweets didn't count.
Damn it.
I do apologize for that.
Now they know.
Yeah, you have to get it in before kickoff.
Have to.
Tonight. Have to get it in before kickoff tonight because the winner could be tonight, so you might as well take a guess. Cameron V. Ranch will be getting a soft spa 9500 and $200, which is what it's going to cost to get somebody
install
to
it,
install
yeah.
it. Once you buy this bidet, the process is nowhere near done, by the way.
No.
You have to bring a plumber in, and they have to install it, and that will cost you some money. But once that thing happens, guess what? Oh, life is better.
Yeah.
That's right.
In honor of my 2016 Pro Bowl average yards per punt, the nice folks at Fluid Master are also giving away $49.30 if you didn't win that soft spa bidet and you're not at Cameron V Ranch. All you got to do is enter code PAT4930 at checkout at fluidmaster.com. Shout out to Fluid Master.
Shout
out.
They're fans of the show, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So they're fans of the show at Fluid Master, so I think they wanted to... They say, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Good people.
And they told us it's $400. I'm like, that's a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah.
that is a lot of money for a bidet. But I will say, I think everybody has spent a much worse $400.
That's
Oh, yeah.
right.
Okay, in your life.
Multiple times.
You just go through your entire thing. If you literally want to change the way you feel not everybody understands what we're talking about because I don't think you have the same dumps as some people.
True. Eating habits. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly eating habits. I don't know though, because I've done the keto thing, I've done the other things, and I feel like I am in the department of, hey, it's going to go, we're going to go. You know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think everybody does that.
No.
I don't think everybody has the we're going to go thing.
A poop's going to poop.
I want the wet wipes from the
to.
toilet paper jump to the wet wipes.
Smart.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay? The bidet is just like the
The next level.
Yeah,
The final
exactly.
form.
The final form.
It is the final form. Yeah. Anyways, let's get some phone calls on the 5-hour Energy phone line. Shout out to Fluid Master. We appreciate you listening, and I think you should invest in a bidet if you have the means to do so, and save $49.30. $49.30 when you use Pat 4930.
Good deal.
That's a long ball, by the way. I had a good year that year.
Yeah.
I knew I was retiring though, so like I kind of
Leave it all out of the field.
Yeah, I kind of want to be able to. You know what I mean? I always felt that like that was pretty legendary if somebody was, like Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Because forever people say Barry could still play if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Like I always just found that hilarious. Like, yeah, Barry probably fucking could. And then now people automatically assume because that's what I did like 4 or 5 years ago or whatever, that's what it is still. And I do not believe that is the case. But people will still say, oh man, fuck. You know what I mean?
Well, every time you kick.
I'll even get some people around the NFL, by the way, throughout the season where something will happen. I'll get a text. Any chance you want to hit some balls or anything like that? And that's happened the last couple of years. I don't think it'll happen this year, especially now that I think we are in every NFL building now. People are listening to us. But that had happened. And I was always like, you are the nicest human of all time. Like, because you know that I probably still do not have it. Because you've seen me come back from an off season before at like 250, 255. Like, you know exactly what's probably happening. But I have been out in the field kicking the ball every once in a while. So, just in case this all comes crashing down.
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, it's possible.
Like if you guys are going to keep changing all your shirts immediately after a conversation.
I
with
had
someone.
to. I had to.
What's that all about?
Well, I was drinking my Celsius, spilled it down here a little bit, and I just said, I look like a fucking doofus. I might as well throw a sweatshirt on. So I did.
And what about everybody behind you?
Yeah,
though?
what
Did
about
you?
I
you
can't
guys
speak
back
for these
there?
guys.
Sweating bullets back here.
Yeah, it is hot back there.
I spilled mustard on my shirt.
Oh, so you put on the ketchup color.
Yeah.
And what happened to you? You spilled ketchup on your shirt? That's why you put the mustard color on, Foxy? What are you doing right there?
No one can see me, so I'm good.
Oh.
I'm wearing
Crafty.
this shirt the whole time.
I will admit, okay, this is a moment in the show.
What?
We pre-taped Tyrod.
No, we didn't. How?
Yeah, we did.
Been here for 24 hours.
Yeah, we did. We did. Strictly because of our respect for Tyrod Taylor. If you've ever listened to this show talk about Tyrod Taylor for literally forever, it was like, this is the most unlucky great quarterback maybe in the history of the NFL.
Ever.
And we explained it or whatever. And I've run into him at a couple events, and he's always been very cool, very nice to me, very everything. So they were like, hey, Tyrod wants to come on. Booking, by the way. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go. For those keeping score, Rapp and Tomlin were from us, which is
right.
if we are keeping track. I mean, they have done great things today. Tyrod Taylor was awesome. So when they say, hey, he is not available during live time, is there any way he could record it this time? There was no chance of me saying no to Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
But we are not going to make that a thing.
No way.
That is not going to be. That cannot be a thing. We were so bored. You guys should have seen what we were doing while this thing was running. We were pacing, walking in circles out there. It was a nightmare, that entire process.
Well, and we don't pre-tape for many people, but when you get a human like Tyrod Taylor, I mean, he's really the only one that's up there.
He was worth it, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He kept a straight face kind of during the golf tee question.
Tried to.
Yeah, had to do it. Anyways, Rappaport will join us in the second hour where we'll wrap up all the loose ends happening in the NFL before week 2 officially kicks off this evening with Washington Giants.
Hell yeah.
Hey, risk-free, same game parlay on FanDuel Sportsbook tonight that I put together, $10, risk-free. All you do is opt in. And you win 116 or something like that. I forget exactly what it is.
116.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to let everybody know we did have 163 one. We took one thing off of it. We thought we, had to tighten it up a little bit. Yeah. I want to win this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the Bucks won this past weekend did not. So I'd like to win this risk-free thing because I think FanDuel made a lot of money on us.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sure they did.
Because they were sending me, hey, this is how much we're projected to lose if this all hits. So if we all lost, which we all basically did, I assume the ball, that thing, the tink,
Yep.
Sure.
that thing that sways back and forth, it's like 5 balls or whatever.
Yeah,
and
the metal
momentum,
ones.
it's the momentum metal or whatever the hell it is. That had to have happened, right? If we all, boom, that just goes right back their way.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why this week it was so simple. Oh, yeah, all right, can't get the ball.
sure.
Yeah, sure. Fucking, why not? Whatever you want, you mush. Fucking bring it.
Whoa.
Yeah, get as many people as possible to bet on the shit. Actually, we'll do risk-free so they get their money back so they don't lose faith in you, pal. I'm like, oh. That's not what they said, but pretty much I bet you that was the off-air conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're snickering about it.
By the way, that thing's called Newton's Cradle. I never knew that.
Hey, shout out to Newton, by the way.
Cam Newton.
I don't think it was Cam Newton's cradle.
No,
but
no.
maybe. I mean, Isaac potentially.
Sir Isaac, yes.
Sir, sorry, I forgot he got knighted.
Sir Isaac.
It seems to be a pretty big deal, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
In some.
Is it, though, after everything
Exactly.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
I'm
the
not
thing.
getting into that.
Everything we
It's a
know
slippery
now.
slope.
Who knows what they're doing at Buckingham Palace and if you want to get knighted.
Sam, all right. All right.
Hey, I'm just saying.
I mean,
You open Pandora's box.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just
well, that's
throwing
what we
stuff
don't
out
do.
there.
That's what we don't do on this
Fair
show.
point.
But to that genre of conversation about what do we know, my wife and I had a conversation last night. She showed me a picture, I think, of an eel and its teeth.
Sure.
This thing, it looked like a dinosaur. Its
Yeah,
teeth look
razor
like
sharp.
a tire. And they face back so that if, any fish would come slimy out or whatever there. And then there was a picture of this alligator or crocodile doing something insane. And it was like, okay, so those are just dinosaurs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like those are just dinosaurs. Like an alligator is just a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A rhinoceros is just a dinosaur that survived, right?
I don't know about the rhino. I don't know where they came from.
I mean, whatever. And then you have to start thinking to yourself, like, well, what do we know about the dinosaurs? Like, what could have been real? What couldn't have been real? And then you get into, if Diggs was here or whatever, big
Yeah.
museum, or no, Zito's big
gonna say.
museum.
All lies.
Yeah, look at those teeth, dude.
Vicious.
Look at that thing.
My God.
That thing will come out. You
It's
think
electrifying.
You're just. It is.
Electric eel.
It is electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie. All right, we got to get to a break. We were supposed to take some phone calls. Instead, we decided to talk about the worst shit of all time.
Well, you got to talk about it.
Have to do it.
People are wondering.
But to the point, what do we know?
Nothing.
What do we know?
Don't get me started on
Nothing
birds.
at all.
Who? Nah, listen, I saw an entire flock of birds last night, and they seem to have brains for themselves. Hour 2's on the other side. Rappaport and AJ Hawk will join us. We can't wait for it. We'll see you then. it's just like EA Sports
Yeah.
is in the game.
God.
We're the only media outlet that does not have a deal with them. Like, we don't get free codes.
Nope.
I'm not even in the fucking game. They've asked me to do it. I've said no. I don't want to be a part of it. I mean, that is legit because I've never played, to be honest. I'm not
Smart.
good at it. But we're the only ones. Yeah, you guys have played. There's a lot of guys in here that have played. A lot of fans have called in and played. We're the only ones that aren't really on an EA Madden payroll at this
Yeah.
point. So it's okay for us to come out and say, like, hey, y'all need to stop fucking over your fans. Like, you need to help them. I feel like that's a good thing of this show. A former Celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How'd the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. The missus was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine. And now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex.
Okay.
I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
Whoa. Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on, you lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada, here, or in America, on the films. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
And I hope you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come
He's
on.
good at everything. He'll shave his face.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, miss you, love you, man. Aaron Rodgers.
Should we just make it real? Should we just say, hey, we're done, we're riding off into the sunset? I mean, do you want it to be live on your show that Vinny's officially done? Is that what you want?
I don't want that, but if it's going to happen, happy it's happening.
Yeah.
I would like that to be known. So don't feel obligated. Don't feel forced.
Put it this way. Hey, let me see. Today is Wednesday. By Friday, if paperwork goes in, you heard it here first.
First of all, congratulations on a legendary fucking career, dude. In a game that revolves around the score, okay? That's how they pick winners and losers, is in a game in which they keep score. To be the all-time leading scorer in scoring sport, I think many would say, hell of a fucking job. Yeah! Unbelievable. South Dakota kid, you didn't have an easy way either. You went over to Virginia to train. You're a high school teacher, I think, or a substitute teacher. Then you go to the World League over in Amsterdam. Somehow survived the off-the-field activities that you could have fallen into. Stayed focused on kicking. Go into New England. Beat out Matt Barr at some point, even though he had an incredible career. Win Super Bowls. Memorable moments. Biggest moments in the sports history revolve around your foot in a lot of cases. Congratulations, man. You're the fucking best. I was honored to be your teammate. Yeah.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show, Hour 2, on this beautiful Thursday, September 16th, 2021, years after zero, will begin right now. Never want to step over Twine's hard work. Talks tables here. Tone Diggs is still in his sanctuary. Due to a couple close contact situation. T's and P's to Tone, and we did do something special for old Tone, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, because this hour, Ian Rappaport joins us, but in the next hour, Coach Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers joins us.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
And, you know, I did feel the absolute regret oozing through the phone when Diggs texted me, knowing that he will not be here when Coach Tomlin is here. So it was only right that we had him record his own question.
Had to
do it. I hope Coach T enjoys that, and that's where he's at. He will be for the rest of the week. If he continues to test negative through the weekend, he'll be back on Monday.
Nice.
I called a couple doctors in town and asked them what the proper move would be here, because we don't know the incubation period.
No.
And we have football season. We've got through 18 months of this thing. We can't have it now whenever everything's happening and life is good and beautiful.
No.
Run wild through this office, brother.
Yeah.
Can't have that
Can't do
happen.
it.
Can't do it. Won't do it.
Can't win with it.
Won't win with it. And Diggs agrees, and he knows that. And we can't wait for him to be back. And he's still hosting Hammer Down 15 minutes after this show ends, a daily gambling show that comes out of this office by Diggs and Gumpy, two of the hottest gamblers on planet Earth and the moon.
That's right.
Bar none.
Bar none. Gumpy, you guys still winning or what?
Yeah, Diggs was 3-2 last night. I was 3-1 Champions League yesterday.
Oh, so we're back in your breadbasket.
Let's go.
Hey, soccer's back.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, I heard Messi might get a chance to play against Barcelona. Is that going to
No
happen?
way.
Yeah, I think so. In this Champions League thing, they play in the middle of the week, and Messi's now with PSG. PSG is in the French league. They won that, obviously, because everybody said that was the Farmers League.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, everybody said it was the Farmers League over there in France. Messi goes and bops there, and the whole crew's down there. They're going in the Champions League because the Champions League is the top four.
Top 4 in every league.
In every country,
Yeah, in
every
Europe.
league, every country in Europe, and
Yep.
then they go into battle against each other in a super battle.
Hell yeah.
Let's get the Red Bulls over there. What are we doing?
Well,
Thank you.
I agree. The Red Bulls should be over there. The Atlanta
Timbers.
United, the Portland Timbers, the LA
Revolution.
Galaxy, the LAFC.
Seattle Sounders.
We should maybe, since we're a larger country, we should have 8 teams maybe in the Champions
It's a good
League.
idea.
Yes.
Something to think about. Maybe the MLS will be able to do that. But Messi left Barcelona, and the Barcelona, because of how good they played whenever they had Messi, they qualified for the Champions League.
Ooh.
Now they're just a team without Messi. And Barcelona, I guess, is getting run right now, right? That team's not looking great.
They got smacked in the mouth by Bayern Munich.
Oh, Bayern München.
Oh, be careful.
I got some
They
bad
said 9, Barcelona.
I got some bad news for you though.
What?
USA did fall out of the top 10 in the FIFA World Rankings.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's horseshit.
Yeah, but we don't give a fuck about the people that do the rankings, so we don't give a fuck about what? The rankings.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and remember that. Now, there are some people we do give said fuck about, and their rankings do mean something, but anytime we hear the rankings, what do? We judge the judges.
Yes.
Okay? Rankings are cool, but let's judge who's judging here and judge whether or not we should respect what they're judging and how their judgment is.
Yeah, and we know anything
Who's
about
ranking
FIFA.
this one?
FIFA.
Oh, the ones that
Crooked, corrupt bastard.
You're paying for that list.
Of course, they don't want the United States to be yodelly, 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 yodelly off that goddamn rankings, because that would be bad for everybody. It's the world's game. America can't play our game. It's a beautiful game. Can't do it. What happens when we do, though? Hey,
Hell yeah.
What happened when we send our guys over to your countries to do like high school and stuff? And then guess what? They come back home, and all of a sudden we got your information on our athletes over here, and we're going to go. And when that starts happening, we're going to win. Is that what it is? Are they potentially holding that against us, that we're taking over their game now?
No, I think it's because they tied Canada.
Oh, yeah. I remember we did that.
Well, we got to perform.
And we can't
They're
be,
still 13. They're
we are-
still 13.
Hey, we're going to have to earn it. All right?
Yeah.
We
Right.
know, and we are.
We know.
We play for trophies.
We've
okay?
always known.
Joining us now is a soccer expert, guy who's probably shaking the hand of Christian Pulisic just yesterday at some yuppie event out there in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Back joining us and blessing us with his presence, college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ, your thoughts on Barcelona?
I mean, I felt like that's what happens when we have a guest that's coming on and waiting, and all of a sudden you go on some weird rant about eels that have teeth that blow your mind. And I'm sitting there watching you guys talk about soccer and how many times you can throw Barcelona in there. I mean, it was actually kind of entertaining.
Okay, well, thank you. You are our soccer expert alongside Gumpy, and
Hey, there's two teams in LA. Did you know that? I figured that out when I was out there.
yeah, they do. They call it like the Derby, or think, or something like that.
The El Trafico.
That's what they call it.
The El Trafico.
I thought it was called the Los Angeles Derby. I might have been wrong. It's called the El Trafico.
Yeah.
LA Galaxy and LAFC. The only reason why I truly know that is because Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I think, debuted in that thing and had a couple goals. And then I watched this last one. It was electrifying as well, by the way. That thing went back and forth. I think there was 5 goals in like the last 3 minutes.
Yeah,
or something.
really?
The MLS is insane. I mean, it's right in the middle of football season, so there's no way we can fucking watch it. But it had a good run there for a little bit. You know what I mean, AJ?
Yeah, I know it's weird that we can't really talk about like college football a whole lot. We know like people care about the NFL, and then sometimes we spend 20 minutes on soccer.
Yeah, it's a beautiful game.
AJ, that was a beautiful burial of soccer right there.
I wasn't burying. I was saying
a little bit.
You offended him a little bit?
We know the people that like and watch the show, and maybe they aren't the biggest soccer fans. That's all I'm saying. Maybe go. Alexi Lavas probably has a great show, or Tony Miola.
Tony Miola would have.
I love that AJ, though. You know, because he's got 100 kids or whatever. They're great. All of them are great. Wife's a great person. He's out in public in Ohio, and he's running into other parents, other Ohioans.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I love the show, you and Pat or whatever, but the fucking soccer talk.
Soccer needs to stop.
That's AJ. AJ has done focus group studies on this, and it's all around Ohio, I'd assume. We apologize for that, but if you get caught up in a soccer conversation, just know that America has a team, and you can talk shit to whoever is talking shit to you about their team. That's all we'd like to let everybody know. AJ, great to have you back. We missed you yesterday, buddy.
Hey, good to be here. How was that live interview with Tyrod?
Did you know while you're watching? Because remember, he tried to ruin the Mel Kiper, Jason Glazer moment.
He did.
Remember, in the middle of it, he spewed.
I thought it was real. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. And we actively heard your thoughts. As
Mike's not plugged in.
Mike's not plugged in. Obviously, Ty is talking to Ty right now. Okay, we know that the mic is not plugged
I didn't
in.
know it was done so well. I honestly didn't know.
But you are the guy like at the magic show being like, left hand.
Yeah, we see it.
I'm actually not. No. So that is one thing I have issues with. There's this great magician dude that goes out to Tahoe, and everyone's sitting there and they're watching like, oh, I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've watched them. If they're good, I'm like, there's no reason to even try to figure this out, bro. Like, you're that good. Who cares? Like, I just let me be amazed. I don't have to try to figure out every trick you're doing.
I agree. I love magic shows. Have you ever seen John Dornbus? Does he go out to Tahoe?
I have not seen him out there. I've seen him on TV and the internet a little bit.
Dude, I rolled into an event in New Mexico. I think me and Pierre Garcon were some of the later arrivals because we had to fly. I think we had a couple stops before we got there. It was long before the private.
Oh, okay.
long before. But there was an event out in New Mexico, and we showed up, and we had a couple drinks, I guess, on the plane, maybe, and in the airport, and in the transportation to the place. So we were having a pretty good time, And they're like, John Dornbos is in there. He's doing magic for everybody. And I was like, I actually said, like, I'm not a fucking kid. All right, I don't do magic. All right, I'm gonna be at the bar or whatever. And they're like, Dornbos is the long snapper for the Eagles. I'm like, oh, I would like to go chat with the long snapper for the Eagles or whatever. So I wasn't even going over for the magic. I was going over for the long snapping conversation with this guy. And I sat down accidentally, like right in front of him, and he did like an hour and a half right in front of my fucking face. And it was a complete game. I became like the biggest fan of magic that day. He had me get, and I was obviously a little bit intoxicated, so maybe it was a little bit easier to get me or whatever, but he had me get up and go to the other side of the room and pick up something, and the goddamn card was in there, and it was like my initials were on it or whatever, like how I would write it. I'm like, how the fuck? I was just mind blown from then. So John Dornbos put the, the magic back inside me, I think, in one drunk day in fucking New Mexico. It was insane. What a skill to have, by the way. We were at the Pro Bowl a couple years after that. He had everybody in the NFL basically surrounding him backstage as they were doing the Pro Bowl draft that everybody hated. They did this public draft. Andrew Luck was like the first pick, I think, and then somebody was the last pick, and that person's a Pro Bowler, and they were actually pissed that they were the last pick. And it was like, hey, this is not supposed to be, but you were backstage for 3 hours. Dornbos did a 3.5 hour magic show. It was fucking unbelievable. I'm like, look at everybody's captivated. I'm all the way in. I'm happy to hear that you're not an asshole at all those shows.
No. I know they practice. The guy, Matt Furman, he's a stud magician. He was on Hard Knocks back in the day with the Jets when Rex Ryan was the head coach. I've seen him a bunch. He's really, really good. But those dudes, like, some of those tricks, like, I've been practicing this one for 2 years until they, like, feel comfortable pulling it out in public. It's pretty crazy.
It's a move. Like, they have these moves. I've watched so many documentaries on it now. Like, I am a big fan of magic. Literally used to lead off my show with a magic trick.
Just like that's what Lou Holtz does, too, in his speeches.
All right. So you're back. Listen, I heard.
I'm serious. He gets paid a bunch of money to give speeches, and he starts with a magic trick. I'm not going to give it away for the people that go watch.
It's the newspaper. I've seen him do the newspaper, Coach, or Dr. Lou or whatever. He also told the Bumblebee speech to me one night before a game.
Really?
Yeah, we had the primetime. I don't remember how it was, but I was able to see his speech before our game. And I remember maybe I took it into practice after watching, but I was saying it to a bunch of people, like, as a motivator. I used to love those sessions, and I think we do have Coach Holtz actually on the line. I think we actually do. Coach, what's the thing about the Bumblebee? I completely forgot about that. That was an incredibly motivating and inspiring story.
Well, yeah, when I was at Notre Dame, I used to tell the guys, you hear the Bumblebee going, bees, 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 bees. I want our defensive ends and our offensive tackles and guards to be bees, 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 bees in your opponent's head all night, and we will win the football game.
Coach, I got a question. Coach. Yep. Is it tough to win when it's hard? Like, you have such high standards when you're trying to recruit all these 4- and 5-star guys. Sometimes you can't get them in.
What are you insinuating, AJ? Huh? What are you
I'm saying
insinuating?
It's tough to win at Notre Dame, Coach.
You're goddamn right it's tough to win at Notre Dame, but I was the best goddamn coach they ever had.
What are you GDing all over this place, Coach? I thought it was a big Catholic situation.
Well, it is, but I'm not the coach there anymore. The coach that got there, I don't need to get into his past transgressions, but I don't think he's a great Christian either.
All right. What's going on with Play Like a Champion today? Something's going on between you and Notre Dame?
Yeah, I mean, I created the damn thing, put it in the locker room, and then Notre Dame acts like, they made it up. I said, hey, listen, fine, you want to use Play Like a Champion today on T-shirts and all that shit, then get me 3 months supply of Depends and some applesauce, and you can do it.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you, Coach. You brought it up, asshole.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Welcome back.
You crafted your hour after Lou Holtz by starting with a magic trick, like the big attention getter. I understand.
Yeah, I did. And by the way, I made a thank you, Coach, for stopping by.
You're welcome. It's good to be back, guys.
Oh, my God.
It's been a while.
Hey, that's a real thing that's happening. Cool. By the way, for those that are wondering, Notre Dame and Lou Holtz had some sort of something going on over I think there was a cease and desist probably. Play Like a Champion today and merch and everything like that. Was it settled? Do we know? Was it settled?
No, I'm going to get every last goddamn cent out of that place.
Another GD. I don't know if Coach Holtz is dropping that many.
Well, I'm hot. You know how much money they've made off playing like a champion today? And you know how much Dr. Lou's ate from it? Not enough.
Good point. Thank you for your passion. There's also a alleged situation going on in St. Louis that is potentially brewing that I'm not sure we know enough about to chit-chat about. I think there's going to be some sort of settlement between the Rams and the city of St. Louis. In the football world, AJ, tonight you got Washington, you got the Giants. How do you feel about it? What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I like Washington. I like Heineke.
yeah.
I like Washington's defense, and I don't know. I'm not sold on the Giants' offense. I think the Giants' defense can play well, but I just don't know if their offense can be explosive and score enough points.
Okay, and we had a full circle conversation about the Giants earlier, actually, because we talked about how terrible they did look at times this past weekend. But also, I think we all forgot how good the Broncos roster, remember, is. When Aaron Rodgers was potentially going to go there this offseason, we don't know if that's real or not, by the way. We have no idea what is real, what is not at this point until we get a full behind-the-scenes conversation, which maybe we'll be able to do this entire season. But when Aaron was potentially going to go there, all anybody was talking about, hey, this Broncos team is ready to go. It would be an upgrade, people were saying. Because I didn't pay attention enough to the Broncos, I don't think, until I heard all those things being said. So maybe the Giants, we're just playing a very good team. Maybe Chubb and Vaughn did change the game for their offensive line, even though their offensive line looked terrible last year as well. Maybe it's a whole new game. Who knows? To break down some of the ins and outs that could potentially be happening behind the scenes here with Washington and the New York Giants and what's going on with Odell Beckham Jr. and all around the NFL, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to wrap up with our friend, Rap Sheet and Friends. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, Rap Sheet!
What's up, dude? Hey, you looked, somebody sent a screenshot of you on NFL Network yesterday. You look like you, are you okay? Is everything all right? We're in the second week. You shouldn't be as sad as you did look on TV yesterday from the photo that I saw. You all right? Is everything okay?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what photo you saw. I've seen some, I dove into the video a little bit. The coach's tape is up on Game Pass, which I appreciate. So I looked at myself. I thought it looked great. I haven't seen what picture you looked at, honestly. And then, here's the problem. Like, you got all this stuff like PFF grades and all this other nonsense. To me, I know my performance. I thought it looked really good.
What did you get out of PFF this weekend? Did they grade you low, pal? Were you lower than Siciliano? I'd assume so.
Yeah.
I don't read it. That stuff I leave for other people.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, their opinions on you don't matter to you, obviously.
Right. Obviously, I haven't read it. So yeah.
Hey, your information matters to all of us, though, and we're thankful that you're back. Let's dive into it. Tonight, is there anything we should be keyed on, alarmed to? Any big storylines that might pop up here between now and time the game starts?
I don't see anything crazy. I mean, to me, and I actually just talked about this on NFL Network, and obviously I assume you guys had that up on the big screens in the office there.
Lower left.
Yeah.
Lower
Always,
left.
every day.
Yeah, it's lower middle when Good Morning Football is on. Chris Carter was on today, too. Send a word up there. We need more Chris Carter on TV. We love Chris Carter over here. And then as soon as Good Morning Football is over, that thing gets slid right over lower left. So you were in lower left, I think. Right in front of, hey, that's like right in front of the seat that I sit on.
Oh, yeah. True. Prime time watching.
Okay.
Yeah, it's time down there.
Okay.
A lot of tension over
I
here.
like
You're
that.
kind of over here. But yeah, it's up there.
Okay. There you go. So Ryan Fitzpatrick. So, over the last couple of days, he's been getting all these medical opinions, trying to see what the plan is. Does he need surgery? Does he not? He is going to opt for no surgery, so he's going to try to rehab out about 8 weeks, which is a long time. Obviously going to stay on IR. Now, could get back maybe a week sooner, but 8 weeks is about the ballpark here, which means Taylor Heineke, who we're going to see tonight, who we saw in the playoff game, is going to be the guy for the next 2 months. And it's interesting because in almost any other situation, having a backup quarterback is bad. I am not sure how much of a drop-off, with all due respect to Fitz, I'm not sure how much of a drop-off this actually is.
I mean, we'll find out.
Taylor Heineke's not bad. I think they have as good a chance to win now as they did before. So that'd be one thing. And then the other thing is, I think Saquon's usage will probably ramp up just a little bit. Had 10 carries last week, maybe a little bit more, but kind of needs to get some confidence to get back in the flow of things a little bit.
Got it.
Hey, what about Daniel Jones and the rest of that offense? Like, how much urgency do they need to have? And don't they need a good showing here in a national game to get people calmed down a little bit?
I mean, I live in New York. I know very well what talk radio is going to be like and what the tabloids are going to be like. It is a national TV game, which you guys know everyone overreacts to anyway. I think they really do need a good performance. And you guys hit it like right before I was on. This Broncos defense is legitimately good. Like, I think it is possible that they played bad because this Broncos defense is good. I mean, the personnel is great. The corners are awesome. But they have to play well tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be a thing. Otherwise, is Daniel Jones the guy is going to be louder than is Dave Gettleman the right GM. So that I mean, it's early, I know, but I also know how New York reacts. I would say it's very important.
Is Jason Garrett, how are thoughts on Jason Garrett? Like, if this is a make or break year for Daniel Jones, which I don't know if it is or not, you would know better than us, but will they stick it out with Jason Garrett the entire time if things don't go well? And is it Jason Garrett's fault, you think, potentially? I
mean, if things continue to go the way they went in week 1, I would say, probably all options are on the table there. It's interesting because, we know where Joe Judge is from. He's from New England. He also, and so many of the New England coaches kind of run a similar system to what they did with the Patriots. Jason Garrett runs what the Cowboys ran. So if things continue to go really bad, that would be an interesting change to make. We're not close to there yet, but, they're not going to change quarterbacks in year 3. And, if things continue to go in a bad direction, sometimes things need to happen. So I wouldn't say that's crazy. I just don't think we're anywhere close to that.
I'm excited to see what ends up with Jason Garrett. He was on a hot seat for like 7 years in Dallas because it was the America's team. I got a chance to meet him. He was a very positive guy, but it seems like in New York, if you got Saquon back and that offense continues to just stink or whatever, no, I'm not saying it's going to, but that would get loud. I think that would get loud. Let's move around the NFL just a little bit here. Odell Beckham Jr., Kevin Stefanski says, you know what, he's out, all right? Is that just for safety? Because I thought I saw videos of him this offseason running full speed, making insane catches. What happened? Was there a setback? Is there just he wasn't all the way back yet and they're waiting for him to be all the way back because they know it's a long season? What's going on with him?
So I thought he was going to play last week. It is interesting. And, Odell is obviously a great player, very, very talented, different dude, but very, very talented. And, the plan was for him to play last week. They just wanted to make sure when he warmed up, and he hadn't taken a lot of contact in training camp. So, he hadn't done quite all of it, but they thought he was going to get out there and play. Just wanted to make sure he was comfortable. They go through warm-ups, and it's like, oh, no, not this week. And it kind of was like a big thing because then it's like, why did he not play? I guess the feel was he just didn't feel ready. So then this week they're like, you know what, we're going to end the noise. No one's going to be talking about Odell. He's out already. I think week 3 would probably be, should be playing week 3. But again, I thought he was going to play last week. And of course the offense honestly looked pretty good anyway. So
all last year too.
How about out in Seattle, Russell Wilson? I know the new OC, Shane Waldron, right? They had a pretty balanced game, it looks like. Is Russell happy? Is Pete happy? How do you see this relationship going?
I mean, Russell had a big hand in helping select Shane Waldron, I'll say. I mean, this was the guy that he wanted. And it's so interesting because, of course, Matt LaFleur came out of there as an OC.
What happened?
Matt LaFleur came out of there as an OC first.
What happened? You just looked off screen. Somebody texted you something? Should we know on anything on tonight's game?
No, it was a reaction to the Fitch news that I put out before. No,
you were watching the scoreboard.
You were watching the scoreboard.
Touchdown. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go back to Russell Wilson. He did a lot of that this past week.
Yeah. So it's interesting. But Shane Waldron was always the guy that people said, even when LaFleur came out of the Rams, Shane Waldron was always the guy people like, this is the guy who'd be a great OC. He just never was. So when Russell and Seahawks picked him, I was like, okay, this actually is going to be a test of what I thought some smart football people said. In the first week they looked good. Russell got to throw it around. They got to take some shots. I thought the Lockett catch was just ridiculous. I don't even understand how that happened.
Yeah, I should.
Early returns are really, really good. I mean, really, really good in Seattle.
Well, and also then Russell Wilson won on Monday Night Manning. It was awesome on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, absolutely awesome. Hey, can they lie
that was
about?
Pretty good, right?
Unbelievable. I loved it. I honestly loved it, and everybody in my world, and everybody knows I have blinders on. Listen, keep the blinders on. You see them horse races. They have the blinders on the horses so they can't see them. I have a world that I live in or whatever, but everybody in my world seemed to be watching it, and I enjoyed it. Once you understood what it was, like, well, okay, there is just so much football information coming here. This is awesome. I feel like the ratings were potential bullshit, personally. Because they said that was like the thing, like a high buzz, low ratings. Was like, well, how does that make sense? How
I know. I mean, I saw the ratings too, and I mean, I guess it would be hard to. I don't know if you. It would be. I don't understand why the ratings were what they were, but honestly, everyone I talked to was watching that too. It was, I thought it was great. I mean, the best thing that I used to get to do when I used to travel for Thursday Night Football for 2 years was you'd sit in the green room with the analysts, and I would shut up, and they would just talk to each other and talk about football. It was awesome, and that's what it felt like. I thought it was very cool.
I agree. I enjoyed it, and maybe we're just in the. I mean, those numbers.
pretty
they're bullshit. Yeah, it seems like it. Go ahead, Ty.
Rap sheet. After the Jaguars got blown at by the Texans, obviously everything on the internet was, Urban. All these guys hate him. He's taken losses really hard in the preseason. He's leaving. He's going back to USC. Have you heard anything like that, or do you think that's mostly bullshit?
Yeah, I don't buy the USC thing. One, because it's literally one game. So, bailing on the Jaguars after one game would be highly unprecedented and probably ridiculous. But the other thing is he could have had the USC job, I think, at least twice, right? Like 2 years ago, remember, I mean, it's not like he was on the team. He was on Fox. So 2 years ago, if he tells USC, I want the job, like, I'm not saying they would have given it to him, but they would have had a hard decision. Same with the end of last year. Like, I have a hard time believing that USC job suddenly becomes open and he goes, oh, wow, I want that job. When, like, he could have kind of backdoored it like everyone in college football seems to and taken it 2 years ago.
Now, another way to look at that is maybe he reached out to USC and said, hey, is that job still available? And they said, absolutely, we'll fire the guy tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
And then they did. That's what people think, though, that is potentially what happened. I, like you, though, think if he made Khan do all that he's doing down there, building up that city, doing everything that they're doing, investing, and then after one game, he's like, you should still do all that stuff. It's good for your program. But I'm going to get out. I don't know how you answer to that. Like, honestly, I know there's been some other situations that have happened and people have come back from worse. That's a tough thing to answer to, I think. Like, you look like a mega asshole if that's the case. But I guess people have done it in the past. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Cowboys have lost 5 starters since week 1 started. I mean, pretty ridiculous. God. What happened with La'el Collins? Did he just miss a test? And then Randy Gregory as well, and then DeMarcus Lawrence yesterday broke his foot. How'd that happen?
Okay, so we'll start with La'el Collins. Really strange, complex situation there. Gets a 5-game suspension. From what I understand, it was not missing a test. It was several times when the NFL tried to test him and he was either not available or was not tested. And, I think for one time, stuff happens where, I don't know, you're in the shower. I have no idea. Stuff happens where you miss a test. I don't believe people are suspended for missing one test. This would have to be, something that warrants a significant suspension, the kind that we rarely see. So I don't believe it was one test. I think it was several tests and some sort of, the difficulties in getting La'el Collins to do drug tests was probably what landed him. Go ahead.
A missed test counts as a failed test, basically. So in the suspension rules were changed, I guess. So you would have to fail or miss multiple, I think. That's.
And from what I understand, this is multiple infractions.
I'm just now remembering that after he said that, because literally I was scared to death that I was going to miss a test one time, because it's like, I need that not to happen. My life would be over. I miss it. Hey, they could test you. You only get a 4-hour window, Ian. You sleep in till 10. They show up at 5:45. That's a fail.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, you get 4. Believe me, I got tested 27 months, 8 of them each month. 200 some tests, I think, or 100 some tests.
That sounds incredibly annoying. But I guess you just pee, and that's just sort of what it is. So I guess it's not that annoying.
Yeah, and then you live in paranoia. I mean, it's just. There's a lot of things, but yeah, it helped me. But yeah, you're right though. It would have had to have been multiple because a miss is a fail. So you're right. You're 100% right.
Okay, so what else? Randy Gregory on the COVID list. I don't know when he's going to be back, but it sounds like the team is preparing not to have him this week, just as far as their preparation. And then DeMarcus Lawrence, I know you guys have seen it, but it is really ridiculous. He was doing nothing that he hadn't done 8 million times, rushing the passer, one-on-one drill in practice, just broke his foot. So had surgery this morning. He's out about 8 weeks. maybe another week after that. These are, you put a screw in, you repair the fifth metatarsal. I mean, these are tough injuries, but you probably will see him back. My guess is around Thanksgiving or maybe a little earlier, which the Cowboys should be good and should be still alive and pretty decent by then. So I think it's going to be okay, but he was probably the team's best player in their opening game. So
did he have the Colts doctor do it? The guy that did the Colts foots?
I don't believe so. I have not actually asked who his doctor was. The Cowboys doctor, Dr. Cooper, is world renowned. I'm sure he's got the cowboy hat on the sideline.
Yeah, I understand he's a legend. I get it, okay? But
yeah, he's got the cowboy hat.
I mean,
they are the Cowboys.
Yeah, but we are breaking medicine here with the Colts doctors. 5 to 12 weeks, 7 days later, they're running gassers on the guy there. I mean, that is something that maybe. Now, listen, maybe the Colts say, nah, this is our guy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. But you're right. Cowboy hat.
The Colts are giving people.
They are, aren't they? It's good. Who's your hospitality all the way through and through, huh? Ain't that right? Go ahead, AJ. Sorry, bud.
Hey, speaking of the Colts, Ian, what do you think of their chances this year making a run, getting to the playoffs? Like, just overall as a team, how do you feel about the Colts right now after week 1?
They're good.
I thought Carson Wentz would sort of be like he was, right? I mean, he was definitely not 100%. I know his foot was still in pain. The fact that he played is awesome, and it's only going to get better because I don't believe it's anything that could sort of be re-aggravated. Just needs to get back into it. So I thought he was fine. The defense, I was a little surprised about. And I know that the Seahawks are good, but the big plays, like I was surprised. And I don't think that's going to continue, so I think the Colts are going to be okay. They still should be a playoff team, but like Wentz was sort of whatever, not surprising. Defense I was surprised by that. And so I don't know. Big week for the Colts defense, I would say.
I'd say. All right, Rap Sheet, you going to break any more news today that we should know about maybe a little bit earlier so we can keep an eye out for your Twitter account?
Hard Knocks?
I hope so, because nothing makes me happier than breaking news right after I leave the show. But I got nothing in the hopper, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and Connor just said, I heard you dance around that a little bit. Hard Knocks is making an announcement tonight. What's that all about?
You know.
What's
going on?
What is it?
You know.
I don't know.
Ian, tell us what it is.
Anything. I don't know.
Bullshit.
Ian, just tell us. What are you doing? Just, you know who would tell us? Ian Siciliano would tell us.
That's right.
And Tom Pelissero, who's, he broke his leg or something like that, and playing with the family. What happened to him?
Yeah, he was tying his shoe. He hurt his back. He texted us from his bed yesterday. He was like, guys, it's going to be a long road ahead. I know he's getting an MRI tonight, which is,
tying his shoe?
Look, we're old, man. Like we're not elite athletes that you guys are. We are.
I mean,
Tom
tie his shoe for
Jesus. Old TP needs our T's and P's. You can't be blowing your back out whenever you're tying your shoe, Tom.
So let me just tell you what, as I'm thinking about this now, just think of the logistics of this. So imagine Tom at a youth soccer game, tries to tie his shoe, and then just is writhing in pain on the ground. What must the other parents have thought of this guy just laying on the ground?
Oh, the famous dad is a fucking...
Yeah. Oh, he's a bum.
He's dead out there. Hey, Tom, the back is no fun, by the way. Those lock up on people.
Drill down.
Maybe drink some water so the arrow can continue to run north on Tom Pelissero. And he would tell us. We know he would. You won't. Obviously, your code to secrecy. We respect it, but a little bit less, I guess, since you didn't answer it. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the Wrap Up with Rap Sheet and Friends, Ian Rappaport. Hey.
So he knows.
Yeah. So he knows what's going on with Hard Knocks. That means somebody else knows then too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
But what kind of announcement could Hard Knocks have that would garner any kind of attention that you care about?
Let me tell you what I thought it was. Okay. I thought they were going to say, hey, it's been a great run.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was going to be, because we talked about this. Hard Knocks potentially, by the way, thanks to Ian for joining us. Always love talking to Ian. Always love talking shit to Ian. And Ian, it's like I thought Hard Knocks potentially lost its luster with every social media team, for every team, becoming like Hard Knocks all year, basically, And I don't know, I watched it because I enjoyed getting back into training camp, and I thought there were some interesting storylines for sure, whether it was a player making it or getting caught in his family and everything like that. The Dak Prescott about Mike McCarthy relationship growing through training camp. I think that was the biggest thing I took away from it. But that's something we could learn if the Dallas Cowboys social team really wanted. I don't know. I thought they were potentially going to ride off into the sunset, and instead it's like, no, when and where. And Connor has some thoughts. He has some theories on what it could potentially be.
Yeah, they finished the trailer with like when. So I think what they're going to do is they're going to probably go like 3 weeks with one team, maybe 3 weeks with another during this season, and then have some sort of either one episode or 2 episodes of each team, maybe 4 or 5 teams throughout the season.
And you would have to think to yourself, if you're the team, you would only do that so that you didn't have to hire somebody to do it, or your social media people didn't have to do that, but you wouldn't own that footage, and somebody else would, unless it's negotiated in that you also own it, and you probably do because NFL Films is involved.
Yeah, because the NFL would own it.
I mean, I'd be all on board if that's what they did, and they just popped it on, HBO
every Sunday.
Yeah,
every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Yeah, that would be incredible if they did like 5-6 different teams throughout the season.
And would every team, like the teams being okay with that is fascinating, because you hear every coach basically come out and say, I fucking hate this. Now in the middle of the season, I'll be intrigued to see how that pans out.
Yeah.
The All or Nothing series was on Amazon, right? They did the Carolina Panthers and the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, and like Michigan football too, I think.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a non-invasive way to go through your season, I guess, AJ. Your thoughts?
Yeah, you just have to get the NFL coaches and, owners, I would imagine, will be on board. But yeah, the coaches to agree. The NFL, I would imagine during the season has a hard time saying, no, you have to agree to this. I know Hard Knocks now, they can force you to be on Hard Knocks, right? If your record's bad enough and there's like a group of teams they pick from.
You qualify, yeah. It can't be new head coaches. It has to be something non-playoff, and there has to be some sort of amount of years. There's qualifying teams. And the way they spin it is congrats, you qualify to be on Hard Knocks. And everybody in the building is like, we do not want to fucking qualify for this goddamn. We have cameras in every single meeting. We can't have any conversations. They get to control what they put out and what they don't put out. I mean, that is a lot of trust between. But the NFL Films is involved. So once again, the NFL Films is not going to make the Shield look bad. Go ahead, Zito.
Doesn't every team already film everything inside? So all they have to do is just send footage to the NFL, like network and stuff.
I don't think every team films inside.
Really?
No.
Not much at all. I mean, if you see a camera around, a coach would probably punch that dude in the face. Like, they don't want anything filmed.
What you see, say, or hear here stays here is like the old football narrative.
Like Vegas.
In the old football narrative, what happens here stays here. Yeah, it's pretty similar. I do believe that isn't a code that anybody has ever believed in, by the way.
Yeah, it follows you, I thought.
Especially with social media.
Well, before social media, all anybody wanted to do after they went to Vegas was talk about what they did in Vegas, because they went to Vegas. The only reason you go to Vegas is so you can tell a story about Vegas, right?
Boom.
Yeah.
So what happens here stays here. I think that was just kind of all a bunch of bullshit from the beginning.
Story. Like storybook fable, if you will.
Yeah,
myth.
I don't think it ever happened.
Well, if you lose a bunch of money gambling, like, guess what? That's going home with you.
And that will. And by the way, it does stay there, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess it kind of goes both ways.
So our STDs are going home with you too, right?
You would know.
Jeez.
I wouldn't actually. No, I would not know, Connor. Would you?
No, I've never been to Vegas.
Never said anything about STDs.
Yep.
Hey, smart. That's how you deflect with beautiful passion.
That's right.
Hey, congratulations, pal. Have we taken a break this hour yet?
No.
Yeah, we have.
No, AJ, we don't need your shit.
Shut your mouth.
How was LA?
I thought we did.
How was it? Was it good? Did you go to anywhere? Did you do anything? Did you shake any hands that are notable that we should know about?
Oh, no. I mean, no, nothing that you care about.
No.
What did you
do? Brought my computer, had my deck, tried to present my deck to a few different people. They slammed it shut. weren't having it. So we're gonna keep working on that one.
I knew these sports Emmys people were fucking assholes, dude. I could just tell. I can't believe
they wouldn't take me serious. Yeah, they wouldn't take me serious. They showed it, popped it up. They saw you wearing a tank top and me wearing like a lion shirt or something. Like, oh, I can't take you guys serious.
That was probably that moon one. It was probably that moon one I was put on. Did you have a laser pointer or no?
I did not. Maybe next time that'll be the key.
There you go.
You show up and you red beam them. As soon as you go, hey, you got time? I got a show. I think they immediately sit down.
You have a quick 45 minutes. Let me show you something.
That's right.
No, listen, we got to tell you can't be doing anything for 45 minutes. There's all these studies have said like 45 minutes is way too long. Meetings have come out and said like, hey, if you have meetings longer than 25 minutes, you're wasting your time. People are checking out, especially in the world that we're in right now. And then that's when Cliff Kingsbury said we're going to have phone parties. You remember that? He said in the middle of our meetings, we're going to have phone timeouts and phone breaks or whatever. And everybody's like, it's soft or whatever. It's like, that's a pretty smart idea, actually. Yeah. That's a pretty smart idea. Hey, listen, you put the phones down 25, 30 minutes, boys. Give you a 15-minute phone party.
Yeah! Pretty sweet.
It's a lot better than everybody trying to hide it after 10 minutes. And just, you know what I mean? And then you're as a coach, you're let down. The players feel weird. It's just like Hey, 20 minutes, you guys can get through this, right? Yeah, all right, good. Let's do it. Let's move on. Expectations are low. Just like this show. It stinks, but AJ Hawk's back, and that's good news.
Yeah.
Coach John Scott once told me that one day you are going to have Coach Mike Tomlin on the show.
Wow.
And when you do that, make sure you ask him the good questions to get the good answers out of that guy, because he's one of the greatest orators to ever be in the NFL.
Hell yeah.
That's what Coach John Scott told me.
Great man.
Where's he from? Where's Coach John Scott from?
He coached a sport that you probably never heard. Hurling. It was in Ireland. I was over in Ireland. I was talking to the guy, and it was a good time. Coach John Scott was a great guy. Rest in peace, by the way. Can we have a moment of silence, actually, for Coach John Scott? Coach John Scott actually gave me this shillelagh.
Really? It's even more special
Who is
now.
this guy?
I don't want to talk about him ever again.
Yeah, sad.
makes you emotional.
Let's get to a break. We're back on the other side with some Jason Kelsey news. Some more incredibly riveting sports talk. And hopefully some of your phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line. 1-833-4-MAC-AFEE. Can't wait to chat with you. AJ, great to see you, pal.
Good to see you guys. I hope that you, honestly, real quick, Pelissero, the other parents had to think he was overdosing, right? When he went down. Not because of who he is, but if you saw someone writhing on the ground, you'd be like, hey, get the paddles, man. We got to bring this dude back.
I mean, fair.
I'm putting myself like if I'm a bystander watching my,
those
my daughter
TV
play
people
soccer.
are.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, this tall, gangly man is just writhing on the ground. I'm like, oh, OD.
Jesus. We hope that didn't happen.
Too much information from
all right,
Neuralink.
we hope Tom's all right.
Short circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're back on the other side with a much better show, hopefully. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Thursday, September 16th.
I was told by Del Curry, Scottie Pippen struggles on a golf course, right?
Right.
I was told at that thing that I'm going against Scottie Pippen the next day, match play, heads up, one-on-one Scottie Pippen. So we decide, like, okay, we could probably have a couple drinks, stay at the casino a little bit longer than we should.
Representing the NFL out of the Shoeless Golf Club of America, Pat McAfee. His opponent, representing the NBA, Scottie Pippen.
You know what I mean? This guy's got 6 rings. Yeah. He's a fucking Hall of Famer. But today he's going to play against me. And then I start seeing Scottie hit some shots that are just like starting to come together. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I think I was lied to.
We were lied to yesterday. We were told Scottie Pippen was a terrible golfer. Bro, he's Scottie fucking Pippen.
Going in the back 9, I think I was down 1. Like, we were battling. But I started making putts. And Scottie Pippen went ahead and got real hot. I mean, real fucking hot. I was down 3 with 7 left. And I looked right in the camera, and I go,
Strip down 3 with like 7 holes left. Scottie Pippen's about to get this work.
Scottie Pippen from 190 yards out just fucking dunks it. Fucking boom, bang, and then walks up to the green, gets the ball, camera's on him, and he goes, Pippen ain't easy. Kidding me.
All right, down 4 with 6 left after Scottie Pippen just chips him from fucking 400 yards out.
I was fucking demoralized.
Pippen ain't easy.
By the way, best he's ever performed at golf, because I'm around, better teammate than Jordan.
Yep.
People forget. Oh, yeah, I told Del, I was like, Del, what the fuck you lying to me? He was like, well, I saw it yesterday. He was not great. And Greg Anthony told me, and I was like, Del, he buried me, Del Curry. He buried me. He was like, hey, Pippen ain't easy.
Yes, baby, it's time to celebrate.
Talking about a shotgun of beer after he had beat me. Obviously, I like teach him how to do it.
Yeah, put a hole in there. It might spread a little bit, so.
Leave
Yeah, so you're going to go here, and then you're going to open and flip up. Does that make sense? Congrats on winning the NBA a couple of times, blah, 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 blah. And being an incredible golfer. Right, well, cheers. Man. Hey.
Damn.
Okay,
That's
Scotty.
the best Bud Light I ever had.
Hey, there's no stock here.
You right.
I'm Roman, a men's health brand that can dance very well and make you the best you possible. Are you suffering from male pattern baldness? Dahn, we got something for that. Herpes. See ya. Premature ejaculation? Gone. No more coming too quick. Allergies as well. And that's not all. We have clinically tested supplements for everything, including erectile dysfunction. Come on! Bye-bye! GetRoman.com/Pat. Be the best you possible. Back to the show. I forgot to hit the forward skip song button there. I actually did, but I missed it. So it was on the screen and I was trying to, moss it. So I fat fingered it. I apologize so much. Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here, hour 2 on this beautiful Thursday, September 16th. Tonight, Washington and the Giants will play football against each other on primetime television. We have a risk-free $10 same-game parlay that is available to everybody that is in a betting state and has the internet and is of 18 years of age plus. Go. I can't wait to see how much money we make. Over 40.5 total points. Daniel Jones over 20.5 rushing yards. Taylor Heineke over 22.5 rushing yards. And Logan Thomas, tight end for the Washington football team, over 48.5 receiving yards. Let's get to work. Let's make this money. Let's take, you bet 10, you win 116 from FanDuel tonight, AJ Hawk.
I mean, all of those things, I'm on board with everything there. I think that's a solid bet right there.
Every time I watch Danny Dimes, and that's only on national primetime games basically at this point, he will pop off a run out of nowhere, and then the conversation will be from us, this is what we'll do. He's more athletic than people think.
Yeah.
He's much more athletic than people. Like that always happens, it feels like. And I'm very thankful for him. It's right up in the middle of the screen, though. That's a $10 risk-free bet whenever you go on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Literally right up on top. Look at that photo, AJ. Hey.
Was that like from your WWE stuff, or is that like Foxy took that in the studio here?
No, that's directly from my Instagram from the WWE stuff. And I appreciate whoever put that together. You're the absolute best. Maybe the best I've ever looked. Good makeup on that day.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they spray painted my face well to look good. You know what I mean? They say, hey, here's a new one. Here you go. And I said, thank you. AJ, let's go to some phone calls, shall we, pal?
Yeah, let's do it in the 5-hour energy phone line, right?
Oh!
How about it, AJ?
Wow.
So are the official summer flavors gone now that it's kind of summer is out of here? Or what?
No, they're still there. Original summer flavors. September 31st is when that deal ends. Promo code McAfee at 5hourenergy.com. Have you tried any of them, AJ? Of course not.
I've tried all of them, yeah. Usually at the same time. I pull them all together in one big cup.
No, you don't.
So there's no
dumb.
reason to even
Why would you
say
say
that.
that?
Why would you say that? There's no reason.
Why can't you do that?
That wouldn't happen, by the way.
I used to do that at Chuck E. Cheese. That was one of the first places you could get the fountain drinks yourself.
Yeah, and by the way, you'd mix them all together, obviously. And I also put a bunch of cereals together a bunch of times and everything like that. But this is not the same. Okay, all you need is one shot. All right, I'll give you 5-hour amazing time.
Boom.
Boom.
And on 8 of them.
What is this guy's deal?
That's bullshit.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Thomas in Ohio. Is everybody like AJ over there, Thomas? It's starting to feel that way.
Hey, well, I don't know, man. I mean, if you got a sense of humor, sure, why not? I think AJ has a great sense of humor, man.
Okay, well, we appreciate that, Thomas. So does AJ, I assume. You want to say thanks?
Smirk.
You want to say thanks to
Say
Tom?
something.
Thanks, Tom. Good to hear you.
Hey, Tom. What do you want to talk about, Tommy?
Appreciate it. Go Buckeyes.
Hey, OH, Thomas.
IO.
Hell yeah. He gets it.
Thomas doesn't want that drum major fucking landing on his face.
Too much grief, man.
What's that? What's that, Tom?
Don't give him too much grief.
Well, listen, he gives
Take it easy on me, guys. Come on.
Shut up, dude.
Hey, Tommy and AJ need to back off this issue, okay? You're the bully around here, not us. Tom,
right.
what do you want to talk about, pal?
Hey, just wanted to shout you guys out. Thanks a lot for giving me some joy throughout the workday. You guys always give me a good laugh. My question is about Coach Tomlin today. I'm excited you guys got him on. My question is, what do you guys think of him taking on a dual role of being a general manager once Kelvin Colbert decides to hang it up?
That's a great question. He was asked by Stephen A. about the TJ Watt situation, and the way Tomlin answered that was, hey, that's what they do. My job is just to manage the players. I'm not sure if he would want to be the GM. I mean, we just saw Brad Stevens go from head coach of the Celtics to, president of basketball operations. And it has happened before where people would transition into, but that's two different sides of the building. AJ, that's not just a natural move if you don't really want to do it. Maybe Tomlin will. Allegedly, all he does is watch film all day, every day. Being a general manager would be pretty cool, but who knows if that's even something on his mind.
I mean, we can ask him for sure, but he's been a head coach for so long, and he's not the GM. I would imagine he likes the routine, the rhythm he's in. I mean, that's taking on a whole nother animal. It's crazy. You're right. It's two different sides of the buildings. They're usually separate a lot. You would see, I don't know about you, but a lot of times, the GM's not everywhere. He's not sitting in meetings. He's not at all the practices. He's doing GM things upstairs in the office.
Yeah, Bill Polian was awesome. He would come down to practice, a little bit late. Practice started, and he'd walk, and he did his he had a hip thing, so he did his classic walk, and he would go right to his perch. Basically, he had this perch that where it was a build up not scaffold, but it was where the cameras were on top. There was a little almost like a hunting lodge up at the top where they had the it was nicer than how I'm describing it, but you get it. And he had this third level he would go up to, and that was his spot where he would just kind of sit over and watch everything, and then he would go down and he'd walk right off the field, and we wouldn't see him again until the next practice. And then you see him in the hallway or whatever. But it's not that suits versus football side. That is two very different sides. The way they dress, I think, on the day-to-day is different. The way the day goes about is different. I think that is two very different sides. Belichick's been able to do both incredibly.
Oh, yeah.
And he kind of all has it in-house. And I think, I think in Cincinnati, they don't have a full scouting department, so I think some coaches have to get into that game and everything.
Is anyone else a GM other than Belichick? Is anyone the acting GM for their team?
Oh, Bill O'Brien was, That's right. And he was salary cap guy and contract negotiator.
Lead counsel.
But I don't think he was interacting with a lot of the executives down there. I'm not 100% sure. I hope we learn more about that, by the way. And I think we will as the season goes on with the success of that Alabama team, right?
Yeah.
As Alabama continues to succeed and that quarterback continues to be the guy or whatever, I think Bill O'Brien's going to get interviewed more and more, and I assume people are going to talk about, you're obviously at Houston, you had 75 jobs there. What is it like now coming back to college? And I think the conversation will happen at some point, but I would like to know what the fuck happened there.
I mean, I don't think we're going to find out this year. Maybe down the road when Bill O'Brien's not coaching anymore, or somebody really close to the situation actually comes out and tells us the truth. But I don't expect Bill O'Brien to tell us anytime soon what happened.
Yeah, and people probably won't even ask him, huh?
No. He is being named as one of those guys who is a potential candidate for the USC job already too. So who knows? Maybe he'll get that job and take a victory lap. And
Bill O'Brien, what a guy! He allegedly fought some of his players at practice.
Yeah, and for a while there, we were thinking that he was the glue holding everything together when he left.
But there is a chance.
Yeah,
we don't know. We still have no idea. Yeah. Was that all completely? Did we misunderstand how that whole situation went, or was he hated, or was he not? I've literally heard nothing about it from anybody. Remember, there was a J.J. Watt and the team, including some of the coordinators, did confront Bill O'Brien at practice today, and then it was the next week Bill O'Brien was gone, and everybody else was still there. It was what the hell happened? Was he potentially the mediator and delivered bad news, or how'd that go? What happened down there, AJ?
Was he stuck in the middle? Is Bill O'Brien stuck in the middle between everything too, and he has a no-win situation for him?
And he literally had every job too.
Oh yeah.
So it was him standing next to some people, and then literally as they continued to not get up to whatever, it was you should just leave. Okay, I'm gonna do it. And then literally he had I'm gonna be the negotiator, I'm gonna be a salary cap guru, I'm gonna be a GM, I'm gonna be the head coach, I'm gonna be an accountant, I'm gonna be a fucking marketing director, and I'm gonna goddamn be the CFO of this place.
Oh yeah.
So if anything goes on from that side to the players, literally there's only one person that has to turn that whole thing around. This is what they're saying.
Yeah.
It is that is a tough game to play. I wonder how much of it was his fault. And then as we learn more and more jobs he was doing, I think we're all Bill O'Brien has that much power? And then we start looking at other places. That's not a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. It's two different lives, I think, is to get back to Thomas's question about Coach Tomlin.
Completely different. He got every job he could, but he could not become the team pastor. I think that's the one that he could not grab.
Is that what happened, you think?
Maybe.
Left
I'm sure he's a man of faith.
Because McNair, Easterby, and Jesus were talking on a regular basis.
Yes.
And Bill O'Brien was hey, I picked up a Preacher for Dummies book And I think I could do that job as well. So I'd like Jack Easterby to get the hell out of here. And Jesus came down with McNair and was like, you're actually going.
You're done.
J.J. Watt hates you. So do I.
Yeah.
That's an incredible thing. Maybe he did want one more job, and McNair was like, we can't let you be there. Can't let you be our God guy, too. Just can't do it, pal. Sorry about it. And that's why he got so pissed off. Maybe Jack Easterby was the reason.
Huh?
But I was told by Tyrod Taylor yesterday maybe, that Jack Easterby,
great guy.
Great motivator. Yeah. Great to be around. Maybe we got it all wrong. That's why we're big Jack Easterby guys.
That's right.
We've always said that. Hour 3, Mike Tomlin will be on, and also some more phone calls. AJ, you have some news to break, I think, in the 2 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time hour, yeah?
Oh, not right now. I'm still waiting for some sources to come in.
You know, Ian did break some news that was rebroken, I guess, from this morning on NFL Immediately Got it. Devontae Freeman has been activated for the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
Yes. So that news he did talk about on NFL Network, but that was broken earlier in the day. We did know about it. We didn't talk about it because we're a bad show. And we don't really schedule conversations. We just happen to land upon some shit. Mm-hmm. Hour 3, we're going to do a lot more of that. And your calls at 1-833-4-McAfee. We'll see you then.
50-yard trash can drop into the bucket accuracy contest. Apple, set go. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it.
All right, let's see how easy it is to catch now with the boys.
Time maybe to play down low.
All right, so you can throw the shit out of it and catch it. I think the XFL ball gets a big pass. By the way, I hit some bombs with it as well.
That opening kickoff in that Super Bowl you're referring to with the Colts, Hester takes to the crib. You having a little bit of a heart attack there?
Very bad decision, Pat, on my part. All week up in Indy, we're practicing, and we know he's their number one threat. They don't have a lot of offensive weaponry. They win with defense and special team. So for the whole week, we're in Indy. We're not going to let him touch the ball. We practice squibbing to the corners, bouncing the ball, high kick, pop-up kickoff, punt it out of bounds, everything to not let him touch the ball. We have a chapel service, and the chaplain talks about David and Goliath, and he says, hey, the reason David beat Goliath, he wasn't afraid. Everybody else was afraid. David ran right at him, threw it right between the eyes, and it was over. And I started thinking, we're acting like we're afraid of Devin Hester. So I told the team on Saturday night, I hope we lose the toss. We're going to kick off. We're going to kick it right down the middle. When we pound him, they'll know we mean business. It's going to be over. We kicked it to him. 12 seconds later, he's in the other end. Sideline, he's looking at me saying, what idiot decided to kick the ball to Devin Hester? But fortunately, the last 59 minutes, the team made up for it.
Wait until they see the tone we set on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that was it.
I bet you Vinatieri was sitting there.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Did you hear everything that was being said whenever you were potentially...
Just from you.
Oh, so you did hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's address it.
Hold on.
All right.
You can be a hater.
No!
And you can change.
Carson.
You can change. We can change your
No,
opinion.
at the moment I was at, okay, Carson. You know, with the Daily Show, the live Daily Show, you know, we can potentially get referred to as prisoners of the moment. You probably did hear me say some things. That was at a much different time.
Backtrack a little.
No,
It's cool. We're here face to face. You can change. People change, all right?
By the way, you are much bigger than I thought you were. Oh, yeah. When Jalen gets drafted there, was that the beginning of it all? Was there a miscommunication? What happened between you and Doug? Because they were saying it was fractured beyond repair.
Yeah.
What happened there? Is all of that accurate? Is that all kind of getting blown out of proportion?
Yeah.
And where did it start?
For one, I don't like to ever come out and say reporters aren't telling the truth because I don't. But
Orlovsky does it.
I'm not. I'm not going to dispute every report that's out there. The way the season went obviously wasn't ideal. When Jalen was drafted, that had no bearing on me. I trusted the organization. I signed that contract. I was devoted to them, and I felt like they were devoted to me. So I trusted the pick. That had no bearing on my confidence or my abilities. The season unfolded not how I would have liked it. Personally, I could have played better. We lost a lot of games at the end and just didn't fall into place the way we wanted. But there's a lot to learn from it, as a man, as a player, and all those things. And I have still a lot of respect for Coach Peterson, and I think without a doubt those reports are very exaggerated. Like I said, I don't hear a lot of them. They come to my attention from my agents or different things.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of respect for him, and it was unfortunate for everybody and how the whole thing kind of just went down.
There was a couple still shots that made its way around where you and Doug Peterson appeared to be giving each other a nasty look.
I saw those.
It's not true.
Not true at all.
Oh, you were not saying, I wish you died. With your eyes.
I don't even think I was looking at him in those shots. Yeah. So I did see that. I'm like, of course, they're going to play this one up. They're going to make a story out of anything. That's how it is. So, but yeah, that's not true at all.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear you weren't giving Doug Peterson death looks. Like, you never thought, like, oh, football isn't for me. Like, there was never a thought where I don't like football anymore. Or I don't want to be in this bullshit league anymore with this business. There was never a thought like that?
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. The way the season went, I mean, it was frustrating. And
People
so
have those
that's why I stepped away, and it almost rejuvenated me. It's almost like last year pissed me off so much. I want to come back in a different way and do everything I can. I am thrilled to be here and to have this new start, new opportunity. And the community seems amazing. The fan base seems amazing. Like we said, it seems like the perfect fit.
Things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. It is a colossal hour in this show's history. Coach Mike Tomlin will join us in 38 minutes. But until then, we'll talk about a lot of, actually 28 minutes, I'm sorry.
Nice, let's go.
Minutes.
There we go.
I mean, I was doing math quick there, and it was wrong. And I was very excited because Coach Mike Tomlin joining us, AJ. I am very, very pumped. This was on a list. By the way, Mike Tomlin, another guy that if he couldn't record when we were live, we probably would have tried to
extend that window.
Make it appear as if we did record it live and pre-record that thing. I love this guy. Have you ever met him, AJ?
I don't know if I've ever officially met him. No, I haven't talked to him really. No, and I feel like we see him in his press conferences, but it'll be cool to see how he handles you. Actually, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's a fascinating thing. I think a lot of people are pretty interested to see that, including Coach Tomlin, I think.
Yeah.
I got a text last night from a friend of mine who is currently coaching for the Steelers, a guy that I've known literally since he was like, I think 8 years old or 9 years old or whatever. And he texted me and he said that on his way out of the building, he stopped by the boss's office and he said he was pumped to chat with us today. Like,
let's go.
I believe the word where pumped talked that shit with McAfee and his boys or whatever. Like, so I think I'm really excited for this as well. I've just heard he's been really good to me. Obviously, they didn't draft me. They could have.
Huh.
I mean, that's different. By the way, we just got through talking about that's a different side of the whole thing. And he's told me to my face, hey, I'm going to bring you back home when you're old and you're cheap. And I knew that was never going to happen. I told him that ain't never going to happen. Okay. And we've always had interactions. He led the troop of scouts down to my pro day workout and put me through the entire pro day workout. So I'm very thankful for that guy, and I'm excited to chat with him. There's some other shit we got to dive into here early. Thursday Night Football tonight, Washington, New York Giants. AJ, I believe you said you liked the Washington football team earlier, like about an hour ago. Has anything changed your mind on that? Do you think that the Giants maybe played against an incredible Denver Broncos squad last week, and maybe what they shown then was not going to be what they show for the rest of the season? Joe Judge has them boys running laps, doing push-ups, getting after it. He's jumping on fumbles in the middle of the rain and the mud. You still feel good about the Washington football team? Have we been able to persuade you at all to lean towards the Giants, or what is your overall thoughts on this thing?
No, I'm still leaning towards Washington, and I would lean for them to cover the 3.5 as well. I just think that defensive line, that defense for Washington's too disruptive, man.
Hey, I like that you're a prognosticator. I like what you're doing, because just about a week ago you were having some deep meta moment where you were like, what do we even make predictions?
No, because you were asking me to pick Super Bowl.
Why do we even try to guess what's going to happen in this world? Because we're filled with X factors and what ifs, and who knows why, especially with COVID. Why are we even doing predictions? And now you're like, hey, hammer the Washington football team. Welcome back. Hey, great to have you. There was a moment there where we were wondering what the fuck happened.
No, I've told you before, like, I've gone off the lines. Remember, a couple of times I've told you, like, hey, yeah, I just don't feel good about the line. The Bucs opening week, I didn't feel good about 8.5, 9.5, as you guys said they were going to win by 200. Like, sometimes you don't feel good about those huge lines.
Oh, the Minnesota game, they ended up covering anyways.
Of course.
That was the first game. And I think you actually said, yeah, you feel good about that one. Then the Oregon one, you were not with, and we all thought they were going to win by 100 at home in front of the shoe.
I told you I didn't feel good about the 14 points.
In the shoe, with the eye potentially being dotted, and then all of a sudden you're like, nah, I wouldn't bet that. And then I said, OH, and you just left the ducks on the pond there and didn't say anything back. And then that drum major, you don't think that when he was running with that big-ass hat, all that karma wasn't cooking up in there for him? Oh, yeah, eat that pavement, pal. You don't think that all the things that you have said on this show about the Buckeyes is potentially why things like this happen in the universe? Shout out to The Alchemist, just kind of telling you, like, hey, you need to be a better person. You haven't thought about that at all?
I guess I haven't given it much thought. I thought they were going to win. I just said I don't feel good about 14 points being the spread.
Hey, General Bob Carpenter said he's got zero lack of confidence in Ryan Day and the crew over there. Whoa. They're going to bounce back. It ain't going to be nothing. What are your thoughts on the Ohio State Buckeyes? Are we fading them until further notice, or what are we doing?
I don't know when their next big test will be. They played Tulsa this weekend, so they better look good. But, yeah, defensively is what people are kind of worried about.
What are your thoughts on defense side of the ball? Because you and General Bob Carpenter, both NFL defensive players, you're on goddamn cereal box as a Buckeye defender. I think you two are some of the most famous Buckeye defenders in the history of Buckeye football.
Oh, yeah.
He said, hey, he's got nothing but faith. Do you share the same faith? Are you putting good energy into the universe so that drum major, whenever he goes, is he in Tulsa?
Who, the drum major?
Is the game in Tulsa?
No, it's at Ohio State.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it's in Tulsa, there will be a flood that will come out of nowhere.
Bounce back game. It's a bounce back game for that guy.
Hopefully.
Are you thinking that the defense is going to be able to live, or you think they're going to be
they're
able
going to be fine. They've had enough. Kerry Combs, the D coordinator, I actually like him a lot. Oregon, man, looked great, but they put him in some weird spots where they're trying to play man, and they run this little crack toss for 3 touchdowns, I believe, on them in the same kind of play. So it put guys in tough situations, trying to take away the RPOs, and then you screw yourself other ways.
Have you sent this message to anybody that has any power within the defense, or is this the first time you've said this publicly and hope that it kind of makes its way back to the locker room?
Oh, I don't think it's like a secret to anyone. Like everyone that watched the Ohio State game, like they know what they got to get things figured out defensively. They have studs everywhere. They really do.
Yeah, but now that A.J. Hawk has come out and said these Ohioans are going to be like, I heard the Crimson Chin.
Yeah.
I heard Buckeye Hero.
Yeah, OSU legend.
I heard the all-time leading tackler of the Green Bay Packers, A.J. said they were the same play.
Come on.
Can't have it.
Defense needs to toughen up.
Do you have any communication with the Ohio State football team?
Toughen up.
Hey, do you have anything do you have any communication with them at all?
I mean, yeah, if I want to, I can. Yeah, why?
Well, what the hell are you doing then?
Well, I'm just saying, why aren't you helping out your alma mater? It feels like
you need more people telling them what they're doing wrong. Hey, you know what you need to try. Like, yeah, nobody tells them that.
Yeah, no, they don't need like Boston Connor going into the shoe, and they don't need like Ty going in there, But General Bob Carpenter was willing to put on the full pads this week to help that defense out and show them how to hold an edge, set an edge, and maybe not buy into the RPO. And we need not having that's what General Bob was willing to do. How come
General Bob? I think you may know this. I think General Bob is willing to go above and beyond anything that I would do for that kind of situation. Like physically, at least, put pads on and go and crack skulls with those 20-year-olds.
I will say that AJ does have an incredible, AJ will somehow get General Bob's ear.
Yeah.
And somehow, convince General Bob that for the good of Ohio State as a whole, Ohio State as a whole, you should probably go put the pads on. And then somehow General Bob, I was thinking that too. And then since he hears what AJ says, he would go and do
Done
that.
deal.
And the only reason why I know that is because, the affirmation. The only reason why I know that is because I was at one event with these two people. And I saw AJ drop something right into his ear. I think you should maybe liven some things up if you go. And General Bob, right on cue in his Tarzan outfit, okay, with a 10-pack yoked. He goes, "You're right, I should." He runs right up onto the stage, grabs the microphone out of somebody's hand, and delivers a speech that I honestly did not think was ever going to be able to happen in public. And he did it. And that is kind of what AJ does. And I'm wondering, why didn't General Bob return the favor and say, "AJ, you should maybe go take over a defensive meeting this week"? You know what I mean?
We need you.
AJ, maybe you go save the Buckeyes season with a laser pointer, unlike the deck you had for the Sports Emmy people. Maybe get the laser pointer, maybe run some film. Do you get asked about anything? Do you offer any of your advice, or do you just raise money for the Ohio State? You're not involved at all with that team.
No, I don't give them unsolicited football advice during the season.
Oh, so they don't even ask you.
Wow.
So they don't even ask you.
Why would they ever ask me? They would be stupid to ask me.
Best linebacker in the history of the team.
Okay, they have a billion players they could reach out to. They want to reach out to former players, which they shouldn't, because the college game is much different now, how offenses try to attack you. You know that. But I did a Zoom with the linebackers in the offseason and stuff.
Okay.
I'm involved.
So this has happened in the past, okay? And
I sat in the meeting rooms with them, yeah.
Okay, so let's get these boys straight.
Get them going.
Let's go. Put the mask on. Go in the facility. Give a little laser pointer pitch deck presentation. Let's get back on the winning side of things. Let's start covering again.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let's go. Buckeyes are a wagon for all
What's
of us.
the spread this week? What is the spread against Tulsa?
130
and a half or something.
We'll look at those tomorrow, obviously. It's still an NFL day.
Hell yeah.
We don't have time.
And soccer, yeah.
Of course.
Well, we didn't know we were going to get into that. United States was disrespected.
That's right.
And you're just
Because
like
of rankings. Because people care about rankings.
Well, people do care about rankings. That's why rankings exist. So our entire thing was like, we don't care about the people doing the rankings, so we can't care for their rankings. And that's kind of what led into the FIFA thing, because America was disrespected. So not only are you not willing to go in and help the Ohio State Buckeyes whenever they potentially need you, now you're upset that we are defending America when America was defended by some corporate greedy fat cats from FIFA in the rankings. What happened? You go to LA for 2 days?
Yeah, you changed,
You
bro.
got to LA for 2 days, AJ. What happened out there, dude? Is everything all right?
They got me. I guess they brainwashed me, right? They're trying to get me to join a cult out there.
I am so happy you're back, by the way. The way we could just...
Yeah. It's been too long.
You guys are such idiots, honestly.
Well, it's great to have you back, man. You missed Overreaction Monday. Would have loved to seen how you would have reacted to some of our overreactions.
I missed it. Believe me, I missed being here. Trust me.
Sure.
No, you're out there.
Yeah. Man, I love it here.
How you doing?
Weather's so nice.
Hey, good suit. Oh, we give so much money to so many good things that we don't want to actually help because we won't actually be boots on the ground anywhere. You go to those. That's where you're at, right? Was that where you were at?
No.
Yeah, you were.
Where were we at? We had something cool?
No, it was fun, but yeah.
Well, what'd you go out there and get in the pool? Or what the hell did you do?
Monday, you're saying?
Was there shrimp cocktail?
No, I didn't go. There was a thing on Sunday night. I didn't go to that. Monday I was at the Jason Day golf event thing that he has every year here that is combined with our charity, our foundation. We auction off.
I did not know that.
No, not at all.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
Good
Saving
work,
the world.
Kevin Sorbo was there. Kevin Sorbo, I think he was Hercules.
Shit.
Sorbo was
Kevin
there?
Sorbo. Wow.
He was
Holy
Hercules.
shit. That's crazy, man. Kevin fucking Sorbo, dude. Hey, when you get Kevin Sorbo on a golf course, that track is hot, dude.
Look out.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot going on.
I figured Connor was a Sorbo fan for sure.
Oh, Hercules?
Oh,
Were
yeah.
you and
Holy
Sorbo
shit.
talking politics, AJ?
Oh, I didn't get to speak to him this time. I just saw him. He's so giant off in the distance.
Big guy.
Hercules.
I don't know what his politics are,
Hercules is. I only know the jokes about Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules.
If you saw Kevin Sorbo, you'd probably recognize him. I've seen this guy before.
Right there.
I think I love Kevin Sorbo, to be honest with you. He went to a golf outing and saved the world.
Yeah,
That's right.
Out in Ohio, middle of
a great
Ohio.
guy.
Is he from Ohio?
No, he just, there are different people come in. Last year, Shooter McGavin was there taking pictures with people.
I've heard he takes aggressive photos with people. I saw some videos of him grabbing some co-eds.
Really?
And come on in with the Shooter.
Real close. Shooter still loves the sauce, I think.
Hey, Shooter has a good time. The Shooter Twitter account is one of my favorites on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
They actually, they're pretty interactive with the show, that Shooter account. And obviously, it's him.
Who runs that?
That's probably,
Probably Shooter.
Probably
Is it
Shooter,
him?
if I had to guess, just wide open. And Zeno, you do not need to be as digging through the internet as you are right now to find that video. I think as soon as I mentioned,
Oh, no, I was trying to get Hercules up for you.
Oh, okay, I thought
you
were-
still want him?
I thought yes, please, if you have it. The Kevin Sorbo. I thought he was bringing up the.
Yeah. That's a damning photo.
One of
I think it was a video. It was.
Oh,
there you
yeah,
go.
you're
This
talking about
is-
the video. Yeah,
He was at. Oh, I know Kevin. That's Kevin Sorbo.
Yep.
Is he like 100 years old now?
That photo was taken with one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a film.
Talking about that was on set of Xena Warrior Princess.
Oh, so this is not him as Hercules?
No, that is
He
him
is
as
Hercules.
In
Connected universe.
What?
The shows share a connected universe.
Okay.
They cross paths.
Good to know.
Hercules and who?
Is it like
Xeno?
Star Trek
Yep.
episodes? Or Star Wars episodes?
Is
I
it
mean?
like Marvel or DC, and then that one's its own?
No, I think that was on WB.
Oh.
And they kind of just had.
I do remember being sick and being able to watch these shows.
Yes. All
Growing
right.
up.
All right. Xenon was the. What was there? There was another one.
Xenon was a Disney Channel original movie
Yes.
that you may have seen.
What was that? That was there up in space,
Oh,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're up in
Xenon.
space.
Yep.
I've
Isn't
seen-
Xenon one of the Scientology things?
Of course.
What the hell are you talking about?
Why are you doing that?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
We don't
Because we're talking shows here, man. We're just guys being guys.
Yeah, okay, we're just shooting shit here.
That's Xenu, I believe. I just searched those
Xenu
both words.
is
yeah.
Scientology?
Yes, yeah.
I still think we should have taken a tour of that church out there.
I do too.
I agree.
I mean, it was so nice.
Still be out
they had
there.
that door open, like, look how nice this is.
Do you remember your plan? You're like, we'll just put the For the Brand flag right inside.
No. I mean, we didn't want to besmirch
Yeah.
anything on that church, obviously. But the doors were very welcoming, and the building was so large, and it was at the corner of like the busiest.
Yeah.
thing. I was like, I want to go in there, and then
Prime real estate.
Ty was not happy about it. But now you brought up their name, I assume they're going to watch. I wanted to see one of your places. Honestly, I've heard things happening there. I just want to give a little look-see around.
I'm sure there's one downtown Indy. There's one in Columbus.
I don't think there's one here in Indy.
There's one somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
They have a cruise I seen at a couple Caribbean spots.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The boat? Yeah, they have a yacht,
cruise.
yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it docked at a couple different places, and there's been a couple different resorts I've maybe gotten a bit too high and drunk at that I was like, I'm heading over that boat. Please do not. Is everybody's reaction?
There is a church, but it was permanently closed recently.
COVID
Allegedly.
killed it. COVID got.
That's what they want you to think.
Whoa.
What's that mean?
It ain't closed.
You think Scientology's still running wild around here?
Everywhere. You just gotta look for it.
I don't know if that's true, right? In 2021, there's no way that this type of stuff is still growing and
Tom
rolling.
Cruise is still in movies.
Well, yeah, that one girl just got sentenced to like 3 years in prison for that sex cult she was, like, I guess, recruiting for. She was an actress.
Until it's a documentary, I don't know that
That
it
one
happens.
is a documentary.
So I've seen it then, I guess.
It's on
Nexium, right?
Yeah, Nexium, yeah.
Yeah, but that was like 90s, wasn't it?
This girl's like 40, so not 90s, I doubt.
Well, I think it may be, but I think it all came crumbling down in like the early 2010s or late, or very recently.
No way.
Yeah.
There's shit running all the way until now?
Oh, yeah.
This shit, I mean, just
Man,
like the
I gotta
Italians
take
in
the-
Colombo.
The Italians are still doing it in New York, by the way. I thought maybe there was a chance they were taking some time off and would go a different route. 84-year-old Colombo family crime boss just got arrested this past week.
Yeah.
Yous guys are going to hire this fucking guy, and then yous guys are going to do this, and then Vinny Unions is going to come through. Yeah. That was on Wiretap happening right in the world that we're living in right now. It's awesome. Absolutely awesome, dude.
What was he arrested for?
Racketeering.
Yeah.
Of course.
What exactly does that mean?
That's just the law they actually put together so that they could bust the Italians.
Nothing to do with a tennis racket.
It's it does have nothing to do with the tennis racket.
pong racket?
That's a ping pong paddle.
Dude.
Paddles are involved, I assume, at some point in the racketeering charges. It's RICO, so there is there's an entire thing, intimidation. There's a bunch to it. I believe
extortion.
It's basically they just described what the mafia was doing, and they made it a law and said this ain't allowed.
Nope.
And that was, I think, Gotti fought against that pretty strongly. This isn't even. I don't know. There's an entire history.
RICO is racketeer.
Yes.
That's what it stands for. Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah. There's an entire thing.
If you got a good racket going, you're racketeer.
There it is. That guy runs a good racket. You know, Michael Francis had a good gas racket there for
He
a
did.
Yeah, he's flying around. What was he called? The
Yuppie Dahn.
The Yuppie Dahn. AJ, you probably saw him at a lot of your events you were going to.
Basically you.
Because he was like 22 years old and he had like Ferragamo shoes on and suits. He was flying in helicopters. He was making so much money. He became like a captain, I believe, faster than anybody maybe in the history of the mafia because he had this gas tax racket where basically he would open a gas station. He would not pay the tax. So for every gallon, he was making a certain amount of money. And then by the time the government would like come in to sue him or stop him, he would shut it down and then open another gas station. And he was just like basically the shell game for him. And he was just making like millions and millions of dollars a week off of
9
gas.
cents per gallon.
Yeah, so he was making 9 cents a gallon.
That's insane.
In New Jersey, New York, and I think another state. Awesome.
Damn. Sounds like good business.
Yeah. It was a good racket. Now,
Good racket.
to be clear, he did end up going to jail.
Yeah. That is illegal.
Yeah, it is illegal to do what he was doing.
How much did they try to get him to pay back? Do you know?
Well, he did pay it all back. You know, he paid it all back. I don't know. And then he wrote a book about it. And now he lives still, and he's having a good time. And he's these Italians, you got to just assume.
Yeah.
Be careful.
What's the angle?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what's the angle? There has to be something going on. Let's go to some 5 Energy phone lines before we take a break, before Coach Tomlin joins us. I have so many questions for him. All he does is win. Yeah. All he does is a head coach. And he came out of nowhere when he was hired at Pittsburgh. Let's go to Jason down there in Duval, Florida. Okay, Jacksonville area, I believe. That is the county. What's going on, Jason?
What's going down? Patty Mac and the boys.
Yeah.
Coming to you by way of Kaiser West by Guy, Virginia. Can I get a country roast for those Mountaineers this weekend?
Yeah. Hold on one second, one quick second.
Yeah.
Are you in Florida right now are you from West Virginia?
I am. Class of 2006, Mountaineers.
Hey, let's go Mountaineers. Probably ran into you a couple times. You're a good guy. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Actually, it's funny you ran into my brother because me and Parker Whiteman were pretty good friends. We went to high school together, so I got to take him and meet you in 2007, actually.
Oh, that's awesome, Jason. Well, it's great to hear from you again. What do you want to talk about, brother?
Yeah, but hey, great week this week. I tell you what, Pat, you and the boys and AJ are just killing it. Rex Ryan Sunday NFL Countdown said that you were the only kicker that he ever liked in the NFL.
Oh, that's very nice of Rex. I appreciate that, Jason. Let's go Mountaineers. Got a big old rivalry game being renewed this weekend. Huge. And Virginia Tech Hokies, bunch of turkeys coming in Morgantown, West Virginia. I don't think so. Trust Climb going to beat the hell out of them Hokies. And if we lose, I do owe Tyrod Taylor 20 public push-ups.
That's right. We'll avoid him at all costs.
We will not be anywhere that Tyrod Taylor will be for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
But if West Virginia beats Virginia Tech, we're going to the next Texans game.
Yep. Right.
And I know he's going to be there, and that's going to be a great time. I think the Rex Ryan comment was very nice of him. I got a chance to do Get Up with him every single week. He's legendary. I mean, he is exactly who you think he is off the field, off the camera, on camera, and on the field. He's awesome. I love that guy. It was a great compliment. Very nice of him, but he did bury the brand, so Rex can't have it. All right, just need to turn around a little bit. But it does make me question all the kickers and punters that he had for a long time. I'm like, well, how come you guys, why does Rex hate you guys? What, we couldn't have had him like you? It's an interesting situation, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, and do you think he would feel that good about you if he coached you?
I think you'd feel better.
Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, I do too. But, yeah, Rex is awesome. I mean, Mangold, I've known Nick forever, my whole life. Nick played for him. Nick went from Mangini to Rex Ryan. So you talk about two, like, polar opposites on how they approach the game and how your whole day is laid out.
From the stories I've heard about Mangini, when Rex Ryan showed up there, I bet you Mangold was like, thank God for this man. And then they won.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, they won games. Nobody ever really talks about it.
Sanchez came in right away and was killing it.
They were playing against us in the AFC playoffs literally every single year. It was, and nobody ever talks about it really. They haven't been able to win since. Rex really doesn't get back any head coaching gigs. I don't know. What did he do inevitably? He went to Buffalo, right?
Yep.
Then did he get fired? He quit?
He got fired, I
He got
believe.
fired.
And that was the end of it.
Every time I tried to talk to him, I'm like, we need you back head coaching, man. What are you doing? He said, ain't nobody going to hire me, Pat. And I was just like, All right, he said, I'd probably have to be coordinator first and then go back into it. And he said, I'm not going to do that, he said basically to me. So I'd like for him to do that. It's great to see him back on TV. Let's get to one more phone call before we get to a break. AJ, it must be nice to just be the whole-time leading tackler for the Packers, though, because everybody in the football world's like, oh, this guy's awesome. All right, this guy's awesome. When you're a punter or kicker, you have to get okayed by people, by the way.
That's right.
Hey, he is a punter, but Old said he's all right. You know what I mean? Like, that has to happen. And I respect and appreciate it. I understand it, especially amongst the football people. But it's when the media people start talking like that, where I'm like, hey, I'll smack you right in the fucking mouth. All right? Rex Ryan can talk like that because Rex Ryan was in the NFL for like 50 years and his dad was coaching the NFL. AJ Hawk can say whatever the hell he wants, okay? And if old Coon wants to say some stuff, or anybody else that's been in there wants to say some stuff, that's okay. But you, all right, Syracuse grad, I'll smack you right in the fucking mouth. I'm okay with that. And you need to just watch your mouth, right? And that's the right way to look at it, I think. I'm allowed to view things like that, AJ, I think, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like Connor walking around and someone just trashing Connor right to his face, thinking like they're part of like some inside joke he's with.
Yeah, but people do that. They call in and they say that.
Yeah, they pump him up though, Connor. They pump you up. Cass Dog loves you.
Only Cass Dog.
Hey,
Cass Dog's my guy.
Do you have Cass Dog's number? I don't have his number.
I got it from Zeke. He just texted me back earlier. Great text back too. The dude's obviously awesome in all facets. But I said you got to come on more often. He's like, anytime you guys need me, let me know.
Oh, we're gonna have Cast Dog Wednesdays. Oh, Chris Mad Dog Russo's gonna be pissed. All right, we have to get to a break. All right, we got a big time conversation coming on the other side. We might have just been killing time there to get to this point because of how excited we are for what's happening on the other side. I cannot wait. Be a friend, tell a friend. Coach Mike Tomlin will join us on the other side of this 4-minute break. We appreciate the hell out of you. We'll see you then. Hard work throughout my entire life, whether it was driving me to practice, to go to work, the coaches that invested hours in me, everything I have done to get to this point. I got a whole town, a community, a family, a tribe of people watching me potentially live out my dreams that we all thought was going to happen. And when I get to Rock, I get a chance to carry 8 motherfuckers that are playing for a team that is in the city that I went to college in. I carry 8 people, have the biggest moment in my football career, maybe make a team, if not with the coach somewhere else. Hey, that guy's got juice, let's do it. Change the entire direction in the course of my family's life. I can't be excited though.
No.
Don't even think about it.
Don't you fucking dare.
Are you kidding me? All that just happened and everything I just said there and more is potentially happening in that one play? Don't even fucking think it. Get your fucking ass back in the huddle. You know Barry Sanders? Hey, Barry Sanders, he'd score a touchdown and he would just hand it to the ref and then he was gone. Why don't I? Well, Barry Sanders also won the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
It was also like the all-time leading scorer in this whole thing. Barry Sanders was unbelievable, worked his ass off. Let's not get crazy. And Barry Sanders had the ability to act like he had been there before because Barry Sanders, by the way, had fucking been there before. And maybe Barry Sanders, the way he goes about business isn't how everybody goes about business. Maybe there's a lot of different stories, a lot of different situations, a lot of different life events that lead to somebody acting differently than somebody that just acted, almost robotic while being one of the most exciting and electric players in the history. Got nothing but love for Barry Sanders. Let's not get crazy. But there's a lot of people tweeting, act like you've been there before. It's like, you think this motherfucker's been there before? This dude just carried 8 people and maybe changed the entire life. He can't be excited. Aren't we a game of emotion? Aren't we a game of excitement? Why is this a fucking penalty? Hey, Goodell! Hey, eating your M&Ms, sitting on the chair, being cool. You became my commissioner. You weren't my commissioner when, hey, you dance, you're fucking out. Your sock slide, you're fucking out. We don't want anything. We want robots, no emotion. Everybody hated you then, Raj. All right, everybody hated you. And nobody understood why you're trying to take the fun out of the game. You're doing it because you wanted to be able to just pluck and play. You didn't want to have players be brand names because then you could replace them easily. Okay, I understand the business side of it, but we all agreed, the tribe has spoken, that the game's better when people are excited. Some things are too much. All right, some things are way too much. There were some dances that happened that looked a little bit more like basketball, where we're all like, there's no way that can happen with a full line dance. We get it. There was some. But it added to the game. The excitement added to everything. Now taking away this and making it a point of emphasis. And I'm not saying that there should be egregious, if something egregious happens, they should penalize them. Yes, please. It's not for the good of our game, not for the good of the league, not good for fans, not good for anybody. I understand that's going to happen, but a point of emphasis means, hey, we're cracking down on this because we don't want it to happen anymore. And why are we targeting that as opposed to targeting something else I'll never understand? My commissioner, Roger Goodell, is going to get to the bottom of this if Sam Acho doesn't do it first.
Yeah.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's a big day, great time to be alive. Joining us right now, two-time Super Bowl champion, youngest coach to ever do so. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
No, the honor is all mine. I am so thankful. I know you're not normally into doing stuff like this, so I can't thank you for taking time out of your beautiful Thursday and chit-chatting with us. Let's get right into it. You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time. And so it's cool to be on here, man. It's cool to watch you transition in life, man, and the success you're having with this, man. I'm honored to be here.
Okay, well, let's get right to it. I am thankful that you have done everything for me that you've done, and saying those nice things is obviously nice. And AJ Hawk over there, he tries to tear down the program every single goddamn day, Coach. So hopefully he won't do that now. Let's get to it. The quote that I was most interested about from you is talking to the rookies, because you had, I think, the second most amount of rookies starting this past weekend. I believe the Jets and some other team, and you guys were the only one to win. And you were talking about the experience in college football versus in the NFL, and how college has loud environments, but in the NFL, it is different. What is the place that you think made you realize, like, hey, being in the NFL is different than college? Because these fans are vicious. These fans are mean. They're rooting against you as opposed to in college when they're rooting for you. What really made you feel like that, and how long have you been describing the fans to rookies that way?
You know, really, it's rather recent for me. I have two boys that are playing college football. My oldest boy at the University of Maryland, my youngest boy at Columbia. And so very rarely do I get a chance to watch ball as a spectator. But I have, you know, being a dad and supporting them. And that's really the first time it struck me. A college environment, although you go to Penn State, you're playing in front of 100,000+, man, they come to root for Penn State as opposed to rooting against Maryland, you know? Yeah. You step into Baltimore to play the Ravens, man, they're rooting against you. It's a different feel. And really just, you know, supporting my kids and going to games as a dad, it struck me. So it's more recent. I haven't been saying that for a long time. It was funny. I was talking to Pat, our rookie tight end from Penn State, man, and he felt it in Buffalo on Sunday, and he confirmed it. He was like, Coach, just the general attitude as the buses ride up is a little bit different.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hey, Coach, this year with fans back in the stands, obviously we're only through 1 week. Like, did you have to, like, I guess, warn some of your young guys maybe that played last year without a crowd? Okay, this is going to be a little bit different?
There's no question, man. You know, there's some guys that's played significant ball around here for us, like Chase Claypool. You know, that was the first time he's ever been in a really hostile environment. And so it was new for him as well. And he's probably the second-year guy that I probably spent more time talking to about it than others. More than anything, just as a coach, man, when you're leaning on young guys, you help them perform to expectations by preparing them for some of the adversity and stuff that the environment presents. And we knew going into Buffalo what we were getting, those of us that's been in this thing for a while.
We'll chit-chat about the offense in a little bit and Chase Claypool as well because, I mean, he made a massive moss. I mean, that was a hell of a play, and I assume he's only going to continue to do that. But your defense is the topic of conversation because now, with all the analytical shit that's all over the internet, we learn everything about every decision that you guys make now, and they can paint the narrative however. You guys didn't blitz at all, and Pittsburgh is known as a blitzing defense. I mean, it always has been, always since Lambeau. I mean, it was something you're known for. Is that just because of how good your defensive line is? Is this something that you obviously can't give anything away, but is that why you made that decision? And do you think that affected Josh Allen and the boys who had to be expecting pressure all day?
Hey, we embrace that Blitzburg reputation. We try to live it out every Sunday. That's something that we embrace. We don't shy away from that. We want to play attacking defense. But we wanted to win that game as well. And so from time to time, man, we're willing to stray away from our personality, if you will, in an effort to do so. I think that Josh Allen and company probably wanted us to blitz, and so we chose not to.
Go ahead, AJ.
So I guess when you look at your offense and Big Ben and the offseason you had and everything, is he, I guess, throughout camp and through week one, is he where you thought he would be?
He is, man. He's physically in good shape. You know how it is, man. The second year off of an injury, you're really back to yourself. And so, you know, he had an off season, and so he's doing really good physically. But more than that, I think he's just having fun playing football, man. I think he's enjoying the mentorship that comes with his job. You know what I mean? He's looking at 4 young people in that huddle and others that are new to us. So, you know, I think that's a fun challenge for him. At least, you know, his actions show that they are.
I think a lot of the older guys, they get to the point where, you know, when you're young and you're going to play for a long time, normally that's expected as you come in the league. Then business jades some things. You get a little bit, you're either banged up. And then as you get towards the end, I think you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. You start enjoying every meeting, every practice. You stop taking it for granted as you once did. I think that happens with a lot of older guys. But the locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done. And I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, you know, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected, you know, just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. You know, my boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. You know, I'm not a big social media guy, but I got involved in Twitter and that stuff a couple of years ago because I just wanted to get a feel for it. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to get a sense what moves them. And so, you know, that's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now, you know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, you know, to the camera. There's a lot more.
Yeah,
there was a lot of that. Now you're just old-ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. Whenever you talk about like the new generation and you have 4 new guys or 4 young guys at wide receiver, every year it feels like if you guys don't win a Super Bowl with the expectations you have set for yourself, the standard is the standard, right? You guys have done. There's always loud noise around you, the job you're doing, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, it always happens if you guys don't win a Super Bowl. Last year it happened after starting 11-0, early exit to Cleveland. It just, everybody starts talking. You hire from the offense coordinator from within. How hard is it to keep the outside noise out of any decisions and just stay the course? I think you've maybe been the most consistent, and the Steelers have been the most consistent franchise in the NFL. No big sways or anything like that. How do you do that, and how do you not, you know, get to the point where you're like, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this? What is it about the Steelers organization that you guys kind of keep some consistency and don't really go off the rails much?
You know, just the consistent, steady leadership, man, that we have from the Rooney family. You know, this organization, man, has been under that leadership for generations. And so, you know, they have experience that money can't buy, man. They've grown up in this business, and that steadiness of leadership kind of filters down to all of us, man. I hear the noise, but I don't. It motivates me. It doesn't move me in a negative way. I embrace it in that way, man, because I appreciate the fact that people care. And I try to relay that to our players, man, so that we wear it in the right way and we utilize it as fuel. I think that's the thing here. But make no mistake, all of that is possible because of how steady Art Rooney is in the midst of adversity.
Do you think other people and their fan bases have any idea on how important it is to have that stable front office? Like when I look at the Steelers, you think, hey, first class through and through, top to bottom, it trickles down. Like every job's not made the same. Like I try to tell people that every head coaching gig is different. Like how valuable is it to have a steady front office like that?
Hey, I don't think fans care at all. I just think they want to win. And I appreciate that about fans. That's just our mode of operation. That's our business model. It works for us. We're married to it. We believe in it to the core. And so that's why it's good. But from a fan perspective, man, fans don't care, man. They want to see somebody out there kicking butt. And I like that and respect that. And I'm always sensitive to that.
Big Steeler fan, Nick Moraldo from Plumboro. You know where the ballers ball and the players play. Nick, go ahead, pal.
Coach, you talked about consistency, and we heard from Coach Cowher down there at a Hall of Fame game, a legendary Yinzer tale about when he left the position and you took over, he left a can of Iron City in the fridge. Is that can still there? And if it is, and you need a little extra room, I'll be at the game this week. I'll be happy to take it off.
Yeah, well, you drink a beer from Cowher. That's nice.
2 cans of IC Light were left. And, man, what a gesture. You know what I mean? Some of my best friends in college were Pittsburgh boys, Mount Lebanon, Upper St. Clair type guys. And so I know what IC Light is and what that means. And so even not being from here, I really appreciated that. And what a gesture. So I decided that I'd never drink it and I'd leave it for the next man. Now, at the time, I didn't envision that those cans would be 15 years old and still sitting there. And so it's kind of a ceremonial thing now, but those are my intentions, man. What a gesture. I appreciated the support I got from him, man. I've appreciated the support that I've gotten from him over the years, man. It's just a cool, real small fraternity. Pittsburgh Steeler head coaches, man. It's a 2-man deal at this point, man. And I just appreciate my big bro in BC.
Oh, that's awesome. Those beers are going to be terrible. All right. I'm just assuming that whoever you hand those to, if they're a booze hound, they might drink those and puke on their first day on the job. But, I mean, you got to do what you got to do there. And whenever you talk about the fraternity of coaches for the Steelers being small and everybody else hoping to have that, it feels like the Steelers organization, it might be because I'm from Pittsburgh and I see it more, but every time we talk to anybody, whether it's, Kiesel or even Debo got in on the action and conversation where there might have been a couple years where that wasn't the case. It feels like Pittsburgh, the Steelers organization, is like a college. You know, it feels like the OGs, like Ryan Clark, Ike Taylor, and Troy and everybody. Why is that? Is that because of ownership? And how do you continue to build that culture with new players coming in and everything like that in the new generation of the world? It's not like that everywhere at all.
You know, I think it starts with stability. It's easy for those guys to feel welcome, man. The guy that coached them is still sitting here with the whistle around his neck, man. When those guys come to town for weekends or what have you, man, I am glad to see them on a personal level. And I think that aids in the connection. And I think that's what makes it, like a university football team, if you will, man. They're Steelers and Steelers for life. And they come back, man, they're going to see familiar faces, people that are glad to see them. My assistant head coach, man, John Mitchell, has been here since the 90s. It's just a real cool thing, man. It might not be valuable to all, but we see the value in it. It's something that we hang our hat on. I take pride in it. It's funny. You're talking about BC. It was at the Hall of Fame game. He came down on the sideline, and I let him make a couple of defensive calls. and he marveled at the fact that I still named the defenses some of the names that they had when I got here. And I do that out of respect for the tradition that is the Pittsburgh Steelers. When we're bringing both outside linebackers, man, we call it dog rush. And so it doesn't matter if it's Kevin Green and Greg Lloyd. It doesn't matter if it's James Harrison or Lamar Woodley or now today Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt. That's something that they all share. They all love Dog Rush. They know what Dog Rush means. And that's just some of the little things that we do here in Pittsburgh, man, to kind of capture the stuff that you can't measure, to have that feel that you speak of.
That's amazing because, by the way, then they can share stories in the room of, oh, we ran this. So, I mean, that is just something that is just, those moments are priceless, you know? One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What does that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them. So I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Oh, my God. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
One of my favorite moments, man, you hit that pass on us, man, in Indy that day, and you hit the Conor McGregor walk on us, man. That was... This is a classic McAfee moment.
Well, and also a classic Tomlin moment. As I'm jogging out to kick the kickoff, and I don't know how much Steelers fans or Steelers players are going to like this, I saw you and DHB, Darius Hayward-Bay, walking down the sideline staring at me, and I was like, man, I appreciate that. All right, I appreciate that. Wish you would have let us, you know, maybe get back in the game a little closer so that I can talk about the game more often. We lost by like 70. All right, I mean, that's not great. But I really appreciate everything you've done for me. And there's also another person that's normally with us on a daily basis, and he is the biggest Steelers fan we know. He has to be in a sanctuary in seclusion because he had a couple close contacts, and we can't be losing the fucking roster right now. No. You know what I mean? Can't have it.
No doubt.
So he recorded a question for you, and I can't wait to hear your answer after it.
Awesome.
Coach T, first and foremost, from me and all Yinzers, I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for Pittsburgh on and off the field for the last 15 years. You have no idea how much happiness that you have brought us, and I can't thank you enough for that. Now, to the question. We love, and we talk about on this show, how much we love when a team takes on the identity of the city. People have said in the past few years or whatever, sometimes the team hasn't had that in Pittsburgh. I disagree. But this year, it definitely seems like that's a thing. The defense was flying around, obviously. The O-line, while they're young, they were playing with a lot of attitude. Freiermuth took someone, bounced them out of the club into the front row. Wide receivers are cracking, putting people on their asses. It was awesome to see. Is that something that you guys ever talk about as a team or as a coaching staff or when you're bringing in players to potentially take on the identity of the city? Because you know that that's winning football, and that's what Pittsburgh loves. I just want to let you know, or see if you had any thoughts on that. Thank you so much for coming on. This one is for Steelworkers. 7's coming home. Thank you.
He was crying this morning, Coach, that he wasn't here for that. He was crying.
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it is something that we thoughtfully construct in team development. Man, I think it's important. I think it's part of what makes the Steelers who and what we are. And more than anything, forget whether or not we embrace it. It's how we're viewed in the National Football League. And I know that from being a part of other organizations. It doesn't matter what year it is. The week you're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, everybody in the opposing locker room is walking around saying, oh, it's Steeler week. We're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We know what type of game that's going to be. And so it's responsibility from my perspective to prepare our guys for that they understand that their reputation precedes them and the responsibility that comes with being a Pittsburgh Steeler from a reputation standpoint. They're going to get physicality from people that play us. People that play us are going to sell that song all week. And so we can't run away from it. I choose to run to it. I choose to educate our young players. You know, you either wear it like a badge of honor or you wear it like an anvil, you know, and we choose to wear it like a badge of honor and aspire to it. And so I love it. I love being a part of it. It's a beautiful thing. How about the game we got this week, man? Two teams that kind of embrace that mantra or that attitude. We got the Silver and Black Boys coming in here this weekend. And so they're another organization that really embraces the intangible history that they have and the persona that's associated with it, man. I'm excited about competing against those guys.
The Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it. And I can't wait to. Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, I'm the Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm clock.
We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let? I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
Hey, we know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, 2-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin. Thank you, Coach. He's the man. Whistle's still on, by the way. Probably just got off practice field. He was in the middle of something. What a legend. Literally after that, we scored that touchdown against them, and he has his head, his head thing on, a hoodie on, and he's literally staring at me while I'm walking out for the kickoff. And I wasn't looking at him. I was just jogging out, and I could feel like somebody looking at me. I could feel something, and it was DHB, Darius Hayward-Bay, was yelling at me, and then I looked over, and him and Darius Hayward-Bay both just started doing that, and they laughed. By the way, how confident do they have to be?
Oh yeah.
After the other team scored a touchdown, they're doing that to me. I was like, I think it might be a long day. I was like, Vinny, they fucking did the walk to me and were like, good job. They congratulated me. And I'm like, I don't think that's good news for how tonight's going. I don't know if that's the case, but what a legend that guy, dude. Absolutely legend.
I don't see any other head coach doing that in that situation in a game. So, yeah, that's just he's awesome. Man.
I think he appreciated, though, that I'm like a Pittsburgh kid, obviously. You know what I mean? And him and Bill Stewart, who was my special teams coordinator, tight ends coach, and then became the head coach at West Virginia when Rich Rod left or whatever. Bill Stewart gave Mike Tomlin his first head coaching job at the Virginia Military Institute, maybe? I think so, somewhere. He gave him his first coaching job. So Bill and Mike Tomlin have always been tight. Blaine Stewart now coaching with Mike Tomlin. Blaine Stewart's a guy I've known since I was a kid. So I think Bill Stewart was letting Tomlin know about the human that I was. And I think Mike Tomlin maybe was like, oh, okay. And the first time I ever met him, it was a full dap up. He knew it seemed like he knew everything about me. And he even told me, like, hey, I'm going to run you through this workout today or whatever. Let's do it. I'm like, all right, my dude. And then he said something about something I did in a game one time. I was like, you watch film. That's crazy, man. Because especially being from Pittsburgh. And every time we played them, and we lost to them by a lot, but every time we played them before the game, it was a full, I don't think that happens often. I was very appreciative of it. I've always been very thankful for Mike Tomlin's niceness to me, man. He's cool, dude.
He gets it. It makes sense that he would seek you out, too. But if Zeke can pop up that slide one more time, you show where Polamalu lines up into the boundary, you don't have any kind of check where you could run it to the field. All you need is that wing to just get
to the
end, and it's a touchdown. Can you check to the right?
We didn't have any audibles. We didn't have any call out. We didn't have any black.
You should have done on your own.
What am I supposed to do? Hey, switch.
Other way.
Wait, is that what I'm supposed to do? And by the way, he did that.
No, don't switch him because you don't want the defense to move. You need to take him by surprise and just go get that corner and dive in the end zone.
Hey, right guard tackle or tackle end, whatever it would have been. You get it? They did zero practice while we were practicing. I don't even think they were lined up in a three-point stance while we were practicing this in the game. It was always going to be in this one area. They always do this. Inside the 7, left thing, it's going to be a touchdown. Don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden, fucking hair just right over. And then, what are you doing, dude? What the fuck is this shit? Nameless gray face. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't give it. Hey, we like McAfee. Okay, a lot of his family's here, whatever. Let's take away his dreams tonight.
He ain't scoring on
Let's
us.
ruin that guy's life tonight. It was.
I mean, they took it like the Rooneys or whoever was all involved on hiring him. He was DB's coach in Tampa Bay, D coordinator for 1 year in Minnesota, and then he comes to Pittsburgh as the new head coach when he had players that were older than him already.
Out of nowhere, the hire. Yeah. Like Sean McVay obviously is the modern young coach that got in there. Mike Tomlin getting hired to run the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have the history that he had just referred to, by the way, with stability and success and everything. And then he just, first couple years, they're super. I think I think you ruined his. You took one.
I'm surprised this scumbag didn't ask about that Super Bowl you stole from us, Hawk.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't mention that. That didn't get brought up in a conversation. What's that all about?
They already had a couple. Ben already had 2 rings. He didn't need another.
Yeah, and I'm happy you actually won that because we can say, like, college football national champion. Super Bowl champion. We do that every day. It helps the show, I think.
Okay.
But I am surprised you didn't bring that up. Like, what if he would have pulled that out of his?
Oh.
Hey, you ever seen one of these? You ever see this before? That would have been awesome if you would have did that. Not that that's an AJ Hawk thing to do, but would have got a big pop out of all of us.
Big
Would have got a
time.
big pop out of all of us.
Not me.
Hey, great question by Tone, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, baby,
Looked great. He looked great too.
He did. And that was a real, actual backdrop. It's beautiful in Indiana today.
Yeah, it is.
It is beautiful.
It's getting hot again.
Let's go to 5 Hour Energy phone line. Let's go to Nico over in California. What's going on, Nico?
What's going on? Can you guys hear me?
I mean, it sounds like you're underwater a little bit, but
Yeah. My bad. I had my AirPod in. Am I good now?
Yeah, you're great, actually. What do you want to talk about, brother?
I wanted to ask, the 49ers, obviously, Raheem Mostert's out for the season now, but Elijah Mitchell had a great first season. I wanted to ask about that, but Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts obviously had a great first week, and obviously we're missing our starting corner, and so I was wondering what you guys were thinking about that.
Okay, great question. I don't know what you wanted, but Niners play the Eagles this week?
Yep.
There it is. All right, I figured that out in the middle of that call. Obviously, I knew that. I mean, we do our predictions tomorrow, and I knew that Niners-Eagles was going to be a problem. But the injury bug has been something that has been very real with the Niners these last 2 years.
Yeah.
They got to hope that Raheem Mostert, which is devastating news, he's been great on the show, by the way, before, doesn't continue to steamroll and snowball like it did last year. Last year, they just bum, and then they got kicked out of their stadium. That team's really good. I hope they continue to, grow on some luck as opposed to the unfortunate events that continue to happen to them.
Might open the door for former Buckeye Trey Sermon, too, though.
Yeah, to make get loose out there.
Oh, yeah.
He may.
Also might open the door for Los Angeles Rams or Seattle Seahawks
Yeah.
or the Arizona Cardinals. Injuries are going to happen. Okay, that is the NFL, especially with 17-game season. There are so many, the recipe, the ingredients for a recipe for injury is out there every single play, every single game. Adding a game, there's going to be that, and it happens every single year. You just got to hope that it's not like the. It's not like your your big name, your core guys. If you get a couple unlucky injuries, like for instance, down there in Dallas,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big injury there. That's a big loss to the D-line.
O-line. They're in trouble.
Dak's back, though. So is Mike McCarthy.
Hell
He's going
right.
to have to start malleting some watermelons a lot earlier than last year. AJ, about 15 seconds till Chris Mad Dog Russo show. What do you got anything to say to the Sirius XM listeners?
No, Mad Dog will be great. I think he should have Cast Dog on the show sometime.
Well, this channel might turn into the Cast Dog Radio next Wednesday. We shall see. I hope so. Our show will be better tomorrow, we promise. Mad Dog Russo with Mad Dog Unleashed is next. Mike Tomo score.
Legend. That was sweet.
Mike Tomo score. Hey, Tomo was sweet.
Absolutely. You could tell he had fun, too. I liked how he stood there, too. Real alpha. Just like, I'm not sitting down.
He did that on First Take as well. They had a little bit more full body shot on him on First Take. It was fantastic. And I think, from what I've been told, he has seen many clips from our show. I wonder if, the standing thing is like, he's not going to be looking down on me.
Power
No
play.
way. I ain't doing that. No way. He's the man, dude. Those IC lights, they got to be so terrible. I mean, those are bad
skunked.
the day they're made.
Yeah,
I'd still drink them.
No, Nick, you hate the taste of them.
What do you mean? We got Mongos and ICLA Mongos in the refrigerator. Love
Okay, Isolate Mongo, game changer. That's only been within the last year, though. For the last 50 years of Iron City, it has tasted terrible. And you agree. You know it.
Wait, what do you mean, Mongo? Mongo McMichael?
Ooh.
No, we do love
Shout
Mongo McMichael. Shout out to Mongo.
Very nice.
Shout out to Mongo McMichael. But also Mango. We just call them Mongos.
Yeah.
They put a
Icy Light mango flavored?
Oh, yeah. It's a game changer.
You tell Pittsburgh people like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they grow the mangoes right down there by the Riverside.
Yeah, right next to the
Squirrel
Dead
Hill.
Bodies Diner.
That's right.
That's
Fertilizer.
Good soil.
Well, you get a little tasty Pittsburgh in there.
That's right.
Next to a creek.
Taste the city.
I'll tell you, everybody drank it, obviously, because we were forced to, because, it's our drink. But, man, once you get past the first couple of drunks, and it's like, is there any other options?
Got anything?
There are people, I guess, that love it. I got to the point where I actually, in high school, started mixing it with Red Bull.
Ooh,
I
smart.
Just put it in a...
That's delicious.
I put it in a
Pitcher.
pitcher. I would walk around with a pitcher of that. You know what I mean? That's how bad it tasted, though.
Yeah. Red Bull helps, I'm sure.
No, it tasted terrible. It was, but my thing was like, if it's going to be terrible, I mean, might as well be terrible and give me a little juice.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But Nick, you're telling me you liked ice? No, you didn't. No way you did.
I mean, I would drink those two in that fridge and enjoy every sip of it.
You got a stomach ache.
You'd puke before you got through the first one.
No doubt.
Your tummy would hurt.
But
I
if
ain't puking.
What if Mike Tomlin gives the next guy, or girl, by the way, because who knows how that all. Well, he might coach for the next 50 years. We have no idea what's going to happen. But imagine him giving an icy light mango. Hey, from the city, the nectar of the Yinzers.
Yep.
Here you go, pal.
Next generation.
It's really nice of him. What are we doing tomorrow? Do we have any guests tomorrow? What is Friday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh,
Coach JB.
You know what tomorrow is.
Oh, Jesus.
Come on, Slapdick Fridays.
What time is he on?
I don't know. We're doing actual time tomorrow. We're going noon to 3 because SmackDown's in Knoxville, Tennessee, so it's only like a 30-minute flight or 45-minute flight or something like that.
Nice.
So I should have no issues at all. Last week it's a longer flight to New Jersey than I think every single. That's a 2-hour flight right
For
there.
sure.
Mm-hmm. That's a longer flight especially whenever you're talking about the middle of America. Indianapolis is pretty well located, but when you start getting to those coasts, it's a little bit of a haul.
That traffic's no bullshit either. Coming from New Jersey, getting into the city. I mean, it doesn't matter when it is. Like you're getting smacked right in the teeth by that.
We got very lucky. We had a driver that was a move maker.
Nice.
Awesome. I mean, he was cutting people off, full asshole.
Yep.
Oh,
Need that difference.
Need it.
In New York.
That's a 45-minute to an hour difference.
Yeah.
I assumed you choppered in, like you landed at the airport. Chopper took you from the airport to the venue.
I did look into that. And normally I drive my own car. I don't like riding with people. I'd rather drive, so I get a rental basically everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
And this time I was going to ask the guy if I could drive his car, if there was going to be any issues. And then we saw him make like 2 plays, and it was like, all right, this guy's good enough.
We're good.
They also offer the Uber helicopters there too.
Yeah, we should have done the Uber chop.
You just gotta.
I'm scared to death of helicopters.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah.
Have you always been, or is this recent?
I think once I rode in a helicopter one time, then I realized, I'm scared to death of these things. I was asking a pilot to fly over pools in neighborhoods. Like, can you find the pools at least? Can we do that? You know what I mean? Because you're not that high.
No.
Wait, what do you mean? So you could jump out into a pool?
Okay.
Yeah, if we go down, I mean, at least somebody landed in some water. You know, what I mean, I saw a guy do this on America's Got Talent from like
Kiddie
200
pool.
feet or something like that into a kiddie pool. You know what I mean?
I saw something over in Afghanistan that looked like that. Was that a trick shot, or what was that?
All right, that's the show.
Yeah, can't do it.
I would like to go longer, but we can't.
What about Christian Pulisic? How's he doing?
After that.
Oh,
Shut up,
Where
Paul.
are you sitting during your travels and you're like, I got to add to my repertoire of toxicity, and you're like, you know what I'm
I
going to do?
know it. This is all in the moment.
You're a
What-
shitbag.
He has
I
a
think of
list.
helicopter. I see pictures in my head of helicopters and things.
Shut up, dude.
Jimmy Graham, helicopter pilot. I'd love to go fly with
You're a
him.
real sack of shit. You know that?
You are, though.
Good to see you, Ty.
Yeah, you too.
You hear me? Have you been in choppers? You've been in a couple helicopters?
A few of me. I mean, I get sick in cars, so I'm definitely sick in a chopper, but it's still a pretty cool experience.
Yeah, I got sick. I was scared. You're fighting
You
gravity.
got engaged on a waterfall in Hawaii from a helicopter. Were you sick at all after that?
No, it was the best day of my life, but I did get a little wheezy while we were flying around. You know what I mean? We're up in the waterfalls at one point. It's like, I feel like I can feel the water, so the propellers definitely can, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the pilot's like looking at me, yeah, pretty cool. And he's bailing out through this thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I would like to do one helicopter ride, though, where I get a chance to dangle my legs off the side, though.
Oh.
Nobody ever lets you do
Jimmy
that.
said that. Jimmy Graham, he has a big Huey, big Vietnam helicopter he redid. He said he flies with the doors open. He said he'll fly over the ocean and we can jump out into the ocean if we want.
All right, you should do that, man. That'd be cool. Like
You with me, I'm saying. And maybe Evie will be there and jump off with his little GoPro.
Oh, Evie. Evie. Who the
hell is
Evie? Jump off the chopper with us, huh? I'll jump out of a chopper into the ocean. I mean, my ears.
Question is how high, I guess. From what height?
Can't be more than 50 feet.
Yeah, but you also got to fall pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Why can't it be more than 50 feet?
Because you fall the wrong way, to your point.
Yeah,
It
you
will
gotta
not
pencil
feel
it.
like water.
I'm penciling.
I'm penciling too.
I used to pier jump,
Sure.
and we didn't know what was floating through those waters. You know what I mean? And that was at night, pitch black. Actually, the road we would go down to jump off of one of the piers was in the Guinness World Records book for being the shadiest road in the world or something like that.
Really?
The least amount of sunlight hit this road or something because of where it was on the hill or something like that. It was an actual Guinness Book of World Records. And at the very end of the shadiest road in the world, there was like a 40-foot pier or whatever that we would just go jump off of. And it was always exhilarating, but immediately afterward, it'd be like, could have been a fucking log that was just
So you guys were more worried about a car coming down and fucking killing you than actually jumping off the pier and killing you.
And also some of the people that lived on said road also potentially, you gotta, let's hope we avoid any interactions with them.
Couple characters.
Yeah, it's like, what was that in A Christmas Story with the guy that ran that back alley?
Uh-huh.
And beat up Ralphie or whatever. Ralphie came in and beat him up. You remember that?
Scott Farkas.
There it is,
Yeah.
Farkas.
There's a couple Farkases on that street.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did.
A couple Bumpus hounds as well.
Yeah, there was.
Bumpus hounds?
There was. We were just young little kids, and he's like 18 to 20-year-olds. Probably the same type of humans that were buying me as a fifth grader cigarettes for sale.
Yep.
I mean, we had to get around them, too, and then all of a sudden, wah!
Yeah.
And then we had to make it back. It was like 2, 3 a.m., too, so now we got to figure out where we're staying for another 3 hours because
Mhm.
you can't just walk back in your house soaking wet with mud all over you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of decisions in there, but I would do that with you, I think. My eardrum, though, now. I got to... Jimmy Graham. He
Wow.
flies that thing?
Everywhere. He flies it all. I'm like, where can you land? He's like, I can land it in your yard if you want, man, whatever. Like, there's no...
No way.
There was a pilot that landed in my backyard and then almost got stuck. So there was a helicopter pilot that landed in my backyard at my house. I was not home. It was just a drop-in surprise. And my backyard has a field and then a bunch of trees around it. And for some reason, I wasn't home. Okay, so obviously the surprise was wasted on nobody. But then,
Wait, did you know this person?
yeah, I know him pretty well.
Okay.
So they were flying a helicopter or whatever. They land in the backyard. For some reason, they couldn't generate enough whatever. He had
Lift to get up?
Yeah. Almost fucking crashed his helicopter in my backyard.
Jesus.
Oh my God. Yeah, Bob Kavoyan, who's my neighbor from Bob and Tom Show, he's like, you have a helicopter in your backyard right now? And I was in some other city doing something. I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, there's a helicopter in your backyard right now. I'm like, I thought somebody was like robbing me.
Yeah.
Like that'd be a great, I actually thought of an entire movie plot with that. I was like,
To rob you with a helicopter? Why? Because nobody would see or hear or know anything happened?
They would just assume like, oh, he knows
He's
the
home.
helicopter's landing in his backyard. You know what I mean? Like they just know. And then they could have got in and out of there. I had no
Seems
idea.
there's probably easier ways to drive up there, maybe a little cheaper than having to use a helicopter to land and then run in and then load the helicopter up and then try to get out.
But who's catching you?
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe, if they want, they can just follow the helicopter and drive on the ground and look, okay, let's see when this buddy lands.
Now, with everything that we know about, they're not going to be able to catch the helicopter via road, okay, because you just zig when they could zag. But I guess if they get a chopper to my house in time to chase that chopper, I mean, maybe. And I would be very thankful if the Indianapolis State Police was able to get a helicopter to my house in the amount of time.
Hurry up, there's a
that
helicopter
person
back.
was potentially going in to rob my house. If they were able to do that, shout out to the Indianapolis State Police. Thank
Get
you.
the whirly bird in the air. We got trouble at
Hey,
McAfee's.
McAfee's house, he's getting robbed by a helicopter. But before I even knew, like, I think I got a text, you home, from this person. And I said, no. And I think that's when the whole scene started from that point, Well, we got to get out of here. And then there wasn't enough lift. He had to circle, I think, to like kind of slingshot himself out of there. I guess it was a real
That's
scene.
wild.
It was a real scene. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that was even possible. But I did learn at that moment, like, okay, can land a helicopter back here, though. You know what I mean? If
Pretty
we,
cool.
If
Good to
we
know.
have to.
Yeah.
Can't get it out of here, but can land it here. You know what I mean?
I mean, that'd be a nice little decoration piece for you.
Do you have a
This
chopper?
Helicopter was stuck.
Do you have a helicopter?
No, I do not have a helicopter. Why?
You have a helicopter.
No, where? Where do I have a helicopter?
I don't know. You have like 4,500 acres.
Who has a helicopter?
Jimmy Graham has.
Graham has.
And now you're
Jimmy
acting like it's a very
Jimmy
normal.
has a float plane too that lands in the water.
Your father-in-law.
Does he really? He goes like down to the Keys and he just lands down there, and then those things turn into boats. By the way, immediately upon getting in the water.
He has a huge old school plane with floats on it that he used to fly into Seattle's facility and park there on the water because it's on the water.
How come we didn't see any of this?
Yeah.
How is
I know.
this?
Why
It's all
would
on his Instagram.
why-
It's on Hard Knocks.
Jimmy doesn't like. He doesn't do like press though.
Well, Ty just said all those terrible things about him.
No,
He
it's
didn't tell
all
us
on
the
his
cool stuff.
Instagram. You go to his Instagram, every single post is him fucking flying, doing some, he's He's got his wings, to say the least.
Ty was fed up with the aviation posts when he wasn't playing as well for the Packers. So Ty.
We can see that. You can feel that in Ty's voice.
Well, and then he left and went to the Bears and said it's finally great to be somewhere where they actually want to win.
Bear Dahn, let's
what
go,
the hell are
Jimmy.
you talking about, Jimmy? You stunk for us, okay?
Get back in your plane and
Yeah.
fly. That's what Ty. Holy shit.
That thing's cool, though. That's very cool.
That's like in Alaska, right? They all just bounce around via these planes. I'm happy that Jimmy Graham was just flying from his house to work every single day for the Seahawks. This is absurd. Is it
Pretty
that?
cool, yeah.
Is it that easy to fly?
No, but I mean, he is all in. Like, he even said, like, if I'm not in football, I'm flying. That's all he does.
And you love that because they did an entire magazine about you being a pilot.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
just think he flies so many different things, yeah.
When are you going to get your license? If we buy
Hey,
you a
I
tiny
will.
little plane, you'll fly over, right?
I was talking with my wife about that the other day. Yeah.
What, are you buying the plane or do I still have to buy the plane?
You know.
What?
What's that mean?
Sure sounds like that's
You've been
us.
talking about all kind of stuff going on with these big companies and everything. So
Oh,
I'll
so you think
I'll
we-
commit to getting back into it if something happens.
Oh, so you're saying that we could...
I mean, that's going to happen no matter what. I get like that in those little... Oh, boy, yeah. It's always a battle.
The first couple hours of the show, AJ's going to be getting over his seasickness.
Yeah.
Flew myself in. It was a pretty windy day. I was battling up there.
I'm just super pale and throw up mid-show every day.
Hey, well, I'll buy you a plane one day. One of them cheap little small ones, little six-figure ones. And not that that's cheap, but in comparison to planes.
Those are awesome to me.
Whenever I win $20 million from Golfing on Champions Tour.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I told you how many. I actually started watching film on the Champions Tour. I'm like, hey, I have never heard of a lot of these dudes.
How'd that guy do that you sent me the tweet? He qualified, right, for a seniors event? How'd he do? I honestly don't know, but I can see by the face he did not great.
Since 2000, PGA at Champions Tour, my future league. Since 2000, Jay Jershich has been a middle school math teacher. Okay, middle school math. What's that? That's basic ass math.
Oh, yeah. Algebra.
Jay Jershich, Mr. Jershich, has been doing basic ass math. 5 + 5, 5 × 2, all that shit, right? That's 8th grade math?
I think that's a little earlier, but
like algebra.
Who's that?
3x = 21.
Boom.
Oh, 7.
What is X?
7. All right, got it. In August, he resigned. He said, I ain't doing this anymore. I'd like to immediately resign. And they said, you're going to have to turn in your resignation papers, and these kids are going to be upset, but you need to go chase the dream that you've always had. And Mr. Jershich said, I'm no longer Mr. Jershich. I am Jay Jershich. I am Champions Tour golfer. In August, he resigned to chase the Champions Tour. September 13th, he qualified for a tournament on Champions Tour. August to September, math teacher was able to qualify. I don't know how many people qualify for an event. Is it over 50? Who knows? You're telling me that you think Mr. Jershich is light years ahead of me and you don't think I'll be able to accomplish similar?
Yes, he is. He is light years ahead of you, yes.
Why? Because he plays in leagues after he gets off work and he has the summers
I'm sure
off?
he's been playing golf since he was like 2 years old, and he's been playing 5, 6, 7 days a week for the last 35 years.
Nah, Mr. Jershich cared about the kids. He
That's
don't have
right.
time to fucking work on his putt.
Good schedule. Get off about 3 o'clock, hit the links,
No,
get
'cause
18 in.
He cared about the kids, so he would have office hours after work. So a lot of times he was staying until 5 helping kids learn math.
Yeah, 3x = 21, you fucking dipshit.
Hey, he didn't just qualify either. He shot 61.
Holy
Breaking a course. What's course
And
record?
yeah, in the Monday
What
qualifier.
fucking
Can you shoot
Mickey
61
Mouse
Monday
course
qualifier?
is he playing at?
Do I think I could? Well, they're shooting from the senior.
Yeah, they're way up there.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Which even more so.
Mr. Jershich is,
Mr. Jershich is a fucking player.
he does not mess around.
No.
I wonder if Lou Holtz knows him.
No. We do not need Lou Holtz stumbling over that one at all. Hey, Coach Lou Holtz, could you find some motivation out of former algebra teacher Mr. Jershich's story of resigning and then chasing the dream and then accomplishing dream less than a month later? Is there any motivation that you would tell your players at Notre Dame?
Well, I tell Mr. Jershich, hey, I've seen your swing. You better get them fucking hips activated. Otherwise, you ain't got a chance this weekend. I'll play from the tips and beat your ass.
All right, that's the show, dude. Honestly, I can't believe we did that. I can't believe we brought that back up. AJ, it's great to have you back in the saddle. Feel Good Friday tomorrow. We got some big-time guests tomorrow.
Yeah. Woo. JB, Coach JB, right? Who else?
You'll see.
I didn't hear what he said.
So Coach JB, who else?
Oh, big-time guest.
Huge.
For those keeping score, we did book Tomlin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Is
What?
everybody keeping score?
Someone is.
Well, people know I am, definitely. But people out there know that this is potentially something, because of the fee and the results, which is business,
Mm-hmm.
Be who you can afford to be. I think they've actually kind of almost hitting a little bit of it. There's been a lot of maybes, which is kind of getting going, which is good news.
It's been a lot of ups and downs.
I did send one potential PR guy in the NFL basically a fuck off email after he responded to us, so that might affect us a little bit. It might be on me.
What did he say? What did he say to you?
We don't need to get into that.
You don't have to say who it is, but what did he say? Like, no, maybe, probably like something that you took personally for some reason?
Warranted, I think, for me to take it personal.
Yeah.
From person.
What did he say? Like, we don't do shows with people like you?
No.
Kinda, though. I mean, basically said, there's no way we'll give you blah, 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 blah. You can get blah, 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 blah.
Oh, really?
We got a practice squad guy who's a hell of an interview if you want him.
So I sent back a well-worded email. I'm pretty good at those. I'm pretty good at
I've seen some of them.
You have. I have forwarded a couple to you and be like, look at this shit.
They're awesome.
I enjoy them, by the way. They were some of my favorite things. I think it's something we never get to talk about. Nobody really knows about. At some point in some documentary, it'll come out. Whenever I am in a mood, or at a mode that is just ready to go. I mean, I don't know if there's many better than me, honestly. Just.
Yeah, you might be right.
And then, that's a little bit too much. But, I mean.
Actually, I just reread
Did he respond to you after this email?
Yeah. Same way everybody else does.
What, sorry?
I am.
Oh, shit.
So sorry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we did not mean to. Blah, blah, blah. And by that point, it's already over. See you later.
Too late.
Somebody
You
else.
lose.
Actually, we do, I think, in this particular case, but this is something that I am willing to. You know what I mean? Everything's risk assessment. Okay? Am I willing to have this particular person for the rest of their lives never help us out?
Yes.
And in those moments, it does feel like I'm more apt to say, yeah, I don't ever want to fucking do it.
See ya.
And that's kind of childish, I guess, but they are awesome to read back to the boys.
Yeah, they're so fun to read.
They're awesome. They're awesome. These people have never heard this before, by the way. Ever.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for them. It's good for everybody. Everybody needs someone holding them accountable, I think.
I don't think anybody knows it's good for them, though. I think they just say, oh, this fucking
guy's an asshole.
Yeah, I think that's what they say. I told you about somebody kidding me, right? Like, hey, kid, somebody said to me.
Oh, was this the person that was going to get you on the Chew, that show?
The Chew, yeah. Kid.
Who's on that?
You got a
Dustin
lot to
Diamond?
learn,
Who's on
kid.
that show?
With my help.
Sorry, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Who?
You fucking asshole.
Who did he say? I didn't hear it.
My bad. I didn't know.
Dustin Diamond.
Screech?
Yeah.
I guess he's a bad guy.
Well, yeah, but he's dead now.
There's some stories.
A lot of bad people are dead.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was asked,
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it.
What was that?
What?
It was one of those emails.
Guy Fieri?
No.
It's not good. I'm not going to talk about it.
But maybe just a little bit.
Somebody asked me to potentially write something about somebody that potentially passed away at a high school.
Oh, really?
At our high school. And I did respond. I did write something.
What was it?
What'd you say?
Bad people die all the time.
Someone bad from your high school died?
I didn't hit send. But I typed it up and I said, this is not going to happen. I am not going to do this one. Rest in peace. I apologize.
Was this a peer or a teacher?
Teacher. Yeah.
Was this the one that was banging on the students?
Jesus.
I don't think she was, but I mean, there's a
You said there was you've said there's a female teacher doing that and a male teacher doing it.
I don't think I ever said it was a female teacher.
No, just a dude.
Couple, allegedly. And then a couple other intimidating, though.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bad is a relative term in this sense.
Intimidating.
Bad,
Yeah.
in my particular view.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't send it, because I thought maybe somebody would enjoy this human at some point, I guess. I don't know how, but
But why would this person ask you to
they didn't. The
write a
school
glowing
did.
remark?
The
of it?
school did. The school asked
But
me.
does the school not know this was a bad person?
Well,
Again, AJ, bad is a relative term depending on who is
Did this guy
reference point.
Did he give Pat a Saturday school for cheating or something? So you hate him?
not cheating. I never cheated. I was able to basically memorize everything on
dare
the test
you
every single time.
accuse
But
him of cheating.
this was a person that was attempting to have me lose my scholarship to West Virginia for an absolute nothing reason. And all I had to do was write what she said I did, okay? And I would not do it. And this went on for 2 months, me and this lady, my senior year, last
you do?
semester of my schooling.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a
What'd you do?
Nothing. I was asleep, actually. I guess I
What did she
apologize
want you
for sleeping.
to say?
she said that I was doing something behind her to make somebody else laugh, and I disrespected her and blah, blah, blah. And me and this lady, we were at odds for 4 years. I mean, this was the melting point, you know what I mean? In the
So
hall.
was her word against yours? Wasn't there any students that could stand up for you?
Yeah, a couple did actually, yeah. But she sent me to in-school, and to get out of in-school, I had to write a letter to her apologizing for what I did. And the in-school police officer, who I'd known since I was literally 6 years old, was patrolling my neighborhood. It was a guy who rolled through Holiday Park or whatever, and her, they both had to okay it. And we could always get one or two okays, just couldn't get that third okay. You know what I mean? Just couldn't get that third okay. You know what I mean?
Man, what did she say you did?
She said I disrespected her and I was something else and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, I would say, so every time I said, I apologize for you thinking, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, I don't know what happened because I was asleep actually. So I apologize for falling asleep in your class, but I do not know what happened. And at that point, I'm already a stubborn asshole. All right. So there isn't like the cop that I've known literally since I was a kid. He was like, just fucking write that you did it or whatever. This will be over. Nah, I'm not doing it. So I missed a couple tests. You know what I mean? And I didn't forget about it. And then she
So the
passed
school
away.
didn't know, but the school had forgotten about it though.
I don't think the school knew about it other than in school. And then I think the assistant athletic director was happy that I was caught up in some shit. I wasn't really well liked by a lot of the teachers. Okay, I wasn't really a well liked human, and I attended a lot of class, never cheated, didn't do anything. I mean, I just wasn't really well liked. I think probably an asshole to some people, and that whole thing.
That teacher was not particularly well liked either. I remember there was some students one female student goosed her, gave her the old oil check.
What?
Yeah. This lady was.
That seems like that would be a suspension right there.
By the way, if I would have done that, I would have been like, cool, do what you're doing right now. Try to ruin my life, lady. Okay, do that. I was just sleeping. Now, she had been through a lot of stuff with a lot of other students because she was a very
polarizing.
No, I don't think there's many people that liked her. She was a mean person.
Mhm.
Okay. And I don't necessarily do great with the hate fall in line type thing, especially if everybody hates you. I am okay with being the one person that'll be like, hey, you don't have to be like, everybody hates you. Like, you don't have to be. I'm okay. I've always been like that, and I'm okay being that person. You don't make a lot of friends being that person, by the way. All right? You do burn some bridges, but that kind of is how it all started, and then years in the making, and then all of a sudden somebody laughed at her. She thinks. Anyway, she passed away. Rest in peace to her. But they asked me to write something and I was like, I don't think I'm the right guy. I don't think I'm the right guy. That's what I responded with.
Were they asking for the apology?
Classy move.
Huh?
Were they asking for the apology still?
Hey, we see here that you guys never were able to get 3 signatures.
She actually asked to be buried with your apology letter inside the casket.
Need it.
It was bullshit, though.
But okay, you tell me someone's checking this lady's oil in school? Where'd that kid go?
It's Plum High
That's
School,
sexual
dude.
assault.
Bro, this is Plum High
assault,
School. That
brother.
guy probably got suspended, or lady got suspended, probably, I'd assume. But she had quite a guard up against students. She did not like.
I mean, if someone's checking my oil in class, I'd have my guard up as well.
I never did that. I would like everybody to know that I did not
Oh, I
do
know,
that.
I'm not accusing you. I know you
that was a
never would.
very different person, but this lady was
But
not.
it may have led to
Yeah.
frustration being taken out on you and your
Yes.
situation.
I wonder if it was same day. I need to revisit if it was that same day of that whole thing, and maybe I got lumped into that. I do not
Put that
know.
in your apology letter. I'm sorry your oil was checked previously, but you do not need to take it out on me.
Hey, think about version 15 of that letter from me. Think about that.
Oh God.
Because I wasn't even allowed to go to the class. I would just go right to the in-school or whatever. And it was like, what are we even doing?
I had her as well. I had no problems. I slept through the entire class, got straight A's.
Hell yeah. She loved the nerds, though. You know what I mean? Like, she hated the athletes. Hated them.
You're saying Nick wasn't an athlete?
I mean, he was a
Yeah,
ball hockey
that's
world
fair.
champ. I get it. But he didn't play for any of the Plum teams, I don't think. Nick, did you?
Nah.
So she hated. I think, everything that she did hate. You know what I mean? Like, I think I was the. Oh, here is everything that I've ever hated in one human. And his last semester in our high school is with me. I'm just waiting, and that's kind of what happened. My mom is a real, nah, fuck him person, And I think she even got to the point where it was like, can we please just let this lady win one here? And I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. How many tests are you going to miss? As many as it takes.
Yep.
We're going to get 3 signatures on the right story here in this end thing. I think I inevitably gave in, by the way. Big coward. because I literally couldn't fail
at some
another
point.
test.
Yeah, or else
I think I would have been able to go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth derailing your whole future, not, going to kick in college because of it.
I will say, though, at the time, it was tough to tell me that,
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
And that has got me into some trouble, believe it or not. Over the years, that mentality has gotten me into trouble. But that lady, that was the only time I didn't send an email. But those emails get going. It's a good time.
I mean, anybody but you to write remarks after she passes, I would think.
I mean, I'm one of the,
notable alumni. I know. Is that a thing? That
Not one of.
somebody.
Yeah, Nick.
If a
Nick
teacher
loved
lies,
her.
though.
Remember, Nick loved her, got straight A's. Nick was not asked for an email or a
Nick, send an email in.
No, I'm good.
Years ago. It'd be almost disrespectful now because it's like you just found out she passed
It's like
away.
I slept through most of the class. I don't really remember much.
Everybody
I
did.
thought you said she just died.
No.
This is years ago.
Okay, I thought this was all happening recently.
No, this is years ago.
Okay.
It was, I had some real moments at that one too, because it took me right back into the letter writing, where I had to scribble it out, get through it. In that email that I was sending back, there was a lot of.
For the record, what is oil checking?
You just
Gonna have to look
think.
that one up.
Yeah.
That's a homework assignment, Zeke.
Yeah.
Nick's friends though were terrible people though. You got to know, like Nick's group.
An acquaintance, maybe.
And by terrible people, they're actually all very good people, but they did not. They did not care about anything. His
Hey,
group
you would probably go to jail now if you did that to a teacher.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Someone did that?
1,000%.
Yeah.
Prostate?
I did not know that, by the way. Nick just told me that story. I did not know, and I will.
You didn't know that?
Huh?
You didn't know that?
No. Who was it?
Okay. I'm not gonna name names. I ain't a snitch.
To rhyme with.
Yeah, what's wrong?
How would I know it?
You'd know it.
Oh,
I'll
dope.
tell you after.
It was a female, you said?
Yeah.
Wow. You must have felt pretty comfortable with that teacher.
I don't think that was the. I think it was I don't think it was comfort. I think it was.
I mean, is that your go-to when you're uncomfortable and you don't like somebody? Oh, there you just stick it out in there.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Maybe it was
Whoops.
just two friends having a good time. I don't think that was how it was received, though. I don't believe.
No. Bullying the teacher.
And that's why situations like my life potentially being ruined by this teacher happens because you're friends.
Yeah, Nick's friends.
Jaded her.
I'm just showing up to school with good energy. Why am I hated? Oh, because Nick's friends ruined it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. This almost didn't happen because Nick's friends.
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Interesting.
Look where you're at now.
Was that Nick and his deck hockey buds?
Nick's crew was legendary. Nick's crew was pretty legendary. They were literally. I mean, none of you guys cared about it. They didn't care about anything. It was awesome. They're all
This is the car club, too?
very smart, relatively successful people, but they were just like
fuck it.
legit. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Year older than me. He's a year older than me. Diggs year younger than me.
Oh, okay.
I did a lot of bouncing around groups because I played sports a lot, so I wasn't really around for everything. But there was a couple different groups in there that would show up. I'm like, this group,
you guys,
they do not care.
We had that party we were just talking about the other night.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And we might have told the story before, so I don't want to be an asshole and repeat anything. If you've heard us ever speak before about this, you can go ahead and leave the show. We understand and we appreciate it. So there was this one party, Nick's friends were connected to somebody. It was in Penn Hills. Penn Hills is where Aaron Donald is from. It's one of our rivals. It's very close. It's like right down the road there, okay? So one of his friends got invited to this party. I don't know how. Were they dating the girl that was having the party? Something happened.
She was dating the guy whose house it was.
No.
Yeah. It was a relative of his that.
Yeah. Anyways, Nick comes to me and my friend Slor Monster, Chris Lorman, who is a legend of a human. Now he owns a golf course. Legend of a human. And he goes, hey, you guys want to come to this party? It's in Penn Hills. We don't know what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. We're like, absolutely. So me and Chris are going, we don't know anybody at this party other than Nick. Okay? And we go into this party, a little bit of a tighter house, basement. They had a basement, deep basement with no, like, hanging lights. You know, it was classic high school movie party. We're having a great time. And normally, if our schools...
Are parents out of town?
So we'll get there. So normally, whenever the schools, we will get there. Normally, when Plum and Penn Hills back in the day were at a similar area, there was going to be beef. There was going to be a brawl. Like it was going to happen. That's just how it was going to go. Same thing with Monroeville. It was just kind of like a known thing back then. Like this was going to happen or whatever. This party, amazing. It was a great time, I do believe, until classic, cops. All right. So there's cops outside. So at this point, Me and my friend Chris are sitting on the couch in the living room. It was a tight little corner. The kitchen's like right here. Then there was a tight hallway down here that had the steps, and then the door was like behind something back here. Okay, so literally there's 50 people in this house. It's a fire marshal. I mean, it is a problem. And as soon as cops said everybody. And me and my friend Chris didn't know anybody. We were stuck in the back end. Okay, so it's like when you're staring at a traffic jam, and it's like there's people trying to get out windows, and there was only like 2 exits, and it was just like, so me and Chris looked at each other, and we literally just said, all right, fuck it. And we just sat down, and we had 3 cases of beer around us, and me and Chris literally just cracked it open, and we gave like a cheers. I think we talked to each other like, hey, lives could be ruined tonight. Like my life could be, I think at this point I was already going to West Virginia. It was already a big thing. And we're like, well, there's no way we're going to be able to get out of here. I mean, it is a problem. So we just sat down there, and as people were continuing to sprint out of the house, the cop turns the corner, and me and Chris just look at him, and we go, how's it going, man? And he goes, what are you guys doing in my fucking house? And me and Chris go, this is your house? He goes, yeah, this is my fucking house. And then the girl who was hosting the party, I guess I thought it was his sister, but I guess it was his girlfriend.
She was dating his younger brother. He and his younger brother lived in the house together.
Yeah. So the guy looked at me, you two are fucking idiots. He told me and Chris, he said, at least everybody else was trying to run it. You guys need to get out of my house or whatever. So me and Chris picked up the cases, and we just walked right out the front door, right past this cop car. We go to Nick's car. And everybody's like, panicking or whatever. And then everybody kind of like comes back slowly. And it was like, me and Chris basically had to kind of explain to everybody what had happened. We knew none of these people. They're like, you two just sat in the fucking living room with the beer and toasted the cop. It was like, to be honest, we had nowhere else to go. We just felt like it was the right move. That cop may be the coolest guy of all time.
You were sitting on his couch.
Yeah.
Just drinking beer in his face.
Foot on his table, actually. Like, I wanted to set it up as we were as comfortable as possible. Just, what a moment. That was awesome.
Long shift, huh, Paul?
Yeah. You want one of these icy lights? I don't drink that shit. All right.
Thanks for having us.
I didn't know. But yeah, there's a couple moments there where you look back on your life where you're like, wow, things could have went vastly different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, vastly different there in that situation. Thank God that guy.
Yeah. I mean, well, he probably his shift just ended, and if he would have tried to arrest you, it would have taken another 4 hours of work. He's like, I just want to be home.
What are you doing in my house?
He's got to clean up random semen stains in different rooms in that house.
Christ.
Be up all night.
I assume there was some fornicating happening in that house. Me and Chris were just penetrating beers, though, dude.
Yeah,
that's all
having
we were
a good
doing.
time.
That's all we were doing. We're having a good old time. What a moment.
Zito, what showed up when you Googled oil change?
Pornhub.com.
All right, we don't need that on our internet. You hear me?
No, don't do that again.
Well, we had to redo our whole internet yesterday.
Big Wet Butts was clogging the whole thing.
Yeah, AJ, you should know that Chuck Pagano had perfect connection yesterday without you on here.
Nice. Good. Thank you. Good job, Chuck.
No more big wet butts in the office.
There has been enough.
No more
lately.
What do you mean
Googling
you
of-
had to redo your internet?
We did. Yesterday we had to fucking redo the whole thing. Nobody was able to do anything.
Flush the
You put
lines.
what do you say?
You had to flush the lines.
Yeah.
Everything was jammed up.
It was clogged toilet over here.
Did you put like blockers on so guys can't get on websites?
No, I'm going to have to talk to our guy Bill and fucking tell him, like, hey, not Billy Tubes. He's part of the problem, not a part of the answer. I'm going to have to talk to the guy Bill who handles the whole thing. I'm going to be like, hey, I need like parental things on this thing. You know what I mean?
Some controls.
These guys can't handle themselves.
Just check his search history, to be honest with you.
Whoa. Jeez.
Sorry.
Go after him now.
Oh, you're saying he's the problem.
Billy doesn't deserve that.
I don't know.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
But the Moroccan network was down.
It was.
And it's because big wet butts on people's computers.
Not me. I've been asking for people to put it on my computer. They won't do it.
No, don't you be pointing at me. I didn't want to say it because he's, the new guy and everything, but
More like the porn table,
I walked
right?
by Gertie and I saw just big wet butts right on it. I said, are you making a traffic? I was like,
Dirty.
hey, whoa.
Dirty.
I thought we were past that.
We are an anti-porn cookies in your website.
I agree.
Office. We've had to go through this, Dirty.
Don't be looking up big dry butts either.
It's not just the big wet butts. It's the entire bucket of where big wet butts come from.
Yeah.
Wait, did somebody Google big wet butts or to type it in somewhere else?
Yeah.
All right, AJ. Enough
Images.
with your shit. All right, you're probably the one that's texting all these people. Hey, why don't you put on the new guy's computer some whatever? And then that took down our entire internet. You hear me?
I know. Shit, I had to upload podcasts. You think I wanted to be waiting around? No.
A lot of fingers were pointing at you immediately.
Well, I'm sure they were. I mean, we all know who a couple of the key kingpins here are. I'm not going to name any names, but we know. We all know.
Who's one of them?
The guy right over my shoulder.
Nick.
No.
Zito.
I was going to say.
Oh, come on.
Zito's
Come
quite the
on.
sleuth when it comes to it because no one expects it from him.
No way.
Zito's always working. Zito's always doing stuff.
I got my nose to the ground.
He doesn't have time to do your guys'
Doesn't
games.
take as long to upload the podcast when you're not downloading the 45-minute Cagney Lynn Carter scene.
Oh, that's a porn star.
Today's sponsor was Public. They don't want to do that. We'll read that tomorrow.
Yep.
There's no way we should put them.
Who was it? State Farm?
No, it's not State Farm. That's gone.
They're dead.
State
Wait,
Farm
is it gone for real?
Yeah. I don't know if you could see this. It happened. Had to.
Oh, you tape over it.
It's a good cooler.
What, the fire station send that thing to you?
Nah,
Wait, did
it
you
was
hear
actually
from
a
them?
former company we did business with.
Oh.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Hey, did they reach
Keep it
out?
nice and cold in there.
Hell yeah. Was this supposed to be an all-season thing?
Oh, yeah, I think so, yeah. I assume, man. I don't know. Just shut up and read the ad, all right? When we wrote it, shut your fucking mouth, all right? Our insurance is good enough. We don't need any of your antics, basically, is what they said. It was like, I agree. Okay, I'm just telling you. What about our show? What about the quality of our show? Your ad is boring. What about the people that watch and listen to our show? Does that mean anything?
No, we don't give a fuck. Shut your mouth, read the ad, and keep those fucking dogs on a leash over there. I don't want to hear them talking during
Well,
it.
I will say they did not get to know much about us, but I like the fact that they knew that you guys are part of the problem, not a part of the answer.
I have State Farm.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to cancel it now.
Hey, me too, by the way. I have State Farm as well. That
Gotta
would have been.
change.
It actually would have been a perfect for the.
It would have.
It would have been perfect for the entire office, but going to have to go to Gabby, I guess, get a better insurance.
That's
stuff.
right.
Allstate time.
Progressive has
That's true.
SmackDown every Friday night. Michael Cole's. I don't know what they're paying, but they get a Progressive read every 10 minutes, basically. With that entire, they got that augmented reality UFO that comes flying in.
Yep.
I'm like, damn. And this is, I guess, the business side of this thing. As soon as the first show I did with them, that Progressive flyer came in or whatever. I'm like, oh, good for Progressive, okay. And then they did it again like 10 minutes later. I'm like, Progressive got to be paying a lot of fucking money. And then they did it again for the whole show. I'm like, Progressive getting in the game pretty strong here. That's big money. And maybe
Is that Flo?
Yeah.
and that new guy.
Jamie.
Not Mayhem. What's Mayhem with?
Mayhem's with Allstate. That was a great series.
And Pedro Serrano's with Allstate still too, right?
Yeah, Dennis Haysbert. Yep.
How about Kevin Sorbora?
Oh,
Sorbo. I don't know if he's on any commercials.
I don't think he's Allstate.
Jay Jershitz deserves at least one
He
or
does.
two of these too.
He does.
Get
So
him in
when's
there.
the tournament? Did it already happen?
No kids.
It's this weekend.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, it stinks for the Champions Tour that they happen to be at the exact same time as the NFL, just like it stinks for the MLS and anybody else. I mean, the Ryder Cup we'll get into because it's USA, I guess. We'll get into it
When
a
is
little
that?
bit.
Next weekend.
Yep.
Man, P. Reed left off the squad, huh? He's upset.
Yeah, especially with everything with Brooks right now.
What happened? I didn't see what happened.
With Patrick Reed, I'm not sure.
He didn't get chosen.
He just didn't get picked,
He,
yeah.
he didn't qualify, so they had to choose him. He didn't
What are
get
you
it.
talking about?
Brooks is basically just like, hey, this is an individual game, and now you want us to be a team. Like, I really don't know how to, I don't know how to adjust my game now that I have a teammate, basically. And he talked about how if the first guy gives you a bad shot, it's like, all right, well, we're fucked, and now I have to take this next shot from the woods. So, and
Yeah,
it's
but
not
was
my
he a
fault.
hockey player growing up, Brooks?
Yeah, and then he switched after that incident he had.
He can flip a switch, be a team sport guy, I bet in there. For America, Brooks, we need you out there. Come on, Brooks.
He's saying just give me the right partner. That's all he's saying.
Well, he also is saying, like, we each individually have to hit each shot. Okay, so if somebody else fucks me over, I'm not going to be exactly his will in this entire thing, which I appreciate. By the way, you're going to have some teammates that are like that, by the way.
Mhm.
Right? However you go about getting the job done, however you go about getting the job, let's just go ahead and win that thing for America, Brooks. I think Brooks will do that. Brooks is going to leave everything out there on the course.
Yeah, just put him with Phil.
When is it and where is it?
Whistling Straits, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Oh, so it's USA chance.
Oh, yeah.
Wisconsin. Up in Wisconsin. It's great.
Yeah.
Right on Lake Michigan.
Next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Sweet.
Have you ever been to Whistling Straits or wherever? That feels like something that a lot of NFL guys travel to Wisconsin to do.
I mean, yeah, it's like less than an hour drive from Green Bay. Aaron used to take a big group of people up, and we'd play every summer, spring. It's awesome. Yeah, the course is really sweet.
Aaron would do that for you? Was it just you and then people that weren't on the team, or was it other teammates?
No, it's like 5-6 groups that he would kind of host and bring us all there. Yeah.
Wow.
I never heard that.
Terrible teammate.
Never.
I didn't know he did that.
Jermichael Finley never went.
How do you feel about
I don't know if
J-Mike?
J-Mike was a big golfer.
How do you feel about Mr. Finley's comments about Aaron?
I just don't know how. And I play with J-Mike. I know him. Like, I don't know where. Does he got that from watching the game on TV?
I asked a lot of questions about how you could tell a work ethic if you're not in the building watching the person. I don't know how that whole thing goes. I guess it's because he doesn't care, maybe. It's intensity, passion, maybe what he referred to. But I feel like Aaron's always like this, right?
Yeah. He's always like that, I guess. Yeah. When you lose, everyone likes to dissect everything. Body language, all of that. It's hard. You can't really talk about somebody's work ethic when you watch them on TV on Sundays. You don't see the 6 days prior to that.
Well, that's what your work ethic is, though, right? I mean, the work ethic is not seen.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it can be seen, but yeah, I mean, the time you're putting in when people aren't watching you and seeing it and dissecting it, that matters quite a bit.
What you do in the dark will come to the light.
There it is.
All right? And that's with your life choices, but also your work. And whenever the lights come on, people better realize that the work we've put in behind closed doors is more than the work that they've put in behind closed doors. Everybody sees the moment. Everybody sees the night. Everybody sees the play. What they don't see is the hours upon hours of sweating and puking and giving it your all and failing and then trying yet again. They only see the one moment, the pinnacle. It's the climb that gets you to the climax.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's what it's all about. Social media has kind of obstructed our view on things too because we think we see everything. You know?
Yeah, and people like you, if you see anything, you believe it 100%.
Don't you people me.
Okay.
There are some things I've seen where I said, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really? Like what?
Dan Orlovsky's bark. And then I called him, and he barked on the phone to me, and I was like, holy shit.
Incredible.
That is real. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw that clip. I saw it.
That's one of the most recent things where I've gone, that's bullshit. Other than that, if I see somebody, putting an effort to showcase their work, I'm like, okay, this person isn't going to not be working and then showcase their work because they're inevitably going to have to showcase what they've been working on, and that'd be a bad idea. That's why I think I jump in and go like, all right, this is just what we're seeing. We're not seeing everything else. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it for sure.
All right. Let's get the fuck out of here, huh?
Thursday Night Football, huh?
I mean,
hey, hit that risk-free same-game parlay on FanDuel.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that's doing well.
I like that. Throw some. Tell
Already in.
Billy Tubes. I can't get an account. You know that here.
What Anthony Gonzalez told us? What 6-7 years that thing will get through?
Yeah, it'll take a little
right
bit.
Around, right around the corner.
But also, Tony Gonzalez.
All right, good luck, Gonzo.
Unfortunately.
Have you talked to Gonzo lately? I literally have not. Is he all right?
Not lately. I don't know when. I think that. Is he up for re-election in November?
We'll see if he makes it.
Oh, is this like
well, remember,
Sleepy Joe type thing
people,
with?
People were calling for his head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good luck, Gonzo.
Hey, good luck, Gonzo.
We're here
We
for
don't-
you, Gonzo.
Unless you did something that was wrong, Gonzo, you shouldn't have done that. But if you didn't, good luck out there, dude. Seems
He's
like
good
it's
in
gonna
Ohio,
be-
though. He's a Buckeye.
Huh?
He's a Buckeye.
Well, I think that's
Yeah, I
his
think a lot of
problem.
people were leaving the IOs on the pond when Gonzo was saying OH.
Yeah. That's
right.
There's a lot of OHs and then just echoes, I think, there for a
Hey,
bit.
you're that fucking guy.
I don't know if he's gotten back into it. Has he gotten back into good graces with people?
I don't think so. Hey, you're the guy who fucking bites the hand that feeds. That's right, huh?
Is that what they're saying to him?
I think that's what people are
Get your
saying.
fucking ass up.
The Toxic Table has looked into this. That's what it sounds like. I have heard an entire...
I love
time.
Gonzo, and I'm praying for him.
That's why
Good
we're
luck,
so up to date with
Hey,
him.
ask
yeah.
General Bob next time he's on. General Bob will give you a full rundown of everything.
Get General
I'll
Bob.
tell you what, we don't need General Bob's political breakdowns. I mean, I will ask General Bob about what league he's saving and how the Buckeyes are doing and other football thoughts, but I don't know if there's it. And I've said this is a policy of this show. Nobody's thinking to themselves, you know what? I want Pat McAfee to fucking tell me how I should feel about this political event. I don't think there's anybody thinking to themselves, you know what? What's General Bob Carpenter thinking about this? I'm not sure. Maybe there are. I'm not around him enough, but I know I'm not, so that's not what I'm going to ask him.
Seat's going to be open, so if General Bob wants it, he can go ahead and run himself if he wants.
Now, is he one of the ones that represents an area, or is it just the entire state?
Thought he was an
Area. He has a district.
Yeah.
Gonzo does.
Mm-hmm.
And that district is up in Cleveland, right?
Like Northeast Ohio.
Top
area,
right, yeah.
So who doesn't have districts? Governors? Governors just the whole state. There's only
one
one
governor.
Yeah.
Senators.
Senators are the entire state.
There's state senators, then there's senators who are in Washington, D.C.
Which one changes by how your population is?
The House.
which is the
House of Representatives, which is like if I don't
senators.
know.
No, senators are in Congress.
Senators
Yeah.
are in the Senate, which is part of Congress.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
House of Reps are part of it too.
Yes.
See, this is exactly why people think
there's
for
more
themselves.
people in that. There's more House of Reps. Like that's what Gonzo is.
Yeah, he's
We
in the
do
House.
not want to hear Pat McAfee's thoughts on politics, especially after what just was laid out right there. I have no idea what's going on over there.
It's hard to know.
But
I don't either. Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, me neither. It's just
how do all these people that get voted from all these places never fucking get anything done then? You know what I mean?
because it's a dirty game getting in, and then once you get in, it's just like, all right, how can I stay here? And
Oh,
by
House of
staying
Cards.
here, yes, the way to stay, don't do shit.
I've watched House of Cards, so I think I do know, actually. Now that I think
Oh,
about
well,
it.
yeah, of course you've watched House of Cards. We know. Favorite actor.
All right, that was before I learned anything about anything. All right.
Don't go in there and
Ignorance
talk
is no excuse. You know that.
Nobody knew at that time. That's why House of Cards existed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love the show. I just was never like a big Kevin Spacey fan that you always have been.
Listen, I didn't like Kevin Spacey. I liked old Frank Underwood, dude. He was a terrible person in there. Terrible. But that son of a bitch became president.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
You know what I mean?
His wife became president then after him, right?
That's what I heard. Yeah, I mean, it was just like,
He got rid
just
off
like
the
with
show.
Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, good show.
I love Bull,
Was.
and then I had to stop watching when I heard
Who?
something. Huh?
Bull.
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 What's that?
It's Dr. Phil's story allegedly before he saved Oprah, and then became, Dr. Phil. He was
Such a good show.
Trial science.
trial science, yeah, jury selections and mock trials and all that stuff. A lot of psychology in there.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know Dr. Phil was great at that, wasn't he?
Very good. Yeah, I watched how he did it. It was so good. And then I heard something bad happened.
Dirtbag.
So I had to stop watching.
Yeah.
Is he really?
Not good.
I don't
not
know.
Dr.
I
Phil.
don't. It was all not Dr. Phil. On set
actor.
something happened. I was like, all right, can't
Main
watch this
character.
anymore.
Inappropriate comments and squeezing butts on set. Can't do it.
Like your guy Spacey, huh?
This was alleged. We
Not
don't.
my guy.
Alleged.
But you watch the show, and the show's like he's the smartest human of all time. So then you
Cool.
hear this stuff, and it's like, you're not though.
No.
And I can't separate.
Art from the artist.
Yes, bingo.
I thought you view everyone as a character or a cartoon.
I do. In some characters, it's like, don't need you in my life. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, I get it.
I have a good one.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin. We need more Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
I just like his stance and how he holds his whistle, everything.
Still had his whistle on, by the way.
Yeah, and he actually said still holding the whistle whenever he talked about the OGs.
Yeah.
I coached them, so they were all older than me when I was coaching them, but I was their head coach. I mean, back in the day, he used to be about. I love that guy. All right, let's get out of here. Logan in Nebraska, what's going on, man? You've probably been on hold a long time. What's up?
What's up, Pat? Shout out the boys.
Shout
Shout out T's and P's for Diggs.
Shout out.
I just want to ask, is that a guarantee for the pod to be 3 times a week in the winter? And then Nebraska plays OU this weekend. I'm taking Nebraska to win it outright, going undefeated after that.
Moron.
What are you guys' thoughts?
All right, Logan, I like that a lot. The pod, I think, actually may be going to 4.
Yeah, I was contingent upon Zito being the host, I believe.
No, I think there's a vote happening, and Tone's vote will be a mail-in ballot, obviously, since he is at home. But it feels like
No
there's a
problem with
chance
those.
that maybe the narrative will change without the leader of the anti-pod party in the debate. You know what I mean?
Hey, let Mitt have the first mic. Let him host.
Yeah. I like that, actually.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Mitt's
Get the young kids
pie.
involved.
I don't know if Mitt necessarily has the personality traits to be a host of a show. I think he's great on a show,
Yeah.
but maybe that's where he tests his, maybe that's where he gets his wings, earns his stripes.
Yeah.
Attaboy, Mitt. Way to go. Mitt's shaking his head. No, I ain't doing it. All right. So Mitt has. I'm not supposed to.
Mitt
host.
drowns in a pool every 5 minutes when he talks. so if you
Oh,
had to talk all
come
the
on.
time, you'd be in a bad spot.
Mitt, you don't deserve that. You hear me, Mitt? Mitt did just get back from Pluto, though. It does appear. I'm looking at him over here.
Just got back to the solar system.
Get him a mic.
Yeah, he's on it. That's
He's
him.
coming, yeah. What's up, Mitt?
It's like Darth Vader.
What is AJ's problem with me? I've addressed this a couple times, AJ. What the hell?
Yeah,
My problem with you, Mitt,
all
I'm
the
trying to
people?
get you some airtime. I like talking to you, Mitt.
I don't really like talking to AJ.
Whoa! Bro, I mean, literally just complete. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah,
Mitt
you
was
got
like,
me, Mitt.
and then blows out an entire cloud on you. That was awesome. That was so cool.
I respect it, Mitt. I've always respected you, Mitt. I do more now.
Mitt, that's what I'm talking about, dude.
Good dunk, Mitt.
It's a day. This is a big day.
Good job, Mitt.
Normally he's so high, like a helium balloon, just bouncing around. However anybody tells him, boom, boom, boom. You know, oh, I love that. That's cool. And then today is finally like, I'm fucking done with it. Yeah. Hey, Mitt, this is a big day. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Mitt. Good work, Mitt.
Boy, Mitt.
Mitt's doing this, by the way. You can't see him.
He's getting the crowd going.
Up at the crowd.
Are you not entertained?
Let's go to Bobby in Jersey. Last call of the day on the 5-hour energy phone line. Sorry if we didn't get to you. Bobby in Jersey, what's up, dude?
Hey, football is back. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Can I get an amen? What's that? That's a song, isn't it? I think so.
Take me to church.
Amen. If you a scared motherfucker, go to church. Right? That's the whole song.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Bobby, hallelujah, pal, for your call. Is Jesus Christ himself here?
It sure sounds like it.
Sounds like we're calling him.
Yeah.
Amen,
Hey.
Bobby.
Hey, Big Ten Bobby here. Always watching the show. After watching the show, old episode popped on, and it's from January 12th, 2021. And, yeah, so it was the day after the national championship for college football, and the stooge was giving his opinion about Mac Jones, saying how he wasn't looking like an NFL quarterback and how he would not want him to be on the Patriots. But now
I've been waiting
this
for
guy thinks he's the best thing since fucking sliced bread. I just want to say that Zach's going to beat Mac next week, and Zach's going to outplay him. And, hey, Connor, no one fucking takes baths. Take a shower, you stooge.
All right, that's Robert in Jersey. He's a
Big
Jets
Ten
fan.
Bob.
That guy's the Jets, huh?
Is that what he said? Big Ten Bob?
I don't know if he said Big
Is that
Ten Bob,
Bobby
Big Time Bob,
Carpenter?
Big Fan Bob, or Big Fat Bob.
I don't know either. I thought it was Big Ten, Bob.
I don't have my head thing. I do appreciate Big Bob calling in or whatever. I did not recall you burying Mac Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Did that happen?
Right away, and then you said, you know what you're doing? You're setting yourself up for freezing cold take later on. And I said, well, you know, right now at the moment.
Did I actually say that?
Oh, yeah. Verbatim. And I was like, I know. And that's why I'm not a scout. I'm not Bill Belichick, so whatever he does, whatever, I'll trust him.
Yeah, you're right. You're a big time fan.
Yeah.
And you also live under the rim.
That's right. So I think I buried every single quarterback in the draft, and no matter what, we're going to end up with one of them. So fuck it. It's a long off season.
Hey, we appreciate your takes, Bob.
Hey, thank you.
Don't listen to Big Fat Bob.
No.
All right. Is that what I honestly did not hear what he said.
Sound like Big Ten to me.
I thought that's what he
Big
said.
Ten, Bob.
All right, Big Ten Bob. Does he spell it with the B1?
It has to be
G?
B1G, Bob.
Yeah.
And then Bob?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually pretty clever by them, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted,
Coming off Legends and Leaders.
that was terrible.
Yeah.
Tough.
Bad.
And
Their
then-
old logo was better, I thought.
especially now with the Big 12, getting Cincinnati and BYU,
No, get out of town.
Coastal Carolina.
Big 12's fucking dead.
No.
If you think bringing BYU and Coastal Carolina makes the Big
Cincinnati.
12.
How about Cincy?
Well, we'll see how Cincinnati is when Luke Fickle gets the fuck out of town, because that's happening soon.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Luke
AJ
Fickle's
knows.
a Big 12 coach, dude. That's what he is. He's
Big
in the
Ten
Big 12.
roots. Big Ten roots.
You can be whatever the fuck you want. We got a lot of Big East roots in that Big 12. And Big East, you should just run pain trains on everybody.
Hell yeah.
That's what we used to do. How about Bob Huggins, coach in West Virginia? Coach of Cincinnati as well. Was with the Big East. Go to the Big 12. Now the Big 12 is basically becoming the Big East mixed with parts of the Big 12. I wonder how old Huggy Bear feels about this whole thing. He's probably sick of traveling across the fucking country for all these goddamn games. How come West Virginia's not in the Big 10 or the ACC? Why didn't you guys let us in? What is the deal, AJ?
Should be in the Big Ten. They should be in the Big Ten. I
should
feel like
be.
it fits perfectly there.
Why didn't you guys let us in?
You got to talk to Kevin Warren, the commissioner.
Was he? No, I don't think it was him. It was the previous one.
Oh, who was the previous one?
Because
Delaney?
Kevin
Is that
Warren,
right?
remember
Yeah,
Kevin
Delaney
Warren's
sounds
first
right.
move was the COVID thing.
Yeah.
Right? That was his first thing.
Yep.
Who was it before?
Delaney sounds right. I believe it was, AJ.
Yeah.
What's
He
the
was
deal?
there for a long time.
He got beef with West Virginia. What's the deal?
I don't know. I mean, well, now I'm sure they're way more open to it with everyone else doing all the, joining different conferences.
I don't think we're going to lead Big 12 because fucking horns down, pal.
Hell yeah.
But it would have made a lot more sense for us to join the Big 10 or the ACC.
ACC.
ACC would have been perfect.
Kept all your rivalries.
Virginia Tech, Pitt,
Basketball.
Miami, when they came back.
The
Basketball
best-
would have been big. Yeah. If we would have went to Big 10, then we would have been able to keep that rivalry with Rutgers alive. You know what I mean?
That's right. True. It
You guys-
was Jim Delaney.
Jim Delaney.
Big Jim, yeah.
Hey, James, fuck off, pal. All right. Hammer Dahn's in about 10, 15 minutes. Can't thank you guys enough. Thanks, Coach Tomlin. It's a long after-hours show, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We really got after it today.
Bonus content.
Hey, free content. Free
Hell
content.
yeah.
Free content. All right. Everybody can eat shit. we got to give away some winners for something. A lot of stuff. No, I think a lot of shit's actually been handled. The
A lot
merch,
of it, yeah.
merch has all been handled.
Free bet tonight.
The free bet thing is happening tonight. We need to get in that. Hashtag same game parlay. Go ahead and let it eat. Show us what yours is. Show us that you're involved in the same game parlay that we're giving out, risk-free bet with FanDuel, and you'll be up to win some merch if we win. Yeah. And the merch, by the way, I heard is getting pumped out quicker than ever.
Here we go.
That's awesome. Congrats to CFO Phil, Bruce Brown, and the store. I haven't got anybody telling me to kill myself yet. They waste some money on us. That's great. Those are always nice days to have when you don't receive messages like that.
Mhm. Those are nice.
Because I do read my shit. Some people just don't read their stuff. I do, and every time it's just like, I wasted my last $1 on your merch store, and I wanted it tomorrow, and it did not come for 5 weeks or something like that. I'm like,
Seems rational. My shirt comes 3 days late, so I threaten the life of the person that I bought it from.
That's right.
yeah, I let them
That's what
down.
they do.
I broke their heart. I disappointed them.
Good for you for standing up and owning it.
No, I just stopped promoting the store. And then I was told, like, hey, the store could still do some stuff. We sell a lot of stuff. We're ready for this. You can do it. And I'm like, I don't like those tweets that I'm inevitably going to get, though. I don't like it because I actually read my shit, and that does affect my day. That does affect my day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mentally tough enough for that not to affect my day. And like, we're good. And then all signs have been reported.
Lo and behold, we are
We
good.
are good.
Yeah.
Shout out to the store, dude. That's awesome.
I mean, yeah, I would imagine with your operation, this store should be able to handle it. Like, this is...
You're giving us a lot of credit. I mean,
I'm sure there's some store out there that would love to handle it if this one can't.
well, actually, all right, we'll be back tomorrow. We're using our outside voices. Should be inside voices. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Who wins tonight?
Competition's good for everybody. You know that.
Washington football team, you say? -3.5?
Washington football team and the points, yes. They cover.
All right. We'll see if AJ's right tomorrow. Noon.
He
We
is.
kick off. Coach JB will join us at some point. Other guests as well.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
have a day. Hammer Downs in 15 minutes. Cheers.